ABC Sport.
We begin this broadcast by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which this match will be played today and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. We extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples listening.
It's all on the line. Here we go.
The moment of truth has arrived.
What a matchup this is. What a game.
The umpire holds the footy up.
I wouldn't want to be anywhere else on earth.
On ABC Sport, this is the AFL.
Oh, there's a bit to get excited about.
The intensity and the pressure in the ball is unbelievable.
Take your moment. This is that moment of the game of footy.
This is just football at its best.
And that'll be it. From walking on thin ice to dancing on the mountaintop, the Brisbane Lions never stopped believing. And they are the champions.
Sit back, relax, witness the greatest. It don't get better than this.
He's pulled the through for a magnificent goal.
Comes out, gathers, snaps, goal.
An extra bit of class.
He smashed that through. What a kick. Goes bang with everything he's got.
They are leaving nothing out there.
Listen to the roar.
The drop punt. He's gone. And the building is jumping. We know he's a big shot taker. He's a big shot maker. Leans back on the kick. Game on.
That camera action, baby. Countdown to contact.
From the right forward, off it. Oh, he's a sharpshooter, all right.
Step up in the big moment.
Points to the man on the mark. Drop punt. He's there. Gathers, snaps. He'll bring the house down.
Sit back, relax, witness the greatest. It don't get better than this.
He'll put it on the boot. Kick up towards the logo.
You take a seat, cause it don't get better than
He
this.
defies the laws of gravity. He runs onto it 50 from goal. He's in Dusty's pocket. He shoots. Oh, he's as bloody good as Dusty. Oh, yeah.
Rowe snaps goal. The drop punt. It's good. And you can hear that body roar.
Force one way and the next and the snap. There's the finish.
60 out. Oh my goodness. That's a massive hit. Big time spot. Big time goal kicker.
That's why we love football.
Brilliant to watch.
From the centre wicket. Whacks it for six. Scores level. Running pass. Throws it on the left. Could that be the sealer?
Seconds ticking down. We're not done yet. What a finish.
Welcome to the 2025 AFL Premiership season on ABC Sport. On radio, on digital, and on the ABC Listener.
You take a seat, cause it don't get better than this.
The conclusion to the 2025 season has been nothing short of spectacular. And tonight, the penultimate game before finals footy brings us to the Gabba for a high-stakes Sunday night clash between the Lions and the Hawks, with the winner set to claim third spot and the loser to plummet to an away elimination final. It's a huge night for the reigning premiers, Brisbane, who reminded the competition exactly how deadly they can be against the Dockers last week. And they celebrate Dane Zorko's 300th tonight alongside Charlie Cameron's 250th. There is a bit of a dark cloud over the team, though. They've lost another senior star in the build-up. Eric Hipwood, the latest to join the injury list with a calf issue. The Hawks, meanwhile, enter with a ton of momentum. They've won 8 of their last 10, and they chase their first ever double chance finish under Sam Mitchell. A timeless night as well for their veterans, who are about to chase some history over at the Hawthorn Football Club. Luke Bruce playing game 308. He'll pass his current coach Sam Mitchell for third in games played behind Michael Tuck and Lee Matthews. But it is a big night for Sam Mitchell himself, who'll have his 400th as a player and coach combined. And Jack Gunston is about to become the 8th Hawk to kick 500 goals after his equal career best 7 last week. It is a beautiful night in Brisbane. And as I touched on before, there is a lot at stake as we head towards finals football in 2025. Great to have you with us for Sunday Footy on ABC Sport. Andrew Wellington, the Brisbane Lions chairman, to join us in a moment's time, and there is a lot to talk about because there was a big news story coming out of the West today, and one that I think most of the footy industry felt was inevitable. Oscar Allen has advised the club officially of his intention to explore his options as a restricted free agent, with many feeling he will find his way to the Brisbane Lions. So we'll put that to the Brisbane chairman in a moment's time. And also what's to come in terms of the future with Academy and father-sons, given that there is an expected first-round lockout to come in a couple of years, which would hurt Brisbane. They've got a couple of Academy products to come in the pipeline. So we'll put that all to Andrew Wellington, and we'll hear from Adrian Hitmock as well from the Hawthorn Football Club. Alongside me to call the action tonight, is the local boy, Michael Price. Good to see you, Pricey.
G'day, Az, and welcome aboard. What an exciting night it is. Sunday night footy in Brisbane. It's an unusual occurrence, but boy, there is a buzz outside the Gabba right now. Just walking up and down Vulture Street and watching the punters come in. A lot of Hawthorn fans here, they're going to bring it. They're going to bring the noise as well. And we just cannot wait for this game to start. It's befitting of a final before the finals, if that makes sense.
It's so busy tonight that our two experts can't seem to get in the door. And I think one of them, you could say, don't you know who I am? But that is the three-time premiership hero and the Brownlow medalist, Jason Ackermanis. So he's making his way up towards the commentary box, as is the dual Australian ruckman, Matthew Primus, the former Port captain and coach. So they'll be with you in a moment's time once they get through the crowd that's waiting outside. It is a big evening here in Brisbane, but it does give us a chance to welcome in the Brisbane chairman, Andrew Wellington, in a moment's time, because it is such a huge build-up to this game. You touched on it, Pricey. It's so rare to have Sunday night football here. So this is the third time in Brisbane's history, and it's happened, weirdly enough, in the last couple of years. So both Q clashes, both of them were 30,000 plus. But I might welcome in Andrew now just to say, thanks for joining us, Andrew, but what do you make of Sunday night football?
Oh, it's a pleasure to join you. Thank you for having me. I think it's great. It's you probably don't want to do it all the time, but I think when you've got a game that, you know, there's a lot riding on it, and should be a great game. Two teams that are playing pretty well. Then I think you can get away with it. Hopefully the kids can still get up and get to school tomorrow. And
congratulations on the campaign. So a 7th consecutive final series and hopefully a top 4 finish after tonight. How does this season compare to the past few?
Well, they're all a bit different, aren't they? Last season was really unusual. We certainly started this season a lot better. This season we've probably been a little bit more up and down, and I suppose the other thing that's a bit different this year is the Gabba's normally been a bit of a fortress for us, but we've been a little bit vulnerable here, where we've been really good on the road. Unfortunately, a few injuries again, and they're starting to pile up, so hopefully no more of those tonight.
How is Lockie doing inside the four walls?
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he's running well, and it's one of those injuries you've just got to be pretty careful with, because you watch him train and you think, gee whiz, why isn't he playing? But obviously we've got our medical staff do a fantastic job. They've got their own really strong brand within the AFL system in terms of looking after players and rehabilitating players who've had a history of injuries. So you've just got to trust those and trust them, and yeah, hopefully he'll be right for finals.
I don't want to make too much of a fuss on individuals, but we're looking at the great Zorko tonight. 300 games, only the 4th Lion in history to achieve that mark. Tell us from your perspective as the head honcho, looking at this fellow and what he's done to help achieve the success that the Lions have had over the last few years.
Well, his story parallels the Lions a bit, doesn't it? Or maybe we should say our story parallels his, in the sense that he's been a driver of it to a large extent. And obviously he came into our list after the Gold Coast were prepared to trade him, and endured a few tough years with the club, and then came into a leadership role as captain and really helped us build through that period. And I think one of the things that's undersold about Dane is the way he allowed the club to grow, the way that he transitioned the captaincy to Harris and Lockie, but remained a leader. And you see the energy that he brings on field, and if you were at training and around the club, you'd see he brings that same energy week in, week out. And I think what that has allowed us to do is really build our leadership depth. So we've still got a fellow there who's been a great captain and plays as a great leader, but he's actually helped build 2 other great captains now.
Can I ask you about that period, Andrew? So you come on as chairman in 2017, and around that was when Zorko became captain, Fagan came in, and altogether you have this chemistry now of what you've been able to accomplish. What has it been like actually working with those 3 essentially for nearly 10 years?
Well, I've been blessed, really, haven't I, to be able to work with such high-quality people, and that's a large part of the reason why the club's been able to improve to where it is today, is the quality of those people. So working with them, it's been a great pleasure. And people often ask me what are the things that are particularly special about winning the premiership last year, and it's just seeing the reward that come the way of those people who were pretty strong and were doing it pretty tough and copped their fair share of criticism too, I should say, at times about whether we're on the right path. So to be able to work with them and see them enjoy that success was fantastic.
It's funny when you reflect on what you've been able to accomplish, as I touched on before, 7 consecutive final series, and this tonight could be, out of those 7 years, 5 top 4 finishes. Where do you feel like you are on your window? Because I look at this list and there's a couple of guys like Dane Zorko playing 300 tonight, but there is so much young talent. I feel like you're just getting started, Andrew.
Yeah, look, it's people talk about windows, and obviously we're aware the system's designed to make sure that you're not at the top all of the time, and so you're working against the system a little bit, and the system's working for you a little bit when you're near the bottom. But we sat down a few years ago and really looked at clubs like Sydney and Geelong, who've been able to, I suppose, extend their period in the window, if you want to use that terminology. And we had ambitions to do the same sort of thing. So, when we make list management decisions, it's really focused on that, trying to make sure we retain a balance of the young and the not so young. And look, fingers crossed, it's worked so far, but I mean, you never know. you certainly don't want to get ahead of yourself in this industry. You never know what's around the corner.
Indeed, and I suppose getting ahead of the game was announced by West Coast at the end of their season about Oscar Allen and his intentions to join Brisbane. That's obviously something that's got to go through negotiations and whatnot, but how do you get involved in those decisions? Is that something you sit back and allow the football department to just do their thing?
Let's put the Oscar Allen thing to one side, because we're sort of focusing on a game tonight that's effectively a final, and then some finals after that. But to answer your question about list management, I sit on the list management committee, but more as a way of interfacing then with the board. So when we're bringing decisions or things that we'd like the board to consider or approve, then I can talk a little bit about the process that the team went through and the sort of factors that they took into account. So I don't sort of sit there and
no rubbish. Come trade time. It's on the table. Don't worry about it. They're just thinking big picture.
It's a great way to welcome Jason Ackermanis into
when it gets to contract time, I like to tell people like Zork so I can influence them just to see if he's got something for me. But
it's a good thing though. At least these days, Andrew, guys can go from a club to a club, where in our era, and it was a great era too, just saying there, Matty, that it was very difficult. Now you say, I'm going somewhere, and 99 times out of 100 you get there, and it's a good sign. So I think I know what you're saying, and you've got to just play politics, but the fact that a player has said, I'm wanting to come, that's another great sign, like it was when Lachie Neale wanted to come, when Charlie Cameron wanted to come. So I think, you think you're coming off the dip and the club's going backward, and you're worried about what the perception is. That is another good sign, I think.
Well, it's a really interesting, broader question about how lists are managed these days, and there's a bit of noise about father-sons, NGAs, academies. But if you look at our premiership team last year, and you look at the players that we're able to attract to the club through free agency or trade, you've got Joe Danaher, Lachie Neale, Josh Dunkley, Charlie Cameron, Cal Archie. It's a pretty solid list, and so certainly, creating a club an environment that people want to be part of. I think that's an important part these days of being a successful club, and we're so fortunate to have had Chris Fagan, but Chris would be the first to acknowledge that there's a lot of others who've contributed to that. Danny Daly and David Noble when he was here, and plenty of others that contribute to that environment.
Brisbane Lions chairman Andrew Wellington with us in the build-up to the Lions and the Hawks. Third place on the line for Saturday footy on ABC Sport, and there are no late changes. So James Tunstall and Luke Bruce are the subs tonight for both Brisbane and Hawthorn, respectively. So just on the NGAs then, Andrew, Greg Swan moves to AFL House, best buds, and somehow he might be implementing something that might hurt you in the long term. You've had a lot of success with father-son and academies. Where do you feel it should land in terms of a first-round lockout or maybe matching round bids? How do you think the system should move forward?
Well, I think the first mistake we're making at the moment is just putting them all in the one basket. So if we say there's 3 mechanisms, I suppose, at the moment. There's father-son, there's Northern Academies, and then there's NGAs. They each have very different objectives. So to try and throw them all in the same basket, I don't think's right. I mean, we put significant investment into our academy here in Brisbane. I think the number's about 8% of listed AFL players originally come from Queensland, so it's still a really low number, and that's what we're trying to grow, and that's what the objective of those northern academies are, which is very different to father-son. So I think I talked about our premiership side last year. We had Harris Andrews, whose I think pick was in the 50s. Jack Payne was not much different, and then Eric Hipwood, who was pick 14, and then you can debate whether you put Jasper Fletcher into father-son or Northern Academy, but we still on that basis haven't really had a top 10 pick out of our Northern Academy. So I just get a bit frustrated with, I suppose, some of the narrative that doesn't really consider the facts at hand and just lumps all these mechanisms in together.
So if there was a first-round lockout, what would you like to prioritise? Do you think father-son should be the one that's locked out? Academies should get a bit more leeway because of how much work you're putting in?
Well, I think academies should get a bit more leeway because of the work that you're putting in and because of what you're trying to do. You're trying to give young Queensland athletes, male and female, an incentive to choose Australian rules football as a sport compared to the many other options they've got, which, to be honest, if they're growing up in Victoria or Western Australia or South Australia, they probably don't have the same range of options or pressures to go and play a rugby league or a rugby union or another sport.
And also on the father-sons, like if people saw Gary Ablett Jr. in juniors, like he was okay, just okay, and he just blossomed, and he was still not going great in the early part of his career. And you just don't know. So there should be like an averaging over 30 or whenever the father-son happened to see how many clubs actually get the benefit of father-son and what happens in that. I mean, it's all genetics, and of course there's a fair bit of that in there. But then you've got the ability when they're in there and how they go depending on the club. So that's the toughest one of all, I think, the father-son. I mean, if they're good, and you can see what happens. There's no guarantees either, and it's pretty tough going.
It tends to, obviously, theoretically, father-son should even itself out over a long period of years with different teams, albeit obviously GWS and Gold Coast don't have access yet. But
it's coming.
But I think the other thing that gets lost about the Northern Academies is it's actually growing the talent base. So some clubs say, it's taking away from players that we can pick. I firmly believe that, say, a Jack Payne or a Kadeen Coleman wouldn't be playing AFL football if they hadn't come through our academy. They wouldn't have found their way into the AFL system. Eric Hipwood says the same thing because Eric had some choices about the talent pathways he could take as a talented cricketer. And if we didn't have that pathway, he probably would have gone down an alternative path. So it's a bit of a myth to think that those athletes would be there for other clubs to pick anyway if we didn't have the academy, because to be honest, they'll be off doing something else.
They wouldn't be. And as Brownie said, the Victorians whinging because they haven't put any time into it. They've just relied upon, as they always do, the under-18s and the under-17s as it used to be. Their pathways down there for kids who are playing, they get to go to these amazing schools, where up here, the best schools, the GPS schools, which I went to, they don't play Aussie rules footy. They play rugby union, and they're trying to steal you.
They only had AFL posts installed at GPS schools in Queensland 10, 15 years ago.
Yes.
And you're dead right. So when Carmichael Hunt was going to Church of England Grammar School back in the day when he was a teenager, and Mark Browning identified him and said, boy, he could probably play Australian football. But he was also pursued by the Australian Rugby Union. The Brisbane Broncos signed him up as a 14-year-old. This is the competition, and sadly, I was born and raised in Victoria, but I've got to say it is kind of a myopic view that from south of the Murray, that everything occurs in Australian sport like it does in Victoria, and it flatly just doesn't. Sorry, that's my editorial.
No.
Is that a question or a statement? I'm pretty sure it's a statement.
You don't get much disagreement from me.
Well, while we're on the growth of the game then in Brisbane, record membership this year, and you're hoping to get towards 70,000. That'd be a huge success.
Well, I think we've reached 73,000.
Do we count pets, Andrew? We
don't count pets. No, we'd be over 73 if we counted pets.
Even more.
Yeah, so it's great. I mean, I think last year we had 9 out of 12 games here were sold out. We've obviously had most games sold out here this year. We are seeing significant growth in participation in the code here. Women's football's flying. Our AFLW had a fantastic win yesterday. We had a crowd at Brighton Homes Arena last weekend was the second highest crowd for the round for AFLW. So, and again we come back. I don't want to flog a dead horse. But coming back to the Northern Academies, I mean, this is part of what we're trying to achieve here, which is actually grow the game here in Queensland.
If you get to flog a dead horse, I'd like to as well.
That's a big... it usually wins that horse.
How confident are you that Oscar Allen's coming to Brisbane?
Oh, that's not a conversation.
That's a yes.
We're going to engage. We're going to engage in.
Had to ask the question.
I'm far more interested in the game tonight and then the next couple of weeks.
I love how we came around the corner there. About tonight's game. This should be an absolute cracker. You've got two sides. Literally, as Damien Hardwick said about the Gold Coast, if you have to pump it into them before the game of the importance of a game, both sides here should know the importance of this game.
They certainly should, and certainly our team, I think, understands just how fierce competitors Hawthorn are and just how much talent they've got. Obviously, we had a win over them earlier this season, but prior to that, they'd really had the wood on us.
Down in Tassie, though. No one wants to play in Tassie.
So they're a great team. Yeah, there's a lot riding on. So it should be a cracker game. They're just so hard to predict at the moment. I sort of joked. Someone said to me, "Have you played around with that?" This was last week. Have I played around with the ladder predictor? I said, well, I have, but I'm coming third last in my tipping competition.
Doesn't really help.
I'm not sure why I bother.
At least you know tonight if you win, you're in third. So and you're locked into finals regardless. Andrew, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck, and hopefully you do get to enjoy the evening.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure.
Great to have
Cheers.
Andrew Wellington on ABC Sport ahead of the Lions and the Hawks. What a day it has been. So we're wrapping it up with third place on the line. Loser will likely finish seventh, and they'll be on the road for an away elimination final. But if you're just jumping in and you wondered what has happened today as part of this amazing trifecta of footy, the Giants won a really close game against the Saints, surprisingly, earlier today by 11 points. There were 7 lead changes in the second half, but Toby Green was the hero, so took a huge hanger in the right forward pocket when the Giants were up by just 4 points. Hit it into the post, though, so didn't actually get to convert what would have been the game's sealing goal, but then darts back towards the corridor, and as St Kilda kick it up the spine, he takes it back with the flight hanger, so 2 in the matter of minutes, and essentially wins the Giants the game. It's their 8th final series, their 3rd under Adam Kingsley consecutive as well.
They're the dark horse.
It's an incredible run for the Giants.
They are and can and should. If you're a betting man outside your biases...
You sound like Zane Bojack. He's very bullish about the Giants this year.
Giants. Oh, my goodness.
I'm not going to throw you under the bus, Acker, because I know you'll do it to me at least twice tonight. But
are we talking about Sean Darcy again?
No, I'm talking Sean Darcy. I'll explain that to you. But biases. You just mentioned that.
Yep.
Jason Ackermanis is wearing a Brisbane Lions short sleeve.
He's all in tonight.
And you look fair dinkum. You look cut. You look like you've been in the gym.
Here,
listen, and for the people that can't see me because they're on radio and they always say how biased I am, this is absolutely guaranteed just how biased I am. Not only that, fellas, I've got Lions shorts on. And I usually do my yard work, which no one on a Sunday. And Matty, you can attest what it's like. You get if you're not coaching. You get 1 day a week, you got to get out in the yard.
All done.
And I get out there and I clean up the dog poo and I let my Chinese mower go and mow the yard. And I'm always in. I even brought the shorts. I'm like, I'm not even changing. So to the girls, I said, that's it. I'm taking the motorbike. I'm going in. I'm not going to change. They're like, well, you better put something warm on because it's pretty, pretty a bit cold on the bike. So anyway, sorry I was late, but we got...
No, you're right. I was
just in time.
I'll just wrap up the results and then I'll get into the official welcome. So middle game, Fremantle defeating the Western Bulldogs. So the Dogs now need the Suns to lose on Wednesday night if they're to play finals football.
Good luck.
Fremantle guaranteed for a home elimination final. So they kicked 7 unanswered goals in the second quarter and then an 8th to start the third term. All the tools fired. So Tracy Amos Voss, 3 goals, and Jackson had 2. There is a little bit of concern about an incident between Caleb Sarong and Jordan Croft as he put his head over the footy and caught him high, but most of our pundits felt that he'll get off. And Sam Switkowski had a knee issue and Corey Wagner with his shoulder in a sling, so some injury concerns for the Dockers. All right, Aaron Bryans, Michael Price with you as part of Sunday Footy on ABC Sport. Officially welcoming the Brownlow medalist and 3-time Premiership Lion, Jason Ackermanis. Good to see you. How are you feeling about tonight?
I'm feeling good. I mean, they're so exciting to watch, the Hawks. I really like watching them, probably not tonight. Actually, no, I will like watching them tonight, just how they play. They play a game that I used to wish I played when I was a kid, and I would always wish my teammates would play because it's a different era, as Big Matty Primus would attest to. But this is so sharp. They move it. They're so clean. They get it out, 1-on-1, pressure, and then, of course, their ability to hit the target and then move it on and just take this game on. This is the most wonderful brand of footy. Collingwood it was a couple of years ago, and then the Hawks tonight. That said, the Lions will have a game plan to counteract that, and of course will do their own when they can. It's going to be an interesting battle because, as everyone knows, it's pretty clear. You win tonight, and you get a double chance.
Alongside Jason Ackermanis, the man who seems to be following me around the country, but in different flight times for some reason. He kicked the opening goal on Friday night over at Adelaide Oval and has made his way back to Queensland for this blockbuster tonight. The dual Australian ruckman Matthew Primus. Good to see you, Primo.
Evening. What a night for football. Perfect, isn't it? No wind, beautiful day all day, and a fair bit riding on the line for both teams. And wouldn't the AFL be wrapped with this winding up? Oh, I know there's a Wednesday night game. But
it's almost like they knew, right? 2 weeks ago when they said, where are we going to put this game?
Yep.
Sunday at 7:20, which is the worst time slot you've ever heard before, was round to round.
Yep.
Great time slot.
Outstanding.
There was a period there where it felt like it might have been the worst home and away season we've ever had because it was just so lopsided. But we've got to the end and it's been worth the wait.
Some great games today, wasn't it? That Fremantle Bulldogs game just turned on its head after quarter time. It looked like the Bulldogs were away they go. But well, Fremantle's form, that's a great form to take into their home final in a couple of weeks' time.
Shame you get a week off. We never had that, did we?
No, just keep going.
Good we
another jab and away you go.
Another week off. Oh man.
No late changes tonight, so the subs, James Tunstall for the Lions, Luke Bruce again for the Hawks, so his 5th time donning the vest this year and what is going to be his 308th game, so he'll pass Sam Mitchell in the Hawks games played record up in 3rd. Unchanged the Hawks. Brisbane have 3 ins. Kai Lohmann returns from a calf injury. Tunstall, as I mentioned, Ty Gallop plays his 2nd game. No Jared Berry with a shoulder injury. No Eric Hipwood, who's going to be out longer with his calf issue, and Luke Beacon omitted. How many injuries is too many for Brisbane, gents? Because they've already lost Lachie Neale. They've had a couple of season-ending injuries with Payne and Ainsworth and McCarthy and Coleman. And you throw Hipwood on top, but they just keep persevering, don't they?
Yeah, I think, though, with any great list and any great team, you do have players always pushing on the door, and they don't really get a lot of opportunities. You just remember Wilmot a couple of years ago. His first game was in the final, so they are playing well, and you get to see the reserve side, which is the VFL side, Matty, and you can see how deep they run, and there's players I bet you see in there going, if that boy can step up, I have no doubt he can. It's just a matter of when. So I think their depth is quite good, but that said, you only get to see the first couple of seconds or a minute of play with a new player, and you see them get caught, and you're like, hey man, this is about twice as quick as it was at VFL. So, but hey, they've got some depth. There's super list. There's nothing more I can say. If they all play well as they can, they've all got experience. There's no excuse really.
The tall forwards, Matty, they had 2 in the 23 run when they went to the grand final. But Ty Gallop's pretty raw. He'll be a talent, but this is his 2nd game tonight. So, and I mean, Logan Morris has come on leaps and bounds, so he can fill that void a little bit. Do they have the timber? Do they need a tall forward up there without Eric Hipwood?
I think the way they like to structure up, they do, and plus it puts a huge emphasis on Fort and the ruck too, so that Hipwood was able to go in there. And I think that's been their Achilles heel this year. Their forward line at times can light up and then other times it can go missing or be a bit dysfunctional. And that's probably been what's been over the last month. They've been lost, win has been their last 4 weeks. And it is, to an extent, it's their forward line which can sort of let them down. But when they've had those great wins against Collingwood and Fremantle, their forward line was amazing, their talls and smalls. So, it'd be interesting to see what they do. Obviously, Sam Day, they brought him up here for a bit of coverage for Danaher too, and he's been a bit in and out, and obviously a lot falls on Logan Morris, but his form against the big teams in the AFL this year has been amazing.
It's an incredible breakout season. I went through the numbers to try and compare him with the top 10 in the Coleman right now. The only one he's come close to is Jeremy Cameron. So Jeremy in his 2nd year kicked 62 goals, and Logan's had 57.
Amazing. Yeah, and big bags against the big boys like 5s and 6s, and they're going to need him to do that tonight.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to have to just tweak that game plan because they've got a smaller forward line. And I played in a very small forward line at the Bulldogs but the opposition coaches used to hate playing against us because there was 6 players who could just dart around. You know what it's like. We're moving. It's all chaos. So maybe Chris Fagan has got something in store for us tonight because he's going to have to do it.
It might work for them the other way around. Sometimes you're forced into it and it works and you find another string to your bow.
And for the Hawks, they're in pretty good form right now. So they've won 8 of their last 10. Did lose to Brisbane earlier this year by 33 points at the G, which weirdly snapped a 5-game streak for them that went all the way back to 2019. But it feels like they might be ready to take that next step, and they will tonight. If they win, they lock in top 4 for the first time under Sam Mitchell.
Yeah, they're a real crowd-pleasing team too. They like to travel, they like to get their game going, but I don't know, there's something about this ground this year. They've only been 60% win rate, the old Lions.
Weird, isn't it? And the other thing, the Hawks are a little bit, lost that semi last year against Port the last couple of minutes. So sometimes you've got to play finals have some heartbreak before you keep going up the ladder. And maybe this is a sign of where Hawthorn are, because they've they started the year really strong, then they had that dip, and then, as you said, Aaron, they've been humming over the last 6 weeks. So a really important game. I think their style of play will suit the conditions tonight beautifully.
Yeah, it's not wet.
No.
It does get a bit dewy here in about it's about half an hour now, depending on what's going on. But and the way they play, though, they all seem. I don't know what you think, Aaron, watching them. They are just nearly all duck. No dinner. They just keep going.
Yeah.
If they
This is the Hawks.
This is the Hawks.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Hawks.
It's all turnover footy.
They're gone. They're out. They've got players free. But if you can get that create that turnover and move it just as quick back, you expose them just astronomically. And that's, I'm sure, Brisbane have a plan. And if they want to do well against any team that plays like this, that's the key.
Yeah, the Lions are the kick mark king, aren't they? They're so accurate and pinpoint in the way they navigate their way through. But yeah, Hawthorn's pressure and then their speed when they get that turnover is deadly. So it is a dream matchup. It's a bit of finals football early, so very excited to have it as part of Sunday night, which is an odd fixture. Mentioned to Pricey before, it's just the third time that the Lions have had a Sunday night game. Do you like it? It's a bit awkwardly placed, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't mind. Well, it's good for us.
It's a good weekend, a long weekend. I reckon it doesn't really matter with the weekend off next week. It's relevant. Then you got to back up. You don't have to back up, and takes the pressure off that. So
my wife said the kids might not be as many here in the crowd.
Yeah.
I'm like, they don't buy enough drinks, kids.
They won't mind.
It's better for business.
Thoughts of Jason Ackermanis, Matthew Primus as part of your call on ABC Sport tonight. No late changes. James Tunstall, the sub for Brisbane, and Luke Bruce for the Hawks. If you're wondering why Quentin Hull's in here, by the way, he's calling the cricket.
Been sacked.
Over at Mackay.
No, he's in. That's right.
I don't know how we'd survive without him. He was sacked, to be honest, Acker. He's a very busy man. Australia has been awesome today. So they already lost the ODI series against South Africa heading into this afternoon, but came out absolutely guns blazing. So 2 for 431 they scored. They got so close to Australia's best ever opening partnership record of 284. They ended up making 250. Travis Head 142. Mitch Marsh a flat century. And Cam Green joined them with 118 as well. So it's the first time ever in Australian cricket history they've had 3 Centurions in one ODI game. So yeah, an amazing performance. South Africa now chasing 432 and they're 3 for 44. But if you do want to hear it, jump on the ABC Listen app and hit the cricket button. Quentin will be there to welcome you with open arms if you do want to catch him on this Sunday evening.
What about the text? He loves reading out the text.
Well, let's give it out. 0437 774 774 is the number tonight. That's 0437 774 774. We'll give you a chance to get in touch and we'll start building those up. We'll go downstairs to the 5th member of our commentary team who we can welcome in tonight. Good evening to Zane Bojack.
Thank you, Aaron. Beautiful conditions. It's 19 degrees. You can't get better here in Queensland. It's been an amazing day, I have to say, and it's great to have the Hawks here. First time we've had them here since 2019, and Adrian Hickmott, their assistant to Sam Mitchell, joins us on the boundary line. Adrian, what's it like to be back in Queensland?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, like you said, it's a beautiful day. You're right about that, and we enjoyed the day and a few coffees and just made the most of it, and now we get down to business.
This ground, I mean, there's all sorts of different specifications at all the grounds, but having not played here for a little while, is there anything you do differently in preparation?
No, not really. No, we just play our way. We train well during the week. That's the prep we need to make sure that we zone in for the weekend's game.
Now, you guys have been going with the 4 tools in recent weeks. Are you confident that that's not only going to get the result tonight, but it's going to be successful in finals?
Oh, look, it's been working for us. They provide options, which is really crucial. They work together really well. Leading past this game, we'll soon find out. But we're into this game making sure they create a contest and work together.
One of those, of course, is Jack Gunston. He's been on fire. 7 goals last week and extended this week as well for next season. How impressed have you been with a redevelopment, I guess you could say, going back to the Hawks from being up here?
Yeah, good on him. Good on him, isn't it? He works extremely hard at his footy. He's a good man, and the work he does with all the younger guys around him, just in his craft, the knowledge of the game throughout the week is really impressive. So really proud of him. And he's been in good form. So, look, it's one man. We hope we make sure the 18 and the 22 get the job done as well.
Do you talk about the fact that there's a top 4 place on the line? Is that discussed, or do you just go out and try and win a game of footy?
Yeah, spot on. Try to win a game of footy. That's our priority, is to win a game of footy, execute our standards at the right level, and go out there and make sure we showcase to our members as well.
In round 11, Dane Zorko got a lot of possessions and started off a lot of chains of score involvements. Anyway, what do you do to try and shut him down tonight? He's 300th as well, so he'll be keen to have a good one.
Yeah, he would be. He's a good player. Reads the ball extremely well off the half-back line, looks for those handball receives. We want a squad mentality to make sure that he doesn't hurt us as much as he did last time.
And what about, talking about milestones, Sammy, he actually has his 400th game as coach plus player, and that's a significant milestone. So has that been discussed amongst the playing group, wanting to do it for your head coach?
No, it's not, but it's extremely impressive, isn't it? No, we know about his football career, and he's just short into his coaching career at the moment. So it's impressive, but no, we haven't spoke about that at all. Mitch is pretty, humble and get the job done.
As an assistant, what's it like working with him? Because you've worked under some really high-profile coaches. What's the strength, do you think, to Sam Mitchell's coaching experience?
Look, his knowledge of the game, the way he sees it, is really impressive. The way he educates the game during the week and helps us coaches not see it the way he does, but understand what he's looking for is really impressive.
And Luke Bruce goes past him as well. As the Benetti said about that with the games record there, I think he goes into third all time.
Yeah, he does. There's a bit of cheek going around about that, but no, he doesn't. Luke Bruce is another one, like you mentioned, Jack Gunston. Works well throughout the week behind the scenes. And to come back into the side last week as a sub, he played good, sharp football, and his pressure was excellent. So, not much spoken about it, but we'll see how it goes.
Just finally, the Dockers have beaten the Bulldogs. Do the boys even know about that result? Have you cared about what's been going on the rest of the weekend, or do you just worry about what's happening here on this turf?
Yeah, no, we haven't. You can see most of the blokes, well, the radio can't see, but most of the blokes are out here doing their pre-game prep, making sure that they get the job done here first, and then the results will take care of themselves.
Yeah. Love that top four spot, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Hey, Adrian, really appreciate chatting to you. Best of luck to the Hawks. Great to have you here in Queensland, and hopefully you can play well here at the Gabba.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Great to have Adrian Hipmock downstairs as part of the Hawthorn Footy Club tonight with Zane Bojack. Sunday footy on ABC Sport. No late changes between the Lions and the Hawks. Tunstall and Bruce the subs. And the winner tonight will lock in third place and will play Geelong in the first week of finals in a fortnight's time. The loser likely to finish seventh. They'll certainly be locked in for an away elimination final. It's just a matter of if the Gold Coast Suns can make up the percentage to jump up towards either 7th or 8th on Wednesday night. That's if they win it all. The Western Bulldogs will certainly be hoping they don't after they lost to Fremantle earlier today. So the Dockers confirmed for a home elimination final, as are the Giants, who are currently 4th but will drop out after tonight's game. That includes... actually, no, it doesn't. If there is a draw, they will stay in. So maybe they're hoping for the very rare fortune of both these sides being locked at the final siren here tonight, Michael Price.
That was one little eventuality I hadn't figured in.
They're ahead by 1% over Brisbane, so yes, that they would stay in the 4 if there is a draw tonight. So there's one of the permutations that we've all been trying to calculate across these past couple of weeks. It's been a thrilling finish to the regular season. And as a reminder as well, that Wednesday night is when it all wraps up, so you can hear it all from 6:45 Eastern Standard Time on the ABC Listen app, wherever you are around the country. Aaron Bryans, Michael Price, Matthew Primus and Jason Ackermanis with you for the call tonight. Aki, you put the shout out on the text line 0437 774 774, and it has not loved you back. No. DP says, what on earth has Acker been watching? Hawthorn are ranking as one of the best defensive sides in the competition. I love the guy, but he talks rubbish.
Oh, no, that's a good point, mate. Thanks for that insult. But they are incredibly defensive. Yeah, I should have said that. Their intensity and tackling is the reason they get these turnovers and play. And they play so aggressive offensively, but they also play very aggressive defensively. I should have mentioned that, but I don't like them, so...
We've got that out on the table early. There you go, DP. Simon's also got in touch on 0437 774 774 and says, looking forward to the kids stepping up today. Both excited and concerned for Acker without anyone to reel him in. So
you'll be right, Ad. Don't worry, we got Pricey, and then Matty promised to get me in the headlock.
It's not my first rodeo. We did a qualifying final together a few years ago, and we got through. Q was here to steer the ship, so I think this is the graduation point now. We'll see how we go getting through it all.
You've made it. He's in Cairns calling cricket.
Can you confirm a few weeks ago when the Lions had a terrible performance against the Swans that you exited the box in the final quarter?
Correct. That's correct. I went to administration there for ABC. And they had to calm me down, and it was like when my dog gets angry, I had to bring him over and just pat him a little bit, just give him a bit of a treat, And then I came back in and I was calm again. I think someone gave me some sugar. You got to stop giving me those lollies.
Well, that's the thing. It is my role to bring the lollies in.
Man.
Acker probably just had a little bit too much sugar.
Go too high and then they go too low and get carried away. Not tonight, though. We've got you, Aaron. We'll be fine.
It's a big night as well. The Brisbane Lions making their way through the smoke screen. It's a huge evening, not only to lock in a top 4 spot, but also to honour one of the greatest players in their history. Dane Zorko reaches 300 tonight, and he's signed on for next year as well for season 15. What a story he has. Originally picked up by the Gold Coast Suns in 2011 as a zone selection, they immediately shuffled him towards the Brisbane Lions as a mature ager, which he credits as more about his height than his attitude as to why he wasn't originally picked up. You could argue about it, given his track record. He's certainly a feisty one out on the field, but what a resume he's built in his tenure at the Brisbane Lions. 5 best and fairest, 2 All-Australians, and even this season, fresh off that blazer last year at the age of 36, he's having a career-best 26 touches per game.
Amazing. And teams actually put some work into him off half-back because he's such a weapon off them, man. And I think the thing that goes undervalued, there's a great article this week about his leadership, just amazing leadership.
Yeah, and I mean, to be 36 and still playing, Matty, is no mean feat. But actually, he was sort of playing that pinch hitting forward and going in the midfield a bit.
Yep.
And then Kitty went down. They said, back you go. Just give us a game, just please.
Yep.
And he was so good in the way they play. It's just revitalised him. And you know what it's like when you get a bit older. They try and exploit you. Back then it was one-on-one. And now with the team game, team defence, he can really get up the ground. And that's where... Lucky he's got Jasper Fletcher to cover off for him because he would get exposed, but no, not in a team like this.
I love that half-back role as well, which seems to be the new norm for the ageing veterans of the game. It gives them a chance to really compose themselves, get a bit of a burst and really hit their targets without having to overly exhaust yourself with the cardio running through the middle.
And his kicking is still the best in the team. That dart, that 35 to 60-metre dart he does can just break open the game, and his speed and his leg speed to do that as well. It's so hard and so important, but if you don't have players like that, fellas, you don't have a game that you can break the momentum and create momentum.
Now, a bloke who can actually break open a game and hasn't done a lot of that this year also celebrates his milestone 250th in Charlie Cameron. How important is he going into the finals? He just started to get a little bit of form last week, just a few more touches, and it started with his defensive work.
Well, I think that's where Charlie's best footy was. Last year, he was amazing. The pressure he put on the opposition, and then he got his rewards off that, and he's probably been a bit of a reflection of their forward line this year when Charlie's gone really well. He's probably the most senior player down there now. Like Sam Day's played a lot of footy, but but at another club. So I think it falls on him hugely to be able to, when the ball hits the ground. I think it was the Sydney game where they were terrible, their forward line, and putting pressure on, and then they lit up in the last quarter. But last week he was outstanding over in Fremantle, and they're going to need him at his best and leading the charge from all those others, small forwards to join in. Because they're tall forwards. There's some kids there. They'll play their role, but they're going to be hugely important to be able to stop Hawthorn's run. But it's also the way Fags loves their forward line to operate.
The Lions are warming up at the City End, so they've got a record of 15-6 and 1 draw this season, fresh off that 57-point demolition of the Dockers, though, to really reaffirm their stance as a premiership contender in their flag defence. The Hawks have made their way out as well, as you just heard, so they're 15-7 this year. Beat the Demons by 36 last week, and they've now won 4 of their last 5 and 8 of their last 10, and won 5 of their last 6 against Brisbane as well. So starting to find some steam as they surge towards what could be Sam Mitchell's first top 4 finish as coach. Big night for both these clubs, and the loser will find themselves on the road in the first week of finals in an eliminator as well. Whether it's 7th or 8th, we'll wait and see after Wednesday night. Also on the text line, Fram says, hey team, have enjoyed every game today on the ABC. Acker is a very honest person. What was his days at the Bulldogs like?
Oh, well,
how long
great.
we got?
Yeah, you got about 2.5 hours.
I got a minute. I'll just tell you, it was good. The first, 4 years was good. Obviously, the last wasn't. Halfway through that season, they didn't like that I actually did everything they wanted, and they sacked me. But I was leading goal kick in 2009.
Yep.
Probably unlucky not to be All-Australian, half forward pocket in those 2 years. I had the same numbers as Stephen Milne. He got that. But all in all, it's part of the journey, and reflect it was. I had no place to go, really, in the sense they were the best team, in my mind, to get to, and Brisbane just wasn't going to work out. Me and Lee were just a bad divorce, so it had to happen. And I'm glad I went, and I'm glad I can tell that I went down to Melbourne, lived in Melbourne, played in the hub. I'm back here, so yes, hope that answers your question.
A lot of love coming your way as well. So DP got back in touch, says, I might whack you, but I've always loved you. And Paul says, don't worry, Acker, I'm on your side. Keep up your good commentary. Love to hear you. And go the Lions tonight.
I understand. I don't know, they say, hey, you're honest. And let me tell you, I don't know what honest means, because if you are honest, all you do is get in trouble. So now you've got to be like fake honest, like trying to pretend honest that you just don't offend anyone. But thank you for that on the text line. You're most welcome.
0437 774 774. And if you are just joining us, got to paint a picture in the ABC Sport Box. Acker has come in, guns out. He's in the Lions Guernsey. He's ready to rock and roll on a big night.
I'm taking my pants off.
Hey. I sent a photo through to socials, so we'll get that up online so you can see how he's looking. He is literally taking his pants down, and thankfully he is wearing the shorts. So
I've got line shorts on.
I was getting a little worried there. I was like, what are you doing?
I knew it'd be hot in here too, Matty. You're always in shorts. I'm bringing shorts.
We'll see how they go tonight. If they're 4 goals down, you can run out there, Acker, and help them out. But we are. I was
going to say to Andrew when he's in here, Andrew Wellington.
Yeah,
mate. You think Oscar Allen's coming? I'm coming.
That's it.
I might play 5 games, but I might do a calf every 3rd week, but I'm in.
You might get some good money as well, I reckon.
Oh, man.
We're a few minutes away from bounce down here at the Gabba. No late changes, so James Tunstall and Luke Bruce are the subs for these two sides. Break it down for us, Matty Primus, Jason Ackermanis. Who's winning tonight and why?
I've got a sneaking suspicion the Hawks might, only because, which is weird for a team, Brisbane, that's won 15 games, and I'm just a little bit worried about how their form's been over the last month. As I said, they lost to the Suns. They were poor in that game, and then they responded amazingly the game against the Pies at the G, and then lost to Sydney and only got going in the last 20 minutes, but they sort of went through the motions and then go over to Fremantle and smoked them on their home ground. So I'm just not quite sure which Brisbane we're going to get, and where the Hawthorn, I reckon, are building nicely, and I reckon there's a couple of outs and how their forward line goes. So I think it's going to be a close game, but wouldn't surprise me at all if the Hawks gets up, and I reckon they might win by perhaps a goal.
The Hawks are more consistent, so they should win. But it's last round, and it's on the line, and Brisbane are a very good team. They haven't played overly well at home, as everyone knows. Don't know why, 60% win rate. But if they can get the crowd, which is in, to actually start, they're such a crowd-pleasing team here, and they go away, and they've got no crowd, and they're wonderful. So maybe I've got it all wrong, but they've got to be there, bring the heat with them. They talked about running towards the fire, stop teams that are coming here, or anywhere, and they're the reigning premiers, so they're going to come at them. Well, that's not going to be the case. They've got no choice.
If you want to go on stats, so you touched on Brisbane's home record 6-4 compared to their away record of 7-2. You could go by, if you want to give them an argument to be better than Hawthorn, their record against the top 9 sides this year. So Brisbane 8-4, Hawthorn haven't got the job done. They're 4-6.
That's a good point.
When they play the other contenders. So that they've beaten the teams they should, but just haven't been able to get the ledger positive against some of the better sides, and maybe we'll see that tonight. And to be honest, I don't know how much we saw of the Fremantle game last week, gents, but they looked on Brisbane. It was the best kind of Lions that we know. The premiership team that we saw last year, they were slick, they were aggressive.
Intensity.
Fremantle didn't have an answer.
Intensity, yeah, it was intense.
And it's like the Brisbane sort of need a challenge. It has been like over the last 6 weeks. They need a challenge or a fakes to get in them, which he doesn't do often, or they need a big game to play against and they get rolling and have, like the Collingwood, they went down to Geelong and beat them down there, Fremantle there. It's a bit like what we're waiting for Collingwood to do, waiting for Collingwood to get going, and perhaps Final's going to do that. But it's also hard to flick the switch, and that's why tonight's game is so important. Both teams trying to bring some really good form into their first finals game, and obviously one team, whoever wins tonight, has a double chance, and that's huge.
Yeah, Hawks have had the momentum, but Brisbane have had such a tougher draw. They've played and had to play and be beaten up too a couple of times, because that's what happens when you're the best team. They come for you, and you've got to do it every week. People forget. Then you have a couple of losses. They're like, "Oh, you guys are jobbing the ball." You're like, "Oh man, you have no idea how tough this is."
We're a ruthless industry, rather, aren't we? We're very reactive. The thoughts of triple premiership Lion Jason Ackermanis, dual Australian ruckman Matthew Primus, Aaron Bryans and Matthew Price with you for the call tonight at the Gabba. Coin toss has just occurred in the middle, and the Lions sent Dane Zorko out to do it alongside James Sicily. Zane Bojack, how did it go out there?
Yeah, I can tell you the Lions won, so they got the first cheer of the night. Actually, probably the second cheer because Dane Zorko got a massive one when he ran out on the field. They're running towards the school end. This is a big night here for the Brisbane Lions. As you said, poor home record this year. Not only that, but the Hawks match up so well. They won 5 of their last 6 against the Lions, even though they lost in round 11. It's a little bit dewy. It's 18 degrees. I think there's a real chance the Hawks have not an upset, but they have a win here tonight and win their way into the top 4.
Always worry when the local boy backs the visitors.
Yeah,
Gents, what are you tipping?
Yeah, I always tip Brisbane because I am a Brisbane supporter. I'm on bias, so that'll never change.
Matty?
Hawks by goal.
Here we go, the penultimate game of the regular season. 3rd spot on the line for the victor. It's Brisbane and Hawthorn at the Gabba for Sunday footy on ABC Sport. You're with Michael Price.
Umpire Nick Foote holds the ball aloft. The siren goes. This will be a cracker at the Gabba. Darcy Fort in the ruck up against Lloyd Meek for the Hawks. Perfect bounce to start. Meek gets it down. Immediately Newcomb takes the ball. He's tackled, dislodged, picked up by Bailey. He hooks one straight inside 50. It's going to be a contest at ground level. Barast tackled off it by Day. It goes towards the boundary line. Impey escorts the Sharon over the line. It's going to be thrown in 45 metres out from the Lions' goal. Left forward pocket.
Can I just say, before the game started, Ginnivan has just whacked Zorko right in the throat, and he's not happy.
Tossed in, fought from behind, won it down, bouncing towards Dunkley, couldn't reel it in. Extracted out of there by Jath, got it wide to Warple, quick kick up towards the wing. It's bouncing through the logo and over the line that Zorko can't track it down. Great to see Zach Bailey back in the middle as well. Seems like a masterstroke from Chris Fagan to put him on the ball.
Thank goodness.
Amazing last week, wasn't he? That run, speed and carry.
And they need more of that in there. And he's a guy that does it. I'm surprised it's taken so long, but it's being forced upon him, which is all great things happen when it's necessary.
Throw in on outer wing. Darcy Fort gets it down. It rebounds into the arms there of Cal Archie. Immediately he tumbles one towards left half forward. Crowd want a free kick. Ball's going to go over the boundary line where the arc meets the boundary. At left half forward for the Lions, another throw in. Crowd just murmuring after a minute of this first term.
Anything in the throat knock, Acker?
Yeah, there's something in there. There is something in there. They'll certainly look at that. And Ginnivan, talk about silly.
Tossed in left half forward for the Lions. There's a free kick on the ball drop, and it's going Brisbane's way. Darcy fought to receive it for a hole. No, Hawthorn. He was about to take his kick. The umpire's changed his arms around. Here go the Hawks with everyone flat-footed. Meek out wide. Amon gets it to Warple, brushes a tackle through the logo, back inboard to Amon, full stride, he lowers the eyes and a bullet pass 45 out. Listen to the roar from the Hawks fans who've made the trip. Newcomb takes the mark just inside the paint.
They'll be loud too. Amazing their ball use. They just caught a couple of plays out of position too, that free kick. The umpire, oh my goodness, having a stinker early. He's put his arms going the wrong way. It's not Gaelic footy.
That's the way to get Brisbane's defence. They want to zone off and air support and look after each other. That quick movement, lowering your eyes, makes it really hard for the Brisbane defenders to do that.
9 goals, 6 for the year for Jai Newcomb. He'll start just behind the attacking edge of the square. Kicking to the school end, he drives it long and hard for the Hawks. And just left as it fades late. First score of the evening is Hawthorn's way. It's a minor score, 1 behind. 3 minutes in, Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Zorko plays on very quickly for Brisbane, kicks it beyond right half back to Leicester. Leicester onto the logo, Vulture Street wing. Hits Lohman. Lohman with the run-by from Leicester. The handball received. Then he gives it to Will Ashcroft. He kicks it to right half forward. Sam Day spoiled by Sicily. Sicily goes back, gets the ball, flicks it over to Amon. Now it's with Impey. Impey, beautifully delivered kick beyond centre wing to find Chol. Chol, central ball, very aggressive kick. Almost cut off by Bailey. Ward couldn't pick it up. Bailey ends up gathering. Handball off there to Archie. And he sizzles a pass to Wilmot, centre of the ground.
Turns and goes through the corridor. Wilmot loops a handball over the centre circle. Here's the Kelmscott kid. Archie's kicks wide of Lohman. And Sicily cuts it off in defensive 50 for the Hawks. Short pass, a little treacherous to the defensive edge. It didn't favour Newcomb. He's battling with Lohman. Dives in on top to try and tackle too high. Jai Newcomb gives away the free kick up against McCluggage. He'll pop up at left half forward for Brisbane.
Oh, just missing that kick. That's what's going to kill you.
McCluggage lowers the eyes and drops it into Cameron, who found himself in a ton of space. 25 out, slight angle to the left.
Well, we're just going to say too, Aaron, that the game would be better for Charlie if he's moving quick and running quick. But that leading lane, that just shows that Brisbane are working hard together to get that there, and sloppy defence early. They're usually all over him.
It's been frenetic early. But the milestone man, the journeyman who's been all around the country, Charlie Cameron, comes in game 250 and hits the post on the right-hand upright. Minor score each. One behind apiece for Brisbane and Hawthorn in the opening 4 minutes. Sunday footy on ABC Sport with Jason Ackermanis and Matthew Primus.
Yeah, they're going to kick it long here. It's going to be interesting. They're going to work each other out. Just a bit of rope-a-dope early.
Just a long kick, just short of centre wing. Fisted forward by Lester. Nicely rowed by Dylan Moore. His handball cut off by Bailey, active early. He gets the handball away to Fort to Bruce Reville. It'll be interesting when Bruce Reville and Luke Bruce get on the field and tangle together. There'll be two boos. But he's tackled into the ground, just short of right half forward for the Lions. There'll be a ball up.
It's a bit sloppy then, Pricey. Couple of fumbles.
Fort from behind again, wins it down. Volley off the deck by Bailey might work. It bounces towards Day. Couldn't control it under pressure. Rolls back out of the 50. Fort puts his head over it. Extracts it towards Reveal. Has to be pinpoint near the line. Morris was there. He hit him on the chest and it bobbled out. Boundary throw in, 45 out. Right forward pocket for the Lions. They're kicking to the right-hand side of your radio dial, the city end. It is a behind a piece with third spot on the line.
Throw-in's going to occur just in front of the Queensland Cricketers Club where the arc meets the boundary, right half forward for Brisbane. Fort slaps it forward. Charlie Cameron going for it, but the ball beats him over the boundary line in front of Jath as well. There's going to be another throw in about 10 metres closer to the goal than it just happened. Acker?
So, Pricey, Hawthorn have got a spare up at the stoppage. That's where they want to create numbers. Brisbane's got a spare back. You see Starcevic is back by himself, and let's see how long that lasts.
6 minutes gone, first term, a point apiece. Beautiful ruck work, Fort. Bailey comes in. Oh, and from point-blank range, hits the post. There was an opportunity begging for Brisbane. Two behinds to one straight behind. 6 minutes gone, first term, Acker.
If you tried to do both of that on the set shot on the run, try and hit that post, you wouldn't have done it. Couldn't do it.
No, that's gone begging there. It was a perfect forward 50 stoppage. Just seas parted for him. Should have been an easy finish.
Battle drives it to left half back. Knocked down McCluggage. Full burst. Blazing away was Ashcroft. He went for home from 45, but it was wide right and out of the full. So Hawthorn get another crack.
Sorry, they started really well. Brisbane's forward half pressure, which is the best in the comp when they're up and going. They're all over Hawthorn, stopping their handball chains and giving them some really good looks on goal.
Big night for Josh Battle as he brings it back into play. The same kick up towards a pack, waiting at left half back. Meek was front position, couldn't hold on to it. Pulled out of there by Andrews to Archie. Tumbles one towards Cameron. He was held by Sicily. Crowd saw it, but the umpire didn't. And it rolls through for a minor score on the right-hand side. Brisbane by 2, 6 minutes in on ABC Sport.
I reckon they might start playing them tonight. They won't be getting away with that. They've been doing a lot for the last few weeks, both teams. Sydney game and this game.
Brisbane crowd up and about early as Sicily. That's a long bomb beyond right half back. Well taken there too by Hardwick in a contested situation. Plays on quickly as they'd like to do. Hawthorn all night. Gunston does beautifully. Gathers in front of Darcy Gardner. Looping handball over the top there to D'Ambrosio. He goes inside 50 looking for Chol. Spoiled. Top of the arms. That's Hawks footy. Very quick down the outer side. And Webber Chol is going to have a crack at goal. 30 metres out. Angle to the right.
I just think that mismatch up there, they just sort of thought Hardwick is a very good mark one-on-one. He had Kai Lohman with him, and Kai tried everything to stop him, but that mark, the ability to get it out the back, then the whole field is open and it's one-on-one ahead. But the Hawks, they just kept running. They kept running that last exchange, and here is Chol.
He comes in from 30 metres out. 36 goals for the year, Mab Chol. The left foot is sweet. Hawks get the first goal of the game. 1-1-7 play the Lions, 3 straight behinds. 8 minutes gone, first term. Zane Bojak's on the boundary.
And you don't realise how powerful a weapon it is to have someone as experienced as Luke Bruce on the subs bench, because he's already been talking to those players as they're about to go through the interchange gates. He was talking to Connor McDonald before, saying, look, when they square up, this is what you've got to do in front of the sticks. It's just amazing to have someone like that providing such great advice right before they go on the field.
You could have done with that, big fella, right before you go and slot a couple.
not many goals come to mind, but also then Gunston, his ability to win a one-on-one for Gardner, I think it was, and then do a beautiful kick. His form this year has been outstanding. I'm not sure how many goals he's had for the year, but wow, he's been impressive this year for a senior player.
Well, Slippery Gardner had it cold. He just kept going at it, but he'll get there. That's an error.
60 for Gunston this year. He's a new man.
Yep.
Hawks by 4, and they've got a good contingent up here in Queensland. Tapped down by Meek. Head over the footy. Moore rips it out. Hands it off. McDonald can turn through the centre square. Long delivery. Looking for Lewis. Front position was Gardner. Knocked it towards the line, and Lewis can't keep it in. Right forward pocket for the Hawks. Currently up by 4.
All the Hawks forwards are just moving at pace. You got options. Take them. So hard to defend. You cannot get 6 on 6. There's no chance to zone off.
The throw in happens 40 metres out from the Hawks' goal. Right forward pocket. Meek slaps it down into the path of McLuggage. He spins, gets the handball away to Bruce Reville. He traverses the boundary line. Meek tackles him, puts him over that line, and we'll get a throw in from a very similar spot.
I really hope tonight we see either Bruce or Bruce turn it over to each other, and we can see what the crowd does, because it's just going to be this long bruise.
Small bruise into a big bruise.
Hawks by 4 and they're inside 50. Tossed in 30 out. Fist came in from 4. Bruce Reville wrapped up by 3. Got it out late. Rolls back towards the boundary line.
Is that high, or is that just me and my glasses from this distance? You see that through your binoculars?
I actually didn't. But I'm adjusting to the new commentary box. Tossed up, fought down, rolls towards the boundary line. They fall over the footy. Trying to get it out is Dunkley. Rolled off the boot up towards the arc. Picked up by Levi Ashcroft, wide towards McCluggage, just tumbled a kick, straight to battle at right half forward. Hands it out wide to Ginnivan. He's been prolific recently. Little 1-2 as he links up with Jaff, then retreats back towards the logo. Here's Barris. Walls closing in, so he'll bang it long towards the 50. Rising is Kolshadir. He's a reindeer. Just floating through the air. Takes the mark in front. 40 from home, slightly to the right.
Yeah, very rarely do you see Brisbane defenders not coming in and have at least having 1 or 2 or 3 in the contest. It was just a one-on-one. Did a good job of keeping Andrews out of that, and a quick kick, and a time for Brisbane to defend a bit of territory. They did that at the start. Brisbane 5 or 6 inside 50s but couldn't score, but Hawks have been able to lock it in and have another shot on goal.
Kolshadir comes in, gives it everything from 55. Plenty of carry to the goal line and knocked through late by 4. Another minor score. Hawthorn 1-2-8, Brisbane 3 behinds, 11 played in the opening term. Winner is 3rd, and the loser will be on the road for an away elimination final.
Zorko went very quick and he hit Will Ashcroft and then delivered an absolute bullet to find Hugh McLuggage inside the centre square.
That was lower than your pelvis. That's how low that was.
Lower than my IQ, Acker, as it goes further left and then goes just short of centre wing, outer side to find Dunkley. Dunkley now to left half forward. The lead, well, it came... That was Ty Gallup, the youngster, in his second game. It was fisted away. The Hawks get it hacked back to centre wing. Hawks with the numbers at the back of the pack. Sneaking up there was Darcy Gardner. He immediately gave the handball to Fletcher. Fletcher flared right. Hit Darcy Wilmot short of the centre circles in the corridor.
Little chipping pass. Hits Harris Andrews at the defensive edge. He's on the broadcast wing. The skipper without Lockie Neal tonight. Heads further wide. Fletcher will take the mark.
They'll do this if you allow them, Brisbane.
Fresh off a career best 32 against the Dockers. Fletcher down the line. Was looking for Zorko. Had 2 to beat. Hits the deck and the Hawks have numbers. Ward to Moore. Sidestepping to is Scrimshaw. Back to Ward. They're doing well in a tight spot. 45 inboard. Here's McDonald behind the logo. Called to play on. Didn't hear the call. And he's crunched by Ashcroft, who came from nowhere to bulldoze him. Connor McDonald is filthy. Brisbane want to take the advantage and go, but it'll be called back. Oh, it is a loud night at the Gabba, and Connor McDonald had no idea what was coming for him. Levi Ashcroft wide to Reville, and now into the 50 to McCluggage. Mark taken, tight angle, 25 from home.
Well, after not being able to kick one from 15 out, and on this, I think Charlie missed that one. Now he's going to have a shot from the Ackerman's pocket. And if my numbers are correct, he's probably likely to kick this one.
Dave of Reservoir on the text line says, I've seen you hit the post plenty of times, Acker, so be careful with your goal-kicking criticism.
I did kick 421 goals, you moron. But anyway, who's counting?
Hugh McCluggage crosses the paint. Tight angle, it's across the face and through for a minor score. You say he was going to kick it, Acker? I'm with Dave on this one. I think you're off.
I said the numbers say he might kick, because they can't kick him in front at the moment, Brisbane, but they'll have to start kicking him now.
4 behinds for Brisbane. The Hawks lead 1-8 early stages of this Sunday night clash on ABC Sport.
Are you just reading out the really bad ones?
Frenetic start to the game, and Acker's off the long run. It's brought in by Sicily. Oh, that's a really good contest from Battle. He got the handball away, and he's going to go up to centre wing for the handball receive. Delivers another ball to Dylan Moore. He traverses the 50. Looks inboard for Chol. Hits him 20 metres out. Boy, when they move the ball quickly, the Hawks, it is exquisite to watch. Mab Chol's going to go back and kick for his second.
Yeah, this is an issue. What they do, the Hawks, and I was going to say in that last sequence of the other side of the ground, they outnumber you at the contest, and they'll work hard to do that. It's not like they're not. A couple of handballs, they'll come inside. You've just got to be able to stop them at the source, and then Chol a bit too easy. He's running, get those long strides going, and this should be an absolute laid out. Just put it down already.
25 metres out, directly in front. The left foot from Mab Chol makes the goal umpire work, but he's got his second. And the Hawks get their second. 2-2-14 to the Lions. 4 straight behinds, a 10-point margin with 15 gone in the first term. Matty Primus.
Well, yeah, as Acker mentioned, the Hawks have had 22 kicks and 23 handballs, so that's their style of play, and they're run and stun the outnumber game. It is their work rate. They want to link up and charge it, and Brisbane are caught between zoning off or coming forward to put pressure on, and when they zone off, they've been sliced when the ball goes inside 50s, and Hawks have had some really good looks, and like Brisbane have, when they do start poorly or they're off in a game, it's their goal kicking accuracy kills them, and they've had lots of opportunities and some good looks, but haven't taken them, and the Hawks are making them pay.
They're just too organised, the Hawks. You can't allow them even to kick in. They will find a way to get through, so they're going to have to make some changes or at least take their opportunities, Brisbane.
Hawks by 10. Nice bounce in the middle. Both rucks stay down. Chol wins it. Tap towards Newcomb. Turned through a wall and banged it up towards half forward. Wilmot was sitting back and read it well. Short pass. He'll share it with Will Ashcroft. Just behind centre half back. Couple of options, but eventually spots his brother Levi.
And they've done this well. They've given him a few uncontested marks, but made him kick long from wings or back of centre.
Defensive edge. Hits Marshall right in front of us on the broadcast side. The Academy products.
They don't want to waste it. They normally try and get 70 metres out before they have to kick long, but they've done well here, Hawthorn.
Back inside to Harris Andrews. No pressure, so he can trot through centre wing and then send a penetrating kick to the 50. 3-on-3 off hands. Front and square was Dunkley. He handed it to Morris, who was shoved over the boundary line. There's a bit of feeling.
And sorry, Aaron, that ball's just landed at the top of the 50. They like to take it a bit further, and then when they do kick in there, they're kicking 0 to 30, but Hawks have been able to make them kick shallow entries, and that's put them in difficult positions.
And they're playing unsociable, like the unsociable Hawks of a few years ago.
Well, it is a game befitting a final. An edge doesn't hurt. Bailey through traffic now. Gives the handball back to Levi Ashcroft. Kicks it long, bomb, and that's a great mark taken by Scrimshaw, the former son. He plays on immediately, gets the handball over to Amon.
Fast footy, but maybe too frenetic. Amon rushed it across defensive 50, and his kick was wide of Hardwick. Tumbles over the line, and a boundary throw-in inside 50 for Brisbane.
Yeah.
You can see what they want to do. They want to get it out of there quickly, don't they? Take all costs and miss that kick, but most of the time tonight it's helped them get out of there.
Just want to create momentum. Handball receives at all costs.
Hawks by 10, tossed in. Fort down, was looking for Lohman, but wasn't running alongside him. Fort picks it up, tackled by Hardwick, gave it away. Jaff to Newcomb. Jams it out of there, close to the benches, takes a bounce. Zorko asks the question. Umpire says throw it in. There is some love for you, Acker, don't worry. 0437 774 774. Brett in Canberra says, huge fan of Ackermanis as a player and commentator, would love his help at the Blues.
We'll take anything at the Blues.
I see. He's got a few vacancies, I see.
Throw in, outer side, onto the wing. Taken by Bruce Reveal, shoves it out. Newcomb gets there first in front of Dunkley. Got the handball back to Nash. Nash, tackled off the ball. He tried to get it to Jath. Intercepting it was Will Ashcroft. Over to his brother Levi by hand, then to Bruce Reveal. Still in front of the benches on centre wing. He kicks it towards half forward. Logan Morris tries to claim a triple grabber. He ended up letting the ball go. Picked up there by Amon, and he's tumbling kick. Hits Meek on centre wing. Now he puts the handball forward. It's with the Wizard, kicks it inside 50. Ball hits the deck off hands, taken by Starcevic. His handball straight up the guts. Boy, that was aggressive. It hit Darcy Wilmot straight up the corridor. Now Bailey, active early, as I said, kicks it to centre wing to find Archie.
This is a nice-looking surge from Brisbane. Archie on the 45 instep. Here's Will Ashcroft attacking edge. Rolls around. Out of the goal square is Morris, who slides in unopposed to take the low catch. And the crowd rises after a slow start. Set shot incoming, slight angle to the right, 25 out.
Well done to Starcevic.
What about that then? Yeah.
If they had gone slow, they would have held him up. But because he went quick and showed it was a difficult position, but that made him go fast and gave him a great look inside 50 and a beautiful kick.
And they knocked it forward too, which a lot of teams don't do. Starcevic just held his nerve, came back in, found a guy in the corridor. The sequence of play, Ashcroft had a lot of options. That leading lane straight at the goal just opens right up.
No Eric Hipwood for the next month. And the second-year breakout star, Logan Morris, has all the pressure and can't shine just yet. Misses to the right-hand side on a straight-line strike. Hawthorn's lead down to 9 as we close in on time on in the opening term.
That's 3 out of their 5 have been great looks.
Yeah.
Great looks.
So makeable.
Yep.
So 9 points the margin. The Hawks lead as they bring it back out again. It's with Scrimshaw, long left-footed towards centre wing. Harris Andrews brings it down. It's just hacked off there, picked up by Newcomb. He gave it to Meek, and then the run, it came from Watson. Watson tried to deliver the pass there to Lewis, spoiled by Starcevic. He gathered the ball at ground level, gave it to Marshall, to Dunkley by hand, back to Marshall. He sizzles a pass into the path of Kai Lohman, takes it on his chest. Now he's got a leader. It just misses that lead in Ty Gallop, who got in front there of Battle, but the kick missed him by about a metre, went over the boundary line. We'll get a throw in where the arc hits the boundary right half forward.
Those little kicks that you want to hit straight up. Kai Lohman just getting back into it. First game back for 4 weeks, I reckon.
Hawks by 9, Brisbane goalless in the opening 20 minutes. Tossed in, Fort wins it down from behind, tumbling 45 out for Brisbane. Amon's there to track it. Arcs towards the boundary line, running out of room. He'll try and squeeze it across the paint, but it lands in the lap of Marshall. He looks good, this kid. 21 touches last week, the first-round pick. I spoke to Andrew Wellington about academy picks. He's one of the luxuries Brisbane have had. Marshall towards the 50. Neek rises, can't take it. Dunkley is set upon. Meat and the sandwich brought to the deck. 25 out. Brisbane's 50. Great crowd in attendance. Quick reset. Tap down, Levi Ashcroft shoots a handball to his brother Will. Warple hits him with the tackle. Pops out towards Lohman. 20 from home. Scrimshaw wrestling for it. Wrenches it away. Retreats back towards Amon. Off balance. Copped a nudge. Watson flies too early. Just slipped through his fingertips. On the deck, Brisbane have the numbers. Fletcher to Dunkley. Gives it to Marshall. Back to Wilmot at right half forward. Centering snap. 30 from home. Juggling mark taken. 1, 2, 3 bites for Day. And he'll get the set shot straight in front, 30 out.
Oh, can they just nail one? Sam Day. He's a beautiful kick. Yep. He is a beautiful kick. He's the guy you probably want to be able to kick one after you've kicked 5 points.
It's a great mark against Barras in the air. You know, Hawthorn are as good as anyone intercepting the ball with their key backs that they've recruited and brought to the club. Terrific effort, and that's what he's in the team for.
And they've missed Lohman, that pressure there, just to get that pressure on the ball, on the kicker. It's just amazing. You've got to do that in your forward half, particularly deep.
Goalless in his last 3. Sam Day needs this ahead of finals, and he has missed to the right. And the crowd groans as one. Brisbane have kicked 6 behinds in the opening term. Hawthorn 2-2-14.
And they bring it back in quickly, the Hawks. Long kick towards centre wing. It's fisted forward there. Good effort there by Cal Shadir. Brought it to the ground to Watson. Watson to Dylan Moore. Dylan Moore hits the logo and he finds Warple. They've got runners everywhere. Warple bangs it inside 50. It's a 2-on-2. Chol at the back brought it down, but Fletcher front and square got the handball to Starcevic. He was dealt with illegally. There was a free kick that goes against Connor McDonald, so it'll be Jasper Fletcher, and it'll go, well, 1.5 metres forward downfield.
That's not advantage.
Just outside the arc, it's Brandon Starcevic. He retreats back to just in front of the goal square to find Harris Andrews. Him straight up the middle to Lester. Lester flares it out just short of centre wing, out of side. What a contest. between Jaff and Archie. Archie picked it up, Jaff tackled him. They wanted ball, they didn't get it. The umpire will come in and ball it up between the wing and right half forward for Hawthorn.
They're riding every possession tonight. Sunday footy in Brisbane.
Packed house too, as
there was some doubts, but it seems to be a winner. Tossed up. Fort takes it out of the ruck, threw it on the boot, tumbles about 5 metres towards the logo, out on the Stanley Street side. Picked up by Newcombe. He's darting and dodging away from Levi Ashcroft. Across the body, rushed his kick, slipped out of the midst of Archie. He placed himself well.
Kick.
Archie got it to Zorko, and now Wilmot loops a handball over the top, and they're running through the middle. Starcevic for the Lions, up to the attacking edge to Bailey. Pops in board, had a couple of options, decides he'll go towards the goal square. Day is there, floating across with Scrimshaw with the fist. Ground level, the big men go down. Cameron tries to tie it off the deck, and it ricochets through for another minor score. Brisbane 7 behinds. Hawthorn 2-2-14. Aaron Bryans, Michael Price, Jason Ackermanis, Matthew Primus with you for Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Doing everything right. Zach Bailey had Kai Lohman 55,000 metres running straight at him without anyone really on him. That's a no-brainer. Goes long, didn't work out. There's 7 points.
13 inside 50s to 9. That kick-in's cut off there by Leicester. He immediately goes into the corridor. Zorko's got the ball. That spells danger for Hawthorn. Handball to McLuggage at centre half forward. He goes long. Day at the back. One clunk. Takes a ripping mark when you consider he's going up against James Sicily there. A little bit of a height advantage, but he takes it just to the right of the goal post. He's laid the ball down. He's facing inboard. He looks like he might kill this one around with the left foot.
He's looking good tonight too. He's jumping and reading it well, Day.
He's a first-round draft pick from the Suns many years ago. He hits the post as he curls it around. 8 straight behinds to the Brisbane Lions, and they trail the Hawks by 1 straight goal, 2-2-14, with 25 and a half gone to this first term.
How do you miss from there? The last 4 scoring shots the way of the Lions, but they can't cash in. Long exit for Hawthorn. Reville went to ground. Standing up was Battle to take the mark. Another long bomb in the direction of Jack. This came across from Dunkley. Crowd happy with it as it rolls over the boundary line. Zane Bojack downstairs.
Yeah, Mitch Lewis is on the exercise bike. He's got a really bad cork on his right thigh, and he's got it strapped up with so much tape. I've never seen so much ever in my life, but hopefully he's going to be able to get back out and contribute.
He's had some bad luck, Mitch Lewis, over his career. The throw in at right half forward for the Hawks, Newcombe. Just aggressive at the ball. Got the handball back to Gunston off a step. Inside 50. Joel! He attacked that ball with vigour. Took it on his chest and disrupted the pack in the process. 40 metres out directly in front.
What a jump. What a grab. Joel is looking so sharp, so springy. If you're a Hawthorn supporter, you're loving the way Marbol Joel is moving tonight. He's just getting in spots you can't dream of, and he's looking like a spring chicken the way he's jumping. But he's a good forward. He's on the move. He wants to get there. He's got some intensity. Can he kick this one, though?
There's been 2 goals scored in the match. He's got both of them. Mab Chol from 45. The left foot is laconic. It is through. He's got 3. The Hawks making the most of their opportunities in front of goal. 3-2-20. The Lions 8 straight behinds. It's a 12-point margin, 27 gone first term.
Oh, it's a good matchup. Deere is sort of playing on Harris Andrews and dragging him deep whenever he can. So therefore, Leicester, Leicester and Gunston, Leicester's going to Chol and he's getting exposed because he just doesn't have the athleticism to run with him. And Harris Andrews isn't able to come off with air assist. So it's a good match at the moment. And most of the time when the Hawks are going forward, their ball movement's been nice and quick. And Acker, it does help when you're kicking through the big white sticks, mate.
Oh, it does. 3 goals too, and Mr. Charles has been so accurate. That's what you want from your forwards. See, the Brisbane would love that. That said, it always turns, mate. It doesn't mean it'll come back and be 50-50, but that's always the average. So the Lions won't be too worried because they want to keep it in there, but they want to start kicking them.
Hawks by 12. Winner locks in third. Out of the middle. Blazing by as Will Ashcroft off the tap. Kick was a worm burner, though, towards the 50. Mopped up by Hardwick. Up and under kick. Will Ashcroft didn't want to commit to the drop. Meek takes it, but it wasn't 15. He's wrapped up by Fort. And a ball up at centre half forward for Brisbane called.
Charlie Cameron is in trouble. Went for a smother. Not what you want on your 250th.
Tossed up. Fought from behind, wins it down. Head over the footy was Levi Ashcroft, but beaten to it by D'Ambrosio. Hands it to Watson. Quick feet. Gives it off to McDonald, but he fumbled. Pouncing is Fletcher all over him. Zorko's in there as well. Throws his body on the line as he's done in 300 games. But Hawthorn went out. Watson with a little slip. Did well to get it to D'Ambrosio. He dummies his way past Marshall. Screws the kick into the 50. Flying Deer couldn't take it. Front square is Newcomb. 45 out. John Newcomb misses to the left. Oh, that would have been brutal on the quarter-time siren. Brisbane look hopeless in front of goal. 8 behinds and Hawthorn are all over them. 13 points their lead at the first change. 3-3-21 to the Lions, 8 behinds. Bit of feeling amongst the playing group as well as we head towards the first break. The goal scorers, there's only one of them. All three, Marbia Chol, the South Sudanese superstar, striking in this early finals preview. Zane Bojack downstairs.
Yeah, Charlie Cameron's in a lot of trouble. It's his wrist. It's his right wrist. The trainer tried to get him off just before the quarter-time siren. He's still on his haunches. You can see there he's really struggling. I think he's in a lot of pain. I don't know whether he's going to be able to play that well tonight with that inconvenience.
250th tonight for Charlie Cameron. They've already lost Eric Hitwood. You wouldn't want to lose Charlie Cameron in terms of your scoring prowess. What a day of footy we've had. The Giants locked in for a home eliminator after an 11-point win over the Saints. Fremantle will be playing finals football after defeating the Western Bulldogs by 15 points. They'll be at home in the first week of finals as well. The winner tonight will be third, and the loser will be on the road in an elimination final in the first week of September. It is great to have you with us for the penultimate game of the regular season on ABC Radio, Sport Digital and the ABC Listen app. This is Sunday Footy on ABC Sport.
There are 3 warning levels across Australia: advice, watch and act, and emergency. To learn more, go to the ABC Emergency website and stay listening to your emergency broadcaster, ABC Radio.
This is the 2025 AFL Premiership season on ABC Sport.
Plays on quickly as they'd like to do. Hawthorn all night. Gunston does beautifully. Gathers in front of Darcy Gardner. Looping handball over the top there to D'Ambrosio. He goes inside 50 looking for Shoal. Spoiled. Chop of the arms. That's Hawks footy. He comes in from 30 metres out. 36 goals for the year, Matt Shoal. The left foot is sweet. Hawks get the first goal of the game. Delivers another ball to Dylan Moore. He traverses the 50. Looks inboard for Chol. Hits him 20 metres out. The left foot from Matt Chol makes the goal umpire work, but he's got his second.
Goalless in his last 3. Sam Day needs this ahead of finals, and he has missed to the right. And the crowd groans as one.
He's a first-round draft pick from the Suns many years ago. He hits the post as he curls it around. 8 straight behinds to the Brisbane Lions.
How do you miss from there?
Just aggressive with the ball. Got the handball back to Gunston off a step. Inside 50. Joel! He attacked that ball with vigour. Took it on his chest and disrupted the pack in the process. Matt Scholl from 45. The left foot is laconic. It is through. He's got 3.
This is ABC Sports coverage of the AFL.
On your radio.
ABC Sport Digital.
And on the ABC Listen app.
Inaccuracy plaguing the Lions in the opening quarter, and Hawthorn have punished them for it. A 13-point advantage at the first change. 3-3-21 to 8 behinds. It is great to have you with us for Sunday Footy on ABC Sport. Aaron Bryans and Michael Price alongside the triple premiership Lion Jason Ackermanis and the dual All-Australian ruckman Matthew Primus. The text line 0437 774 774 tonight. Jeff on the Sunshine Coast says the crowd sounds like a Hawthorn home game. Well, shout out to our tech, Peter Scott, because it sounds tremendous tonight. It's heaving both ways.
The bloody, where they put the microphones over there where they always are. Every week they're going to smooth that.
There's a fair few in the house, but they are very loud, the Hawthorn fans. And a shout out to Richard, Bridget, Max and Jennifer, who are driving through Ireland listening to us on the ABC Listen app, and they're Lions fans as well. They wouldn't be happy with that opening quarter, but plenty of footy still to come, and the winner tonight will lock in the double chance. They'll finish third and play the Cats in the first week of finals. One of our other listeners who's unnamed says, if Hawthorn lose, who will they most likely play in the first week? Assuming Gold Coast wins, I have a feeling that Hawthorn will probably have Fremantle. But it's entirely dependent on percentage. There's like a 2% gap between the Hawks and the Suns. So it could be Fremantle, it could be the Giants, but they'll be on the road if they lose tonight, the Hawks. Acker, Matty, what did you make of that opening term?
Goal kicking.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, because they did a lot right. 16 inside 50s, Brisbane, so they would have wanted to dominate territory. And it's not as if the 8 shots have been from boundary line or under outside 50 or under super pressure. There's been some simple set shots, the forward stoppage one. So there's a lot to like. If anything, maybe Brisbane's pressure's a little bit off. I think they've had 6 tackles, and we said the Hawks are handballing the ball like crazy, 40 handballs. So there's great opportunities to tackle. So their pressure's a little bit off, but geez, in a nutshell, there'd be a lot of stuff. I think Fags will be talking to them about, hey, we're doing this really well. Let's just kick our goals and we'd be in front of this game. When Sam would be saying, hey, we're doing a lot of good stuff, right? Probably we need a bit more inside 50s, so they look pretty dangerous every time they go in there. They've kicked 2 of their goals from kick-ins, which probably isn't sustainable, but it probably is if Brisbane keep kicking behind Zaka. But I think both coaches would be pleased. The general style of football, obviously Fags would be looking to get their accuracy going.
I think they'll just change Brisbane, just what they're doing, what Hawthorn they're setting up so well on kick-ins and around the ground, just where they're getting their spares and making sure they've got that covered off, and how they just sequence out of the stoppage from a kick-in. It's pretty predictable what they're doing, and it is easy to stop. The numbers I can see, Brisbane's sort of defenders, or at least the opposition being Brisbane at that stage, there's 2 of them sitting inside 50 when they're, whoever it is, they're outnumbered out here, and the wing just underneath our commentary, 60 metres out. And that's what you're going to need, because that's where their handballs and carries come from, and that's where they get that spare number. So they've got to work a bit harder, Brisbane, and I've no doubt they'll be bringing that vision up as soon as they can. You can see they've just made a slight change. Cam Rayner going into the middle, and we're just going to see a little bit of a different setup as we go to Zane Bojack, big fella.
Yeah, Charlie Cameron got some treatment during the quarter-time break, but he is starting out there on field.
Some good news for Lions fans after a tough opening quarter. If you're listening and wondering where Quentin Hull is as well, he's on the ABC Listen app through the cricket button. South Africa chasing 432 for victory. They're 6 for 127. He's retired. He's had enough of you, Acker.
Yes, I don't blame him.
Hawks by 13. Awkward bounce in the middle. Favours fought, but Meek got across. Fist in, rolls towards Nash. Good gather. Underground handball for Ginnivan. Tries to toe it wide to Jaff. Tracks it well, right half forward. Closing was Marshall. He hands it back to Ginnivan. Across the body, snapping into the 50. A little bit too high, oddly enough, for Meek. Over his head and into the arms of Lester. Big night for him as well. It's Dane Zorko's 300th. He's his brother-in-law, married to Emmy, his sister.
Oh, that's awkward.
Cross wide to Fletcher, and now Bailey in defensive 50.
Zach Bailey, possession number 9. He started the game well. I've said that a couple of times. It gets to the left and finds Lester again. Lester's kick, he was looking for Marshall. Intercepted by Ginnivan, who slapped it back. Now he's going to receive the ball. Little fancy kick. Just put a little bit too much pressure on Dylan Moore. Lester got back there and fisted it away. Went over the boundary line for a throw-in. Just between the Vulture Street wing, that's our commentary wing, and right half forward for the Hawks.
He looked mad at himself for missing that kick too, and he just forcefully pushed that over and took out that Hawthorn player, whoever that was.
Hawks up by a couple of goals here. Tossed in, fought down towards Dunkley. Tackled, but got it away to Bailey. Weaves his way through the broadcast wing. Through the logo, he drives it towards Morris. Knocked away by Battle, who keeps fighting. Rayner throws his body in. Beautiful blind turn. Looping handball to Morris. High kick that lingered in the air for Cameron, but he's dumped by Impey before it got to him. No whistle as it rolls over the boundary line. That's twice tonight that Brisbane have been held, Charlie Cameron specifically, and has not received a free kick. Boundary throw-in to come.
A little bit too much mayonnaise on that one.
Yeah, I didn't think he was playing for that one, but he does often get manhandled and they don't pay it. So anyway, go for your life, Charlie.
Throw in, left forward pocket. Darcy fought, juggles it, got the handball away. Bailey spoiled. Ball loose just around the arc, picked up by Will Ashcroft. Does the 1-2 with Levi, then he's tackled around those golden locks of his. The umpire comes in. Levi takes complete umbrage. The younger brother just comes in and says, leave my big brother alone. It's going to be a free kick where the arc... I've never, ever seen Levi Ashcroft...
He had to be pulled out of that.
I've never seen him arc up in all of his games this year. The free kick with Will, though. He puts it to a dangerous spot, top of the square. Off hands, McLuggage gathers. McLuggage goal! A roving goal for Brisbane. The crowd erupts at the Gabba. 3-3-21 to the Hawks. 1-8-14 to the Lions. Back to a 7-point margin, early doors, second quarter.
Need the DJ going, didn't we, Acca? Haven't heard any songs for the first quarter.
No.
I tell you who he started really well, McCluggage, but Rayners only had one possession. Warple, it's not a hard tag, but he's playing on him. But he had the first crumb there at the start of this quarter here, but he really needs to get going. With Neil out, Rayners plays such an important role, especially the ability to go from stoppage to inside 50. But yeah, McCluggage, what a season he's had and what a finish.
That was sensational. But Hawthorn, if you're a Hawthorn fan, there was 3 or 4 in the air trying to spoil that. No one down. And McCluggage, as my old coach used to say, 7 out of 10, you just come to the front, just look at their shoulders, and there goes the ball. McCluggage there. Quick snap, great goal.
Sweet relief for the Lions after 8 consecutive behinds. Margin's only 7 now. Hawthorn lead. Fort flies early. Meek stayed down and tapped it to Warple. Little fumble. Tried the toe poke, but it's picked up by Dunkley. Missed his target. Meek gives it back, though. McCluggage for the Lions. Gives it to Zorko. Turns and bursts to the 50. Kick is very hot for Rayner. Tumbles over the back. Barris wanted it to roll through, but it's set up with backspin. Has to gather and is tackled to the boundary line. It'll be tossed in 5 out.
That was his worst nightmare, wasn't it? Just sat there, oh no, what am I going to do? Able to get it out of bounds, eh? Smart.
Zorko, best kick in the club, just could have put it out just a little bit too hot over the top of Rayner. Rayner's got too much pace. If they can just get him isolated one-on-one with Hardwick, we'll see.
Throw in from the left forward pocket for Brisbane. Once again, it's slapped down into the ground. Big contest. Connor Nash grabbed it for the Hawks. Charlie Cameron wrapped him up as soon as he got it, so the umpire's going to come in quickly and he'll throw it up 15 metres out from the Lions' goal, left forward pocket. Meek slapped it down to Jaff. Jaff tackled off the ball. The kick still made it to Nash. He got it backwards. It's hacked out of there by Battle and cut off there by Kalarchi. He immediately goes aggressive into the corridor.
It's a nice switch to Leicester. He's got a paddock to work with. He drills it into the right forward pocket. Little long for Dunkley. Hits the deck. Warple trying to break through 4. Rounds out of room and is brought to ground. 30 from home, straight in front. Brisbane with a bit of momentum here. Down 7. Hot start in the second quarter. Fort down, looking for Levi Ashcroft. He's set upon, but got it out. Tumbling kick wide of Morris, and it trickles over the boundary line. Shout out to Kobe, who's texted in while cruising on the Great Ocean Road to Lorne. Loving the commentary as a Demons supporter. Thanks, Kobe. Don't text and drive. Hopefully you're the passenger and drive safe on this Sunday night.
Voice to text, it's easy.
It's a fair view, isn't it? Slapped in, forward pocket throw in, into the ground. D'Ambrosio, handball to Connor Nash for the Hawks. Off a step, his kick was cut off there by Darcy Wilmot. He dropped it, but backed up by Fletcher. Fletcher handball backwards to Harris Andrews. His floating mongrel inside 50. It hits Dunkley.
Unopposed.
It was a floating sack, and Dunkley read it best. 35 metres out, a 45-degree angle to the right.
I'm not sure how
start from Brisbane was it. They just pinned them in, repeat inside 50s, super pressure on. The Hawks don't have any time and space. Just a great start. I reckon reinforced by probably what Fake said to them. You're doing a lot right. Let's just continue it. If they can hit this goal here, away they go.
And Dunkley, again, has been enormous. He's making tackles. He's doing everything again, as he always does.
4 inside 50s to 1 to start the second term. They've already got 1 goal on the board. The Lions through Dunkley. He sprays this one. Barely makes it through for a behind. 1-9-15. It's 1 straight goal the margin up against the Hawks. 3-3-21. Zane Bojack on the boundary.
Oh, Darcy Wilmot would be so disappointed. He put that one up and under. It was a mongrel, and then, of course, it was taken and wasn't converted. But he was so happy. Him and Harris were doing high fives when he was running off the field.
MP plays on and heaves it towards left half back, and it works for Chol, who marks in front.
They do that now. Team first, the old high five just for making a tackle. Back in our day, it was nothing. Yeah. We might see in the highlight reel.
Marbia Chol with 3 goals in the first, far from home. He kicks through the Stanley Street wing. Players converge on the drop. Gunston's in amongst it. Hasn't had a lot of the footy. Picked out of there by McDonald for the Hawks. Across to Nash, and then the kick smothered close to the boundary line of Watson. And rolls over the boundary line. That was D'Ambrosio, in fact. It'll be tossed in left half forward for Hawthorn. They're still up by 6. But Brisbane have been on top so far in this second term.
I'd like to see a little bit more body from the Lions away from the contest. They're just running a bit too easily, a bit too free.
The crowd get the Lions chant going. Throw in left half forward for the Hawks. It's rode there by Archie. Belted as he kicked it. It's going to go out of bounds on the full. All fair. James Sicily is going to take the free kick in front of his own bench. On the Stanley Street wing. Hawks held up in this occasion. Sicily goes long. Inside 50. Chol at the back, but that was better from Ryan Lester. Froggy takes a relieving chest mark and puts it forward about 15 metres or close to it to find Archie.
Unsure where to go next. His eye is darting left and right. He'll retreat through defensive 50. Starcevic, left back pocket.
Done this well, the Hawks, haven't they? They've pushed them back, taken away their uncontested marks.
Out of the city end, It's a low dart. Not what he wanted. Off the side of the boot, straight to Warple on the bounce. He's very crisp. Backtracking. Meek couldn't take the mark. Thunderous fist to get it out of there from Brisbane. Levi Ashcroft buffeted off it by Warple. D'Ambrosio's kick smothered. Rolled straight to Ginnivan. Handball a little hot for more. And pickpocketed by Leicester. Starcevic wide to Andrews. Brisbane left back pocket. Hawthorn still pressing though. He did very well. Spotted Levi Ashcroft through defensive 50. The inboard kick. And now Levi had to be precise to Marshall as Jaff closed. But
Aaron,
the Young Academy product takes the mark.
Sorry, and this is what they've done well, haven't they? They've stopped them having 5 or 6 of them in a row. They've only been able to have 1 or 2.
Marshall, comes to centre wing. Ty Gallup, monstered by a couple of Hawks. Fisted forward, and then Marshall falls over. That allows Jaff to pick it up. Lowers the eyes, hits Gunston. On the lead. Beautiful lead. Lovely pass from Jaff. 40 metres out, but he's on a very tight angle, Jack Gunston. The way he kicked them last week, he could be in row D and kick it.
He's been sharpshooter. You can see there just the inexperience, a bit of dew on the ground there. He kicked the ball himself there. Who was that Lions player? Yeah, Marshall. Comes back to him and he slips over.
So if he kicks this one, he'll become the 8th Hawk to kick 500 goals, fresh off his 7 last week. From 45, tight angle, he strikes it very, very nicely. That is magnificent. Jack Gunston, congratulations. He gets the Hawks 4th. Boy, oh boy, get better with age. 4-3-27 to 1-9-15. It's back to a 2-goal margin in favour of Hawthorn, and we've played 9.5 minutes of this second quarter on ABC Sport.
Yeah, just their inability, or Hawthorn's ability, to take away their uncontested marks. That was 2 times they tried to rebound the ball. They were only able to get 2, and then they had to kick long down the line. And that isn't their go. That's not how their system's built. They like to have 5, 6, 7, 8, get it at least into their front half, and then try and go quick or go long out of that. But Hawthorn have done their homework, they've shut them down, and then when they do create that turnover, they got some really good looks, and then obviously it does help when Gunston slots them from there.
It's a prolific group. So Dunstall, Matthews, Hudson, Moncrief, Franklin, Roughead, Bruce, and now Gunston with 500 goals.
Not bad. Not a bad list.
That is a good list.
Scores level. Winner will finish 3rd. Bounce towards Scholl, tried to paddle it wide, picked up by Lohman, hands it to Will Ashcroft, the Lions through the broadcast wing. Marshall back to Will Ashcroft, turned into trouble, did well, loops it back over the top to Marshall, weaves his way around Scrimshaw, closing Scholl with the smother. And a bit of a roar as well, a mini double python from Marby at Scholl. He's had 3 goals in the first and he's hungry for more. Boundary throw in left half forward for Brisbane.
Game of his life at the moment, Marble.
You've got to love the way the Hawks go about their footy. It's all enthusiasm, Macca.
It is energy and intensity.
Throw in at left half forward for Brisbane. Warple underneath the pack, got a handball away. It was sharked there by Marshall, gave it to Levi Ashcroft, spoiled beautifully by Impey, who floated across the front of the pack, destroyed it, punched it over the boundary line in the left forward pocket for Brisbane. About 30 metres out, there'll be another throw in.
It's just going your way when you're kicking goals from everywhere. That said, the Lions' intensity, everything that you need, that you're seeing from Hawthorn, Brisbane need to bring.
Hawks by 12. I think I said scores level earlier. I think I muddled up my margin. Toss back in. Kick out of the stoppage. Scrimshaw rolls it towards the broadcast wing. Tracking it as Andrews. Breathing down his neck was Lewis, who looks a little better after his corky in the first. Boundary thrown on the broadcast side. Apologies, Hawks fans. 4-3-27 to 1-9-15. 11 played in this second term. Sunday footy on ABC Sport. Toss back in. Day doing the ruck work against Scholl, who won it down for the Hawks, but bounced straight to Levi Ashcroft. Tries to find his brother. Little wide. And then knocked over the line in the battle between Nash and Day. So big toss back in right in front of us here at the Gabba. Roaring crowd for Sunday night footy. You can get in touch, 0437 774 774. Gaz has done that, says enjoying the call while travelling the Pilbara in my road train.
Oh yeah, love the road train.
Throw in, commentary box side, taken by Day out of the ruck. He kicks it forward to left half forward. Oh, brilliant piece of play Logan Morris put it into the path of Bailey. Couldn't quite pick it up, and as soon as he did, he got nailed by two Hawks in Sicily and Impey, and it's going to be a ball up 30 metres out, and there's 25 players around this ball. Umpire throws it up quickly. Chol in the ruck against Day. Chol won it conclusively, got it down to Ward. His handball back to Impey. Now he kicks it to the point of the centre square. Big contest, fisted forward by the Hawks. Great hands, Dunkley to Jasper Fletcher from 50. Oh boy, what a goal! Jason Ackermanis, you've called him as the best father-son Brisbane will have. That goal was superb. 4-3-27 the Hawks, 2-9-21 the Lions, back to a one-goal ball game.
Goosebump stuff that was. Just even the deft taps. I think that was Ashcroft that finally just didn't even take possession. The deft tap to Fletcher on the move, which we spoke about before off air. They just have not been. They've been flat-footed in Brisbane. Just that little quick handball, because Lightning was so quick, it looked like he tapped it. And Fletcher on the run, if you don't mind, just a little bit better than his dad, Piggy. He probably would have kicked that into over the fence on the other side, but that is a fantastic goal, Matty.
It's a luxury of riches they've had, the Brisbane Lions, with father-son, and Jasper Fletcher might be the cream on top.
It's no good if they're no good. They just happen to be good.
They just happen to be very good. Hawks by 6. Flying early as day. Chol stayed down. Nash tries to thrust it forward. Ricochets off Amon. Will Ashcroft there for Brisbane. Hands it back to Dunkley. Off a step. High and long towards the 50. 3-on-3 there. Scrimshaw flew. Nearly took it. Umpire's going to give it to him.
Oh, you can't pay that. You cannot pay that. It's not under 8s, is it?
Brett Roseberry charged in. He's very experienced, but it bobbled out late. I agree with you, Acker.
X-Savers.
Scrimshaw back on the 45. And we're on the ABC.
Oh, sorry.
Amon.
No advertising.
To Hardwick. In the left back pocket. Sends it out towards the Stanley Street side. And there's a whistle. Free kick hold. Free kick going the way of Jasper Fletcher for the Lions.
Oh, they've been doing that all night. Truth.
Just forward of the logo on that outer wing. It's a low pop into the 50. Out to meet it was Watson in front of Dunkley, and he was legged as he tried to gather low. Free kick to the Wizard. Haven't seen a lot of him tonight.
They're going to be legged. His legs are 3 foot.
You have to be touching the turf, basically, to leg him. Across defensive 50 to Battle, and Sicily strong in a contested mark, one-on-one with Bailey, right half back. Hawks by 6.
So James Sicily just calms things down. The Lions have set up nicely in front of him on this Vulture Street wing, so he just goes long down the line. Darcy Gardner had that all over him. It actually got spoiled by the head of Ryan Lester. A ball bobbles over the boundary line right in front of the ABC Sport commentary box. We're going to throw in. It's the Lions trailing by 6 points. 4-3 to the Hawks, but 2-9 to the Brisbane Lions. Very wasteful in front of goal.
Oh, that was a Falcon.
Tossed in. It'll be a shallow drop. Day charges out to meet it, takes it and hands it off. Quick kick up and under from McCluggage. Loman there, whistle as he rose up, pushing the back. Takes his free kick, and here they go. They're released through the broadcast wing. Dunkley to McCluggage. Steps inboard towards the 50. Hardwick flies with a fist. Tumbles 40 out for Brisbane. Warple's there for the Hawks. Handball nearly sharked by Wilmot. Nearly a collision course. Fletcher charging in with more. Ricochets to centre half forward. Wilmot can't barge through. Drops the footy in the process. No whistle. The Hawks fans infuriated. Loman says thank you very much. And he kicks one from 45. Kyle Loman strikes, and the Hawks have their hands in the air saying, what on earth just happened? Scores are a level. 3-9-27 Brisbane. Hawthorn 4-3-27. Game on at the Gabba on ABC Sport.
Oh, I don't know what was going on. That probably was a free kick tackle, but it might have got dislodged in the tackle. The umpire said, play on, play on. Players just played. They didn't play to the whistle. Kyle Loman, welcome back. Just one step from 45 over the left shoulder, and you could see Logan Morris. He was already clapping it in. The crowd just went silent. I don't know why. He said this is a goal.
What about Brisbane's pressure? It's double to what they've had. Double the tackles already this quarter. What they had the whole first quarter, and they're just playing their front half game beautifully and making Hawthorn pay. They've got their game on terms here. They keep kicking these goals. They could be well in front.
Very true.
Well,
very true.
26 inside 50s to 15 and scores a level. The Lions chant just elevates to a new level here at the Gabba. Back into the middle. Perfect bounce. Warple takes the clearance. Kicks it inside 50. Reading it best. against Dylan Moore was Darcy Wilmot for the Lions. He kicks it to the arc. It's taken by Starcevic. Jath confronts him, takes the ball, and then Starcevic takes Jath, dumps him into the ground, all legally. The umpire will come in and ball it up on the point of the centre square at right half forward.
He may think again when he takes the ball and Starcevic is coming.
Fought down in nutmeg Dunkley. Out the back, Cameron paddles it towards Bailey under pressure from Jath, so he toes it up to half forward. Bounce for Barris, bang! In comes Rayner and he brings him down, the little man. Gathered by Cameron, hands it to Dunkley. Tackled as he kicked, rolls to Bailey, head over it. Handball towards Rayner, he rolls it to Lohman, brought down without it. Or in the back, take your pick. He's going to get the footy. Kai Lohman, right forward pocket. And the Gabba is starting to roar now.
What about Rayner? He could have just given it to him full body, just one of those classic, Byron, was it Byron Pickett?
Yep.
He used to just run straight through it. But no, he made the tackle, gets his teammates up and about. It was a horrible kick in. It was going nowhere. Even Cam Rayner off the ground and free kick to Lohman too high in your back. Left foot.
Kai Lohman around the body, converts it beautifully, turns to the crowd. Hands to his heart because he loves it. He's got two. And Brisbane back in front for the first time since the 9-minute mark of the opening term. Third lead change. Brisbane couldn't buy a goal in the first quarter. They've got 4 or 5 in the second. Sunday footy on ABC Sport. And the Lions up 6 with Jason Ackermanis and Matthew Primus.
Yeah, I don't care how good a team you are, experienced you are in an area. When you are under pressure and teams are surging the ball against you, you can maybe look second-rate. And Hawthorn's midfield and backline, the last 5 or 6 minutes, they look nervous whenever the ball's in their area. It's outstanding to see. This is Brisbane at their best, especially their forward 6 or 7 players are just putting amazing heat on.
Makes you nervous. Bit of Boney M. Is that on your playlist, Matty?
Not on my playlist.
It's on mine.
That's catchy, isn't it? Did you do that in the gardening this morning? You listened to it?
Yes, I did. I had it cranking. I do the gym and then out I go.
Speaking of cranking, have a listen to the Gabba crowd as the ball gets bounced back in the middle. Meek got it down for the Hawks. Beautifully done by Newcomb. He gives it off there to Dylan Moore. Inside 50. It was Kalshadir, spoiled there by Leicester. At ground level, Connor McDonald couldn't pick it up. Well done by Bruce Reville. Handball back to Leicester. His left foot kick tumbled towards the wing. Oh, it was picked up there beautifully by Eamon. He found his man with a left footer, and it was Kalshadir, 40 metres out directly in front.
Bloody ruckman, can't bend down. Had it cold, big Darcy fought. And then got through.
Just that dump kick out of defence, Acker, easily cut off.
And then a dump kick in. There was no finesse about that. And then, hey, Deer's in front.
How about the quality of this kid, Kalshadir? From 40 metres out. I put the mozzer on him. Sorry about that, Hawks fans. He's barely squeezed that in for a behind. It must be that end, the city end. So 4-9 plays 4-4. It's a 5-point margin. Brisbane lead as they bring it back in quickly.
Slingshot footy. Short pass to McCluggage, and now Zorko up the spine. Cutting it off is Scrimshaw in front of Day. Wants to play on though, he's run down. What was he thinking? Cameron gets him, the ball ricochets to the broadcast wing. Meek with the don't argue on Archie. Rolls one central, here's Ward. Turns inboard, hands it to the centre circle. Impey, now to McDonald. Does a 360 around Cameron. Ward pinpoint as he bullets it into the 50 to Newcomb, straight in front. 45 out, doesn't look confident. He'll share it to the pocket. They're queuing up. And the mark taken by Watson. 25 out, tight to the right.
She's a great game of footy. Pressure at both ends and just class shines through. A beautiful kick at the top of the 50 there. And we haven't seen much of this young fella, but he certainly loves the goal. He'll give it to the crowd if he kicks it.
Just missed tackle there from Archie on Meek. He's a huge man. He's not Meek. But he was down there as an option in the other pocket where Watson is now. The opposite side of Watson's kicking.
Fresh off his worst game ever, 3 touches last week. He kicks across the face, close to the man on the mark, and it's not through for a minor score by Andrews. Brisbane's lead down to 4. Time on in the second term. Sunday footy on ABC Sport. If you just joined us, the Giants are playing a home final. Fremantle's playing a home elimination final as well. The winner of this game will be third. The double chance to be secured by either Brisbane or Hawthorn.
So the ball in the hands of the 300 gamer Zorko. What a magnificent 50-metre pass.
Right when we were in line with that.
It was a bullet. It found Dunkley 60 metres out from his own defensive goal. He kicks a 45 to Darcy Wilmot, who plays on. His left foot smothered. Well done by Newcomb. just read it nicely, stuck the mid out, put it over the boundary line right in front of us. It'll be a throw in.
Greg in Cranbrook says, hoping the final series lives up to what we've seen so far. Rich in Ocean Grove, loving the call as always. My choice for best on ground will be whoever cuts off James Sicily's long sleeves. And Pam and Tam listening to the match from the Mullarina station outback South Australia. Crystal clear on the ABC Listen app.
Too hot for the long sleeves tonight for Sicily as the ball comes off the toes there of the Wizard. Accidentally... Oh, God, I'm so glad the umpire didn't pay that as deliberate. It's going to be a throw-in 70 metres out from the Hawthorn goal at right half forward. They're trailing by 4 points, Hackett.
Although Sicily with that light skin, he could get burnt tonight. He looks way better too, gets the guns out.
Clear sky in Brisbane, Sunday night footy. Tapped down by Fort. McCluggage caught between two Hawks. We'll get a ball up.
Still only had 2 possessions, Rayner.
Yeah.
They're doing so well, Brisbane. You can have a massive influence on this game still.
Right half forward for Hawthorn. Meek down. Was looking for more. Couldn't win the footy. Nash can. Pushes past Levi Ashcroft. He's off balance. Did well to curl it to the 50, but Starcevic is there.
Well, I was out of bounds on the full, but anyway.
Left back pocket. It was on.
They're out here.
Give me some love, Acker.
Sorry.
Cross defensive 50. Gardner to right half back to reveal. This is fast footy. Cameron marks through the logo. Points to the man on the mark. He's calling for an option to keep it moving. Doesn't have one, but the Hawks panic. He stepped out wide and cutting across forward. Oh, that's a damaging call against Josh Battle. And Charlie Cameron will be marched into the 50 in game 250.
Oh, they've been getting away with these teams up here for a few weeks. I've been pretty filthy about it, but finally paying one. They've just been jumping around on the mark. They're supposed to be still Charlie Cameron in your 250th with probably a broken wrist after that smother. Be nice to see Country Road. I'll be singing it. I'll turn the mics down, but I'll sing it.
The man from Mount Isa, 3 goals last week. Charlie Cameron, couple of steps. Beautiful strike. And his famous song will ring out around the Gabba in game 250. Brisbane up by 10. 4-5-29 the Hawks. Brisbane 5-9-39. Still 5 to play in the second term on ABC Sport.
And yes, this is on my playlist as well, Matty.
I'm sure this one is, mate. We've heard it enough this year, haven't we?
Well, some would say not enough. The funny thing is, I don't think a lot of people know the words of this bit. They really should listen to it. It's really quite easy.
It's like Sweet Caroline, right?
It is.
You only know the big bit.
Yep.
Turn down the road. I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Great, the Charlie. I mean, they were out. He came off his mount. I don't know who that defender was. But Charlie, he had opportunity. He wanted to go fast. They tried to hold him up. Good work, Charlie. 50 metres and a goal.
As the a cappella continues. Back into the middle of the Gabba. Meek gets it down for the Hawks at ground level. It's a battle royale. Oh, beautiful stuff there from Dylan Moore. Got it back to Meek. Then he received it back. He dropped it, though, under pressure. The Hawks under extreme pressure. Well done, Ginnivan. He got it onto his left boot, tumbled it inside 50. Roving front and square, Zorko. Handball to Darcy Wilmot. They're off to the races now. 1-2 with Will Ashcroft. Into the middle to Rayner. Rayner through traffic. Flares it out to the right. Gives it to young Marshall. Forward to centre wing on the Stanley Street side. Yeah. Inside 50 at the back of the pack. McCluggage. It was touched, though. His handball back outside the arc. Gives it to Marshall. Tries to sizzle a pass. Cut off with a diving effort there from D'Ambrosio. It goes over the boundary line, 40 metres out from the Lions' goal. And the right forward pocket will get a throw in. It's the Lions by 10 points.
Cracking game of footy as it has been all day. The Giants won by 11 over the Saints. The Dockers by 15 over the Dogs. Tossed in. Front position. Meek from behind wins it down. Rolls towards Nash. And a couple to beat. Can't break free. Ball up to come 45 out for Hawthorn. For Brisbane, rather.
Looks like a ruckman, Nash. He looks that big.
Massive, isn't he?
See him live.
Got to be one of the tallest midfielders in the game. Fought down, straight to Dunkley, threw it on his boot. Goal square was open, but it was a wide kick. Morris front position. Is battling with Battle. To ground. It rolls off hands over the boundary line.
Oh, they are getting close to getting a lot of free kicks against them, their defence. They are chopping arms. They are doing everything. Holding, pushing, pulling. If the umpires start paying them, look out.
Tossed in, 25 out for Brisbane. Fought down, was looking for Lohman. Overran it. Tackle laid by Will Ashcroft. Pops out towards Rayner. Head over the footy was Dunkley. Shouts for high. It's going to be a ball up instead. 20 from home, right forward pocket. Marcus in South Melbourne, a happy Dockers fan. What a cracking day of football. Sensational, he says.
Got them right where they want them. Forward 50 stoppages. They don't want to score out of this, but they normally get it off the repeat or the quick kick out.
Congested 50, the ball thrown up, immediately slapped over the boundary line. It was very close. So it's going to be a throw-in. 40 metres out from the Lions' goal in the right forward pocket. They lead by 10 points late in the second term. Very congested forward line. All but 3 players on the field forward of halfway. Throw in. Fought from the rear position, got it down to Nash. His kick exited the 50, now into the corridor. It was a very big physical effort from the Wizard. He won it for the Hawks. Now through hands to Impey, forward to Jaff. He bounces it on the logo, Vulture Street side. Lowers his eyes, tries to get it into the path of Lewis. He was crunched by Starcevic. Could have been a free kick. I think it will be paid to the Mitch Lewis. Starcevic came in with the flight of the ball. Front on contact, he got sandwiched between he and Dunkley. So it's going to be a free kick.
That's a poor decision. That is not a free kick. At that pace,
in slow motion, Acker, I probably would agree with you.
Even in fast motion, he's going the ball, eyes on the ball. Doesn't matter if you're front on contact. He has got no other objective but going the ball, Starcevic. Even I can be as biased as I want.
It's a moot point. The Lions fans will tell you what they think of it right now. But Mitch Lewis, from a 45-degree angle to the right, launches from the paint. What a spear! That's a ripping kick. Oh, boy, haven't listened to the Gabba crowd, but the Hawks fans absolutely love it. They return to the lead. No, they don't.
No, they're still
5-9-39 to 5-5-35. I'm getting too excited. I've written 2 goals down, Acker.
That's sugar. You shouldn't have had that sugar either.
4 points the margin in favour of Brisbane. It was 10. 29 minutes gone, second term. ABC Sport, Jason Ackermanis and Matty Prime.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was a free. I reckon still Brisbane would be happy with that. It was a goal scored from a back stoppage for Hawthorn. You normally score one of those goals a game. So they scored 2 kick-ins, 1 back 50 stoppage. I think Brisbane will be happy. They're not going to win a game if they're going to have to keep using those score sources. As pretty as it was and good as it was, Brisbane has certainly got the game on their terms, the way that the game's been played in the position of the ground.
I still don't reckon there's enough body. They had a spare man back there and they could have done a lot more to make it harder for him to run.
Brisbane by Fort in the middle. Fort straight to Bailey. Tries to blaze out of the middle, but got caught in the tackle of Warple. Spun in the washing machine. Dropped it. No free kick. Meek tries to reel it in. Ripped away by McCluggage. Threads a kick. Tumbling towards the 50. Scrimshaw thrusts it with the fist to Warple. Tackled by Lohman. Breaks free and hands it to Newcomb. The strength of the Hawks. Here they come on the rebound. Ginnivan to Meek. Fumbles twice at his shins. Just can't get down low enough, the big man. Diving in to help is Ginnivan. Retreats back to Warple. Kick picked off by Wilmot. Around the body, Marshall direction. Stanley Street side wing. Couldn't get it, but cutting across. Head over the footy. Gallop turn. Taken down. Turnover Hawthorn. Impey's kick smothered. Gallop goes in again. Caught too high.
Yeah.
Free kick to the second gamer.
Well done, young fella.
Had to pay that. The crowd over there did everything to help the umpire, who was probably blindsided, but the intensity. Love it.
They've learned a bit about the Cape in this Gabba crowd as Gallop kicks it inside 50. Lohman at the back. Went up with the one arm. Beautifully roved there by Eamon, but his kick out of bounds on the full. It's going to be returned 70 metres out. It looks like it's Sam Marshall with the ball on the boundary line at right half forward for Brisbane. They lead by 4 points. He puts it inside 50, top of the square. Barras flies, destroys that contest. Over the boundary line, right forward pocket. There'll be another throw in.
Oh, looking tired. Right at the end of the quarter, under 2 minutes left. There's get a couple of shots on goal here, Matty. And they're just looking a bit tired. This is when they make errors and give away free kicks. Yeah, concentration, good word.
Brisbane by 4. Meek front position, tapped it down, picked off by Rayner, shoots a central handball to McCluggage, couldn't get there. Rayner goes again. Rayner slaps it towards Archie. Tried the volley out of the air, misses to the right hand side. Brisbane by 5. Phil in Victoria on the text line says, I wonder how many chewing gums Fagan has gone through already. Go Brisbane.
He's got one of those, those long gobstockers. What are they called?
The gobsmackers.
You just never give up. Just keep chewing them.
Boy, this is a frenetic game of football. Now Scrimshaw for the Hawks. Saunters into the back pocket. A long left footer, shorter centre wing. Great contested mark taken by Jai Newcomb. He plays on. It's a long right footer towards right half forward. Lewis went for the fly. At the back was Wilmot. Tracking the ball was Lester. Slapped it into the path beautifully of Wilmot, who went the 1-2 with Ashcroft. Kept running to the youngster. It's a high bomb beyond centre wing. Barris flies at the back. Beautifully picked up there by Eamon. Got the handball back in the corridor. Dylan Moore has it. He retreats and goes to his right. Now they're going to be running away with it as it comes out of here from Hardwick.
Puts on the jets and kicks up towards Chol, just behind right half forward. And maybe they'll slow things down here as Brisbane zone ahead. They won't. He wants to place it in the hole. Nice pass down the line to McDonald. He has it at right half forward. Running by his Jaff. Close to the boundary line. Dodges Archie, who kept fighting. The second attempt tackle is brilliant and forces the turnover. Andrews to Fletcher. Towards centre wing broadcast side. Lohman head over it. Gathers and gives to Zorko. He spots Cameron in space. On the bounce. Gathers. Looks central. All alone at half forward is Gallup. Takes the mark. He'll hand it off to Rayner, who pulls the trigger from the centre square. Cam Rayner!
Oh, yeah.
That is out of this world. Cam Rayner. You superstar. Brisbane by 11. Oh, that's a worldie. 6-10-46 Brisbane. Hawthorn 5-5-35. There's Sweet Caroline. What a quarter from the Brisbane Lions. They've kicked 5 goals to 2. An amazing performance here at the Gabba. Oh my goodness, Hawthorn look like they're on the ropes. A warm welcome to everyone joining us from the cricket on Sport Digital. Brisbane were goalless in the first quarter. They're now up by 11 against the Hawks with third spot on the line. Aaron Bryans and Michael Price with you alongside Jason Ackermanis and Matthew Primus.
Yeah, well, he hasn't had a big night, as we've mentioned a few times, but wow, when he does ball in hand, he can impact the game, doesn't he, Acker?
He is. When he's on, he's on. Just little handball received outside 50. Have a ping. 14 seconds to go.
Back into the middle. Can they get a quick one here, Brisbane or the Hawks? It's slapped forward for Hawthorn. Stolen by Will Ashcroft. He kicked it back into the middle. It was taken by Warple. That's a big torp inside 50. The pack smashes it forward. Front and square Ginnivan. Has he kicked it before the siren? It bounces through. Umpire says, all clear. Hawthorn get the goal on the half-time siren in a monumentally quick game of football. 6-10-46 to Brisbane to 6-5-41 to the Hawks. 5 points the margin at half-time. What a cracker, gentlemen.
This is unbelievable football.
Outrageous.
It's almost the perfect conclusion of the regular season. We've had banger after banger after banger. Step on up Gold Coast and Essendon on Wednesday, because this has been enthralling. Winner gets the double chance. Loser will be on the road in an elimination final, and Brisbane and Hawthorn are laying every single punch they have got. Goal scorers at the halftime break. 2 to Lohman, singles to Fletcher, McCluggage, Rayner and Cameron. For the Hawks, 3 to Chol and individuals to Lewis. Gunston with his 500th for Hawthorn, and Ginnivan as well. Jason Ackermanis, Matthew Primus. We'll catch our breath. Over to you, boys.
What about this? That little, sorry, Matty, I was just going to say that quick turnover out of the middle, that little dinky kick that Will Ashcroft did. Falls, I think it was Warple. They are always going to play on quick. You just cannot late in the quarter. They would, unlike our day, they would have gone and looked over and saw it's 30 seconds. They should know the importance of just putting that out of reach and getting out of there. But these things happen. You can't do that to Hawthorn.
No, Hawthorn, when they do get the ball in the front half, they look dangerous. But credit to Brisbane, they just denied them any territory. They're winning all the key stats. They had, as I mentioned, quarter time, they had 6 tackles at quarter time. They're now up to 24, so they've had 18 for that quarter. And Hawthorn just couldn't handle it. They turned the ball over. They kicked the ball quickly. They felt under pressure. Apart from the first couple of minutes when they looked like they were going to score quickly, Brisbane dominated them, and they are lucky that they missed those first 8 shots on goals. Otherwise, they'd be 5 or 6 goals down at half-time. So, yeah, it's the Brisbane that we're expecting, that we all want to see every week come in the first half. And then once they picked up those scoreboard issues, they look a dominant team.
Yeah, scramble footy too at times. Not set shots, that's for sure. Just
it's nothing pretty, but it's finals footy, and hey, they took them to the top of the mountain last year. And when they played, if you picture how they played against Collingwood 3 or 4 weeks ago, there was this style of footy, just harassing, taking away time and space, and they've done that tonight against Hawthorn. But they are hanging in Hawthorn, and they got some quality forwards, and they look pretty slick when they get in there. But Brisbane are able to keep them to 24 inside 50s, and I think most of them were in the first quarter. So they've the game on their terms, but going to be an enthralling second half.
Got to keep going too. It's not going to stop. You have to play like this. It will open up and it'll be enjoyable when it does because it is hot.
We're going to need the sugar lollies, gents, I think, because it is just end-to-end football right now. The text line across the night, 0437 774 774. Shout out to Luke in Norway, who's running the coastal track and loving the call. Go Brisbane.
Good. Oh, Norway. We get a few from Norway occasionally, don't we?
The fjords.
Ireland,
Amazing.
Scotland, Norway.
Shannon in Frankston feels like it's turned into a love fest for Brisbane's free kick count. No frees to the Hawks for good tackling.
Well, you got to actually, there was plenty there. Well, probably 2 or 3 absolute certainties, but yes, you are correct. That's for some of the soft ones you get. The universe evens up, and there you go. That one down here where he had a shot on goal. I'm not sure that was there, and he killed, got it. So,
8 free kicks to 4.
Yeah, this is home crowd.
It's a low free kick count, though, isn't it? For
West Coast would always.
That's a low free kick count, definitely.
They're not paying a lot. No,
you're letting it go a fair bit.
You have to get, like Will Ashcroft did, never get your head.
It's got to be crystal clear, doesn't it?
The mullet was in trouble. It looked like he was going to fall off. It was that bad.
Colin as well. Colin's got in touch. He was listening 2 weeks ago from Callacoopa Creek in the Simpson Desert, but tonight listening from the barge home from Stratty. Loves Charlie Cameron's Country Roads and the ABC call. Shout out to you, Colin, 0437 774.
Is he got like Starlink or something?
No, he was there last week. He must have. And back to Stratty Island.
We've got listeners in Norway. We can get listeners out on the barge.
You need internet. Like Simpson Desert.
It's the new world, Acker.
Starlink, mate.
Starlink. I thought so.
Mentioned before, our listeners had just joined us from the cricket because the third ODI ended very early. So Australia, 2 for 431.
Hugh's going to be so flat.
The first time ever we had 3 Australians score centuries. The top 3 as well. It was Head 142, Marsh 100, Green 118, and Carey had a half century as well amongst it.
Wow.
It was an amazing performance despite the fact they'd lost the series. And South Africa all out in the 25th. They didn't even make it past the halfway mark for 155. So an emphatic performance from Australia.
Nothing wrong with the pitch there.
Well,
South Africa might have thought so.
But poor old Q got the frequent flyers, but didn't get the best game of the night, I think.
He'll be tuning to us, Q.
Thank you very much, Q. Glad to jump in for the night. I will hand it back to you in a couple of weeks' time, I'm sure.
No, he's out.
This is it. Earlier today as well, it's been a ripping triple header of footy. So the Giants defeated St Kilda by 11 points. There were 7 lead changes. So the Saints were right in the contest. Toby Green, the match winner, kicked 4 for the day and took 2 heroic marks. So 1 right forward pocket to ice the game that he then missed, but immediately ran back to the corridor, back with the flight, takes the intercept mark to save the game for the Giants. And they lock in a home elimination final, as do Freo. And this was a little bit more emphatic. They did defeat the Western Bulldogs by 15 points after a late surge from the Western Bulldogs, but they were on top the whole afternoon, Freo. They kicked 7 unanswered goals in the second quarter and 8 straight across the break to really set the tone. All their big men fired. So Tracy, Amos, Foss with 3 goals and Luke Jackson with 2. Just a really disappointing performance for Luke Beveridge's men, who were 2-9 against the top 9 sides.
Yeah.
They couldn't beat the best, and it stood up when they need. Their form stood up when we kind of knew what was coming in a sense. So Fremantle locked in. They'll play a home elimination final as well. Who they'll host probably depends on tonight. So if Brisbane get the job done, it's probably going to be Fremantle and Hawthorn in the first week. Gold Coast are 2% behind the Hawks and need to beat Essendon on Wednesday night to secure 8th spot. The Western Bulldogs could still play finals football with Damien Hardwick's men absolutely bottle it, and they didn't look good on Friday. Matthew, you were there, so
that's not happening. The Essendon are a fair way off that, but interesting. The results of this: Gold Coast, obviously, if Brisbane win, Gold Coast travel to Perth because they should beat Essendon, but Hawthorn get up and they just have to go down to Sydney and play the Giants.
Yeah, there's still a lot of uncertainty around the first week of fixtures, so
can't think ahead. That's for sure.
Yeah, don't lock in your plane flights yet.
Wait till Virgin or Qantas go bang.
Should mention the W as well today. So round 2 wrapping up of the AFLW.
Here's the discounts.
Western Bulldogs defeated Richmond by 21 points. The Tigers are on the slide. They were a contender last year. They've lost their first 2 games now, and the Bulldogs aren't much chop in the AFLW, so that's a big win for them, 21 points. North Melbourne won their 14th straight game, so unbeaten all of last season, won their first 2 this campaign. They defeated Port by their biggest ever margin, 72 points. Wow. Essendon defeated West Coast by 5, and Adelaide and Geelong were locked at 3-quarter time in what could have been a finals preview, and the Crows kicked 7 unanswered goals in the final quarter to win by 38 points at home. So huge result for the Adelaide Crows girls, and that's all your W news from the day. Here as we close in on the conclusion of the regular season, the penultimate game at the Gabba. Brisbane by 5 at the major break, 6:10.46 to Hawthorn 6:5.41. We'll get some more of your thoughts on the text line in a moment's time and the thoughts of our star experts, Jason Ackermanis and Matthew Primus. But for now, on ABC Radio, Sport Digital and the ABC Listen app, we can get the latest from the ABC Newsroom.
ABC News, I'm Thanmaya Navada. Protesters have been rallying at dozens of demonstrations across Australia today as part of the nationwide March for Palestine. The rallies organised by the Palestine Action Group follow the historic march across the Sydney Harbour Bridge earlier this month, attended by around 100,000 protesters. These demonstrators say they want more action from Australian and international leaders to end the war in Gaza.
I lost my father and my brother and his family, and my mother is still stuck in Gaza, but still we are adhere with hope as this war can be stopped.
I definitely think more people the better that really kind of stand up against Israel and what they're doing.
The people of Palestine need the Western leaders to pay attention and do something.
The Queensland Police Service says 10,000 people attended the Brisbane rally, while organisers say there were 50,000 demonstrators. Acting Assistant Commissioner Reece Wildman commended their behaviour.
Today's protest was peaceful, and it was peaceful not only through the organisation that was completed and the group of protesters themselves, it was also due to the police planning and response that maintained a safe environment for our protesters to complete the protest.
Meanwhile, Gaza residents say Israeli planes and tanks have pounded the eastern and northern outskirts of Gaza City overnight, destroying buildings and homes. Israel has approved a plan to seize control of the city, describing it as the last bastion of Hamas. Gaza City residents have also described the effects of prolonged hunger to international media, with a mother telling the BBC she and her 5 children haven't eaten protein in 5 months. The UN says Israel has heavily restricted aid entering Gaza, which Israel denies, and it also denies there's starvation there, despite humanitarian groups and multiple UN bodies saying the opposite. Federal Treasurer Jim Chalmers says superannuation must attract concessional tax rates, but has stopped short of endorsing the tax-free treatment of withdrawals. The government says has introduced legislation to increase taxes on superannuation balances worth more than $3 million. The Grattan Institute is urging Labor to go further and consider taxing super withdrawals, which are generally untaxed. But Mr Chalmers says that's not currently under consideration.
They still deserve concessional treatment to encourage people to be in superannuation, and that's not something that we have been proposing to change. You know, even the changes that we have put on the table have still meant that the concessional tax treatment in superannuation is still very, very concessional.
New laws creating a public child sex offender register will be introduced to Queensland Parliament this week. Jack Mackay reports.
The legislation, dubbed Daniel's Law, will be named in honour of Sunshine Coast teenager Daniel Morecambe, who was abducted and murdered in 2003. A website will be established listing reportable offenders who have absconded, along with their name, age and photo. Queenslanders will also be able to apply for images of high-risk offenders who live in their local area. They won't get access to other personal details, such as the offender's name and age. The planned reforms will also allow carers to apply to police to find out if an adult supervising their child is a reportable sex offender.
Amid widespread anti-immigration protests across the UK, the British government has announced plans to overhaul the country's asylum system to try to limit the number of migrants being housed in hotels. Here's the BBC's Ian Watson.
Ministers have pledged to end hotel use in this parliament, but 32,000 asylum seekers are still housed in them. The Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, said that while initial decisions on asylum applications have been speeded up, there have been unacceptable delays when people who are turned down decide to appeal. It currently takes on average just over a year for an appeal to be heard, and 51,000 cases are awaiting a decision. During this time, failed asylum seekers are accommodated at the taxpayer's expense. So a new panel of independent adjudicators is to be appointed to deal with appeals.
And in cricket, Indian star batsman Cheteshwar Pujara has announced his retirement following an illustrious career. The 37-year-old, who made his Test debut in 2010, last played for India in the 2023 World Test Championship final. He proved an habitual thorn in the side of Australia with the gift and grit to turn around tests. Pujara joins other Indian stars Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, who have retired from Test cricket in the past year. And you're up to date with the latest on ABC News.
You meet the most interesting people on Sunday morning.
Driving through this hot land full of dust and smoke, this little Tommy fella feels like a true blue Aussie bloke.
Join the rest of Australia right here on Sunday morning.
Australia all over, Sunday mornings on ABC Radio.
Hello, Patrick Stack here. Do you like sport and good conversation? Then we've got a great podcast for you. One cracking story, in depth, every day, in under 15 minutes. It's called ABC Sport Daily, and you can find it on the ABC Listen app.
This is the 2025 AFL Premiership season on ABC Sport.
Fisted forward, then Marshall falls over. That allows Jaff to pick it up. Lowers the eyes, hits Gunston. On the lead. Beautiful lead. Lovely pass from Jaff. So if he kicks this one, he'll become the 8th Hawk to kick 500 goals from 45. Tight angle. He strikes it very, very nicely. That is magnificent. Jack Gunston, congratulations. Boy, oh boy, get better with age. Big contest, fisted forward by the Hawks. Great hands, Dunkley to Jasper Fletcher from 50. Oh boy, what a goal.
Ricochets to centre-half forward. Wilmot can't march through. Drops the footy in the process. No whistle. The Hawks fans infuriated. Loman says thank you very much. And he kicks one from 45. Scores are level. The man from Mount Isa, 3 goals last week. Charlie Cameron, couple of steps, beautiful strike. And his famous song will ring out around the Gabba in game 250. All alone at half forward is Gallop, takes the mark. He'll hand it off to Rayner, who pulls the trigger from the centre square. Cam Rayner!
Oh, yeah.
That is out of this world. Brisbane by 11.
Taken by Warple. That's a big torp inside 50. The pack smashes it forward. Front and Shree Ginnivan. Has he kicked it before the siren? It bounces through. Umpire says, all clear. Hawthorn get the goal on the half-time siren.
This is ABC Sports coverage of the AFL.
On your radio.
ABC Sport Digital.
And on the ABC Listen app.
It's fast, it's frenetic, it's a Sunday night classic on ABC Sport as Brisbane and Hawthorn arm wrestle for 3rd spot on the AFL ladder, the penultimate game of the regular season. And the loser expected to be on the road for an elimination final come week 1 of September. Gold Coast currently sitting outside of the 8. They've got the Bombers on Wednesday night to knock the Western Bulldogs out. And then it's just a matter of percentage as to who will be 7th, who will be 8th. If Brisbane lose tonight, though, that extra draw they have up their sleeve will ensure they finish 7th and head to Perth to play Fremantle. So there is a lot at stake. Live ladder with Brisbane currently up by 5 at the halftime break, has them in 3rd and Hawthorn in 7th. Great to have you with us for the conclusion of this triple header on ABC Sport. The Giants defeating the Saints earlier today by 11 to lock themselves in for September. Fremantle doing the same against the Western Bulldogs by 15 points. And over in the cricket, where Quentin Hull was today, Australia had a massive 276-run win over South Africa, posting 2 for 431 and then dismissing them for 155 rather in the 25th over. So massive performance for the Aussies to wrap up the one-day series that South Africa did ultimately win, but a nice way to cap it off in Mackay regardless. Your texts welcome as well, 0437 774 774. Bob in Seymour is wondering when the AFLW will be back on the Listen app. There'll be plenty of it next weekend, Bob, as part of the finals bye weekend, and we'll continue to have coverage every week. It won't be every game, but we'll certainly be crossing the competition through the ABC Listen app. So just keep an eye out and your ears on the ground as well. The broadcast guides are usually posted by the league. But yeah, next weekend there's going to be heaps of it, Bob. So stay tuned for that. Ian in Broome chatting about, we were talking about the Starlings earlier and being able to broadcast in from far away.
Yes.
Says I can listen with it while travelling between Fitzroy Crossing and Halls Creek in the Kimberley. I'm loving the call. Great way to round off the season.
Elon Musk does it again.
One listener says the Bulldogs lost for one reason and one reason only. Luke Beveridge will not play his elite players in their proper positions. In today's case, it was Sam Darcy who did go goalless. Sack him. He should never have got a new contract. So that is an unnamed texter, but a lot of ferocity in that message.
Don't blame the coach or anything.
No. Terry in Thailand, where it's a balmy 29 degrees, says,
Thailand.
Great coverage today of all three games. Love Acker and Maddie's special comments. Hi, Will from Tarraugan, driving home from Mount Buller. Can't believe there is footy on a Sunday night. How good. Love listening to the calls on the ABC Listen app. I think Brisbane weren't overly ecstatic when they found out they were hosting a Sunday night fixture at this time of year, but crowd has turned up.
Hey,
Game's been great.
The public's voted for it, haven't they?
This is the problem that I think a lot of non-Victorian states face is when we talk about the crowd problems on Thursday nights or even, late Sunday night games, you can probably send them to the two-team towns because more often than not they just get the crowd anyway, whereas in Victoria they won't come.
Yes.
So that's why Friday nights and Saturday afternoons, the Victorians get the better fixture slots because they've got to try and attract the bigger crowds. Here, you get one game a week, so you got to go to it. Yeah.
One game a fortnight, really, for the Lions.
Kristen says, country roads echoing through the Scottish Highlands, listening and singing along as I walk through the craggy hills. Go Lions.
Wow. Oh, I wonder what they're thinking about. If they're not thinking about whiskey, single malt, I can see it, and I can almost telepathically see that's where they're heading.
One listener was wondering how the Pies went in the AFLW. They played yesterday, and they won over the Giants by 8 points. I reckon they were trailing for the majority of the game, and then won late. They did. They kicked the last 2 goals of the game after trailing at three-quarter time to snatch a thrilling 8-point victory over the Giants and record their first win of the campaign.
High scoring.
Brisbane by 5 here.
I've just noticed on...
there's some big news downstairs. We'll check in with Zane Bojack right now. Zano?
Yeah, Mitch Lewis has been subbed out. Obviously, that cork's too hard to contend with after the long break, and that means that Bruce has been activated as the sub.
Now, Zano, can I get you to double-check that number? Is it definitely Mitch Lewis?
Yes, sitting back there, yes.
All right.
They've just changed.
There you go. Champion data had Jai Newcombe, and we were panicking.
Whoa.
Yeah, they got the number wrong. Zane Bojack's all over it. Never should have doubted you, mate.
Well, Joy hasn't got the strapping on his thigh. I've got to tell you. It was almost like they took a whole tape shop and put it on there.
He's a master of his craft, Zano. He looks for the little bits that separate.
How did they miss that?
All over it.
So it's who's next to the three?
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But Zano...
Bit of a height mismatch.
Nothing misses Zano, let me tell you.
So Mitch Lewis subbed out of the game, and that means that Luke Bruce comes in for his 308th, and he'll pass his coach Sam Mitchell for games played at the Hawks. Third all-time. Brisbane by 5. Spot in the top 4 on the line here at the Gabba. Michael Price to get us back underway.
So in the ruck, Lloyd Meek for the Hawks, Darcy Ford for Brisbane. That will be recalled. That's at right angles that Shane Wood would have been proud of the turn. Back into the middle. Umpire throws it up this time. Meek gets up early, but Fort got it down to Bailey. Bailey flicked it forward to Dunkley by hand now to McLuggage. He goes one way, then the other. Bamboozled Amon. Kicked it inside 50, top of the square. Lohman at the back. Had a fresh air swing. Ball still on the deck. Off the foot of Logan Morris. Oh, yes, it was a scramble, but it's an early goal for Brisbane. That centre clearance crucial. And they extend their lead. 7-10-52 to 6-5. 41. 11 points the margin. We've played barely 15 seconds of the third term.
What to say about that, Matty?
Well, both teams, just whenever they go inside 50, it's 50% of the time they're having shots on goal. So both teams are able to generate shots, no problems at all. The issue with Hawthorn is that's 35 inside 50s now for Brisbane. So if the trend continues, they're not going to be able to keep up with them on the scoreboard. So it'll be interesting to see if the Hawks change because they turned the ball over a heap in that second quarter there. 33 times they've turned the ball over for 12 scores to Brisbane. So whether they make a change, they can try and play a little bit more slow or keep playing fast, which is their A game. But at the moment, that's causing them a lot of turnovers and costing them on the scoreboard.
See, this bounce is good. It wasn't so good last time, but they're very good tonight.
Oh, they've responded, Acker. They heard your call. Beautiful in the middle. Fought down. Picked off by Warple. Wrapped up quickly by McCluggage, but he brushed him off. Hands it to Amon. He's spun a 360 by Cameron. Handball towards Ward. They just keep working it out, Hawthorn. But finally they've turned it over. Rayner hands it across and a fumble by Day. He was heading inside 50 and the Hawks have got away with one. Bruce activated. Hands it towards Warple. Then Meek. And now Impey. Full stride through the centre square. Looping handball to Newcombe. Gets it back towards Ward. Cut off. Hits the deck. head over it. Bruce trying to gather, can't do so. Lions win out. Will Ashcroft to Archie, bounces off Ginnivan, and a high bomb towards half forward.
Logan Morris in the rear position, front and square. Rayner from 50 to left foot. Charlie Cameron takes the chesty on the line, plays on, hooks it around, and scores his second. Scintillating stuff from Brisbane. 8-10-58 to 6-5-41. It is now a game high, 17-point margin as Country Road rings out around the Gabba.
Oh, Mountain Mamba are right. If you are missing tackles tonight, and they're not easy to make tackles, but you've got to be good at it. Hawthorn's been wonderful at it, been wonderful in this period when they've just been hot. That said, that missed tackle and Archie just gives you enough time to get it there. The sequence of play, good contest in the end by one-on-one. Wasn't just winning the one-on-ones. Cam Runn's having shot on goal, mind you, and Big Charlie, good mark, played on goal.
But once again, Brisbane's pressure. That Hawthorn handball chain through the centre square there, brought them unstuck again. They're all over them when they start that running game.
What a start from Brisbane in the third. Fought down, Dunkley overran it, keeps going. Warple gets there first, dove on top of the footy, Dunkley on top of him. Ball up close towards the logo.
I don't think anyone has taken Warple not only in a tackle but able to
strong,
hold
isn't
him.
he?
He just gets out of them.
Yep.
The gap is so special. Fought down towards Reveal. High torpedo. That is a long bomb in the direction of Morris. Knocked down by Battle. Barris under pressure. Did well to get it back to the former Saint. Now Impey has to bounce out of the goal square. Breaks away towards the defensive 50. No one to go to. He's looking for an option. Had to handball and gave it away. Reveal to Rayner. Races into an open goal and misses from 40. Wide right. Brisbane by 18.
Yeah, they just don't want to kick the ball. They want a handball chain, but it's just causing them, here we go again, all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, pressure.
Yep, they get out quickly and turnover yet again. It's the dump kick out. Zorko from 60 into the pocket. Morris! He's clunked it. No. There was a touched kick. So it's going to be a throw in the left forward pocket.
Well, you've got a bloke half his height. That is front on contact every day of the week. Pay it.
The replay, I've got to be with you, Akka. The replay was much more front on contact than previous.
Oh, mercy. Mercy, umpire.
Tossed in lines 50 up 3 goals. Fought out of the ruck. Tried to go for home. Got enough to tow it towards a teammate. And from 20 out, they've sprayed it right. It's Cam Rayner. And a minor score again for Brisbane, now up 19 points. And Hawthorn again just want to go. They put on the Jets and surge out a defensive 50. A handball from D'Ambrosio to Ward. And then Barris towards Amon.
Amon got tripped as he kicked. And Zorko takes the mark. Aggressive kick into the corridor. Finds Will Ashcroft. He's gesturing for somebody to come towards him. Then pops it into the pocket looking for Lohman. Nicely spoiled there. It's slapped towards the boundary line by Impey. Crowd wants to deliberate. They've got it. The noise of affirmation has arrived in Brisbane. It will be a free kick 30 metres out. It's going to go to Charlie Cameron.
Take your time, Charlie.
He's on the boundary line. He's facing the centre of the ground. He's going to curl it around with his right shoe. He's got 2 goals already, Akka.
This is one I've been saying. This is too far out to kick a snap. Get a drop punt around the corner if you want. That's far more accurate than these snaps. They fall short, and if it's going to fall short, please, someone be on the line. Take a mark.
Charlie Cameron now. He struck it nicely. He struck it beautifully. It's touched on the line, one behind. So 61 plays 41. According to Champion Data, the scoreboard is different. It's a 20-point margin. I'll go with Champion Data at the minute.
No, it's corrected now.
Oh, there you go. Scoreboard just a little
slower.
They nearly
sacked him. Just having a meat pie.
Out of defensive 50, Sicily heads up to left half back. In the pack, a strong mark from Meek. Big man stuck both mitts up. Takes the contested grab.
No, short kick here, but usually it's a handball receive they want to do.
At left half back. Now Ward has it. Looks to switch. Had to wait it well. Here's Sicily next to Rayner. Takes the uncontested mark and now up to the Stanley Street wing. Impey in front of the benches.
This is not the game that they play, Hawthorn.
They've been accelerating out of defensive 50. for the first 2 and a bit quarters, but now they've been forced to methodically move it.
Yeah, you wonder if the message has come out from Mitchell, just, hey, let's take the sting out of the game, get
Here's
the ball
some
down now.
space. Hardwick on the switch to Amon in a paddock. Through the logo on the broadcast wing. Ginnivan can turn and chip it in to the charging Gunston, who marks on the tightest of angles. 45 out, left-hand side.
Well, if you want to have a shot, generally it's outside 50 if you're the opposition coach, Matty, and it's on the junction of the 50 and the boundary. Low percentage stuff, you'd probably kick it. That said, these are the best low percentage shots you could ask for, really.
Had a brief stint as a Lion, so he knows all about this ground. Jack Gunston in a career best season. Kicks from the paint of 50. It starts left and never a chance. Brisbane by 21.
Didn't kick many when he was here as they go out to Bailey, who's flying this quarter.
So they bring it back in. It's an aggressive kick across the arc and it finds Archie. The scoreboard's playing with you, Aaron. It's 19 points.
I think that's just my maths.
No, it was the Brisbane scoreboard, I'm telling you.
Yeah, 3 pies, that guy at half-time.
It comes at right half-back. Well done, Leicester, to find Gardner. Gardner chips it forward to find Bruce. Reveal, still waiting for him and Luke Bruce to tangle. That will be amusing as he goes forward now. It's a long kick inside 50. The big fly. Well done, Barris. Brings it to ground. First there was Logan Morris. He's curled it in underneath his body. The umpire will say, no, it's held underneath him. I thought he could have been pinged there. It's going to be balled up 40 metres out from the Brisbane goal, right on the boundary.
There is not a lot of room.
Not a lot of room, but they haven't been paying much either.
Tossed up, Meek down. Just looking for Dunkley. Did well in traffic to get it to Fort. Tried the check side and the tight angle. Bounced towards Barris, who walked it through unopposed. There was no one within a mile of him.
That is a case to be argued there, Your Honour.
Minor score. Lions back up by 20.
That's what they do here. They're looking for a one-on-one, but they're going to the numbers here at this side.
So it's brought back in. It's a massive pack. Fisted away from Meek at the back of the pack. Bruce Reveal can't quite pick it up in. He basically shins it over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Graham on the text line enjoying the coverage says, many thanks. Been listening on the ABC Listen app in Canberra for the last 2 years and has been the best radio coverage.
Oh, poor guy.
What's wrong with Canberra?
He's frozen.
The throw-in in front of the commentary box. Fort gets it down, but Meek gets there first. Gathers, tackled off it. How did he get rid of that? Ball hits the deck. And now Jaff gets a free kick. Dunkley, who very rarely remonstrates, absolutely gives it to the umpire. He plays on. It's received here by Eamon. He has a bounce forward at centre wing now. Gets onto the left foot. It's a long one inside 50. Fisted down by Kalshadir. Roved by the Wizard. Handball back to Gunston. Gunston from 40. Curls it around with the right foot. What a beautiful kick. His second goal. This game has got absolutely everything going for it. 62 plays 48. It is back to a 14-point margin in favour of Brisbane.
And once again, they won that free kick. They didn't play quick. There was 2 uncontested marks. Only 2 and then an amazing shot from goal. But they had 20 uncontested marks up until 5 minutes into the second quarter. And now they've had 6 in the last 5 minutes. So they're definitely trying to play differently. And it's paid dividends with the last 2 shots on goal.
Very fortuitous, that free kick, considering that one before it. Meek, who never gets there, is a huge man. They've missed a few tonight, these men in blue. I often don't say men in blue, but not on the footy field. Just consistency. Anyway, fantastic goal from Gunston. Couldn't kick any up here, really. Goes back home. He's all safe and nice and feeling good, and he's kicked a bag, another bag. What is he, 45 this year?
Gunston's now up to 62.
Now, how old is he?
Oh,
33.
33.
33. Amazing.
Doesn't look it, does he?
No.
Brisbane by 14 in the middle. Fort hands it off to Fletcher. Blazing by, kicks up to half forward. Cameron caught behind. Hardwick too good. Gets the rebound for the Hawks. Meek to Nash. Straight up the middle. Rolling tumble punt. Out to beat it. Deer got low, but Andrews kept fighting for it. Good tackle by the captain. Brought him to ground. Ball up on the paint of 50. Sunday footy on ABC Sport. Aaron Bryans and Michael Price alongside Brownlow medalist Jason Ackermanis and dual All-Australian ruck. Forgot your name there, Matty. Matty Primus.
Just down by Garcia forward on the arc. It's picked up by Jasper Fletcher. Just hacked into the middle. Good contest by Hawthorn. Fisted forward. Impey Roves kicks it back inside 50. Darcy Wilmot disposed of as he drops the ball. Picked up by Fort again. Once again, it's back into the middle of the ground. That's a good contest. Oh, roving well. Rayner, handball forward to Logan Morris. He chips it into the path of Cameron. He drops it. 2 Hawks against Rayner. They've got the numbers. It's going to be picked up there. Well done by the player in Barras. Got the handball back, but it's cut off. Logan Morris, handball to Charlie. He's in the pocket. He's confronted. He goes back into the corridor. Oh, juggled. What a beauty. It's Dunkley. Just overcooked the kick a little, did Charlie, but Dunkley juggled the one hand, brought it back, 30 metres out directly in front.
That's Charlie got one of those suits on underneath where it just hits his chest and he just missed it, although he looks a little bit unwell, his head hitting the ground.
He stayed down there, but then when the ball was up for a goal, he bounced up pretty quick. What about Logan Morris and Gallatin? Their second and third efforts. That'd be exciting if you're a Brisbane fan watching those two key forwards.
Josh Dunkley has the most possessions on the ground, equal with Carl Amon. He's got 19. This will be 20.
Goal, Pricey.
And misses. His second behind.
Here we go again.
So
that end, isn't it?
8 goals, 15 to the Lions. 63 plays 48. It's a 15-point margin.
How many points down that end, Pricey? I'll let you add that up, mate.
Gee whiz. I'll give it back to you in a minute. Just one tick.
Hardwick plays on. Long bomb to the broadcast wing. Andrews from behind with a fist. Front square McCluggage shoots it towards Marshall. Back to McCluggage. 3 converge on him and he gets it out. Wilmot to Rayner. Spun around in the tackle from Hardwick. Central handball to Fletcher. They just keep working it forward. Check side entry, but Impey gets in front of Cameron and cuts it off with the intercepting mark for the Hawks. Brisbane's up by 15. Impey to the outer side. Mark taken back with a fight by Watson. They might have the overlap here, the Hawks. Little zig and zag. He'll hand it wide to Ginnivan. Curling kick just the 15 to Deer. Looks central, but he played on, and the tackle impacted the trajectory. Good desperate dive there for the Lions, and Gardner can thump it out of there. Higher than the ceiling of this stadium. Phil's standing underneath it, and it clean bowled him into the corridor. Warple tackled by Gallup. Dropped it, gets another chance. Warple inside 50, makes it all alone in the right forward pocket. Oh, it's frenetic.
Oh, my goodness.
Set shot incoming for Lloyd Meek. 25 out. Zane Bojack downstairs.
If I'm right, down that city end, it's 5 goals, 15.
You're dead right, Zano. 21 behinds for the match, 15 of them down that end.
He's a gun boundary rider. He's a mathematician. He's all over it, Zane Bojack.
What happened to taking the tackler on and you get caught, it's holding the ball? They have thrown that rule out the window tonight.
Lloyd Meek comes in, gives it everything.
Wow.
He smashes that through the big sticks. Big Lloyd Meek makes it a 9-point game. Hawthorn 8-6-54. Brisbane 8-15-63. Triple premiership line, Jason Ackermanis alongside him. I'm going to do this again. Full resume, dual All-Australian ruckman. Also power, captain and coach. And former Gold Coast Suns assistant Matthew Primus on ABC Sport.
Yeah, well, it's just become the territory battle in the first half was in Brisbane's favour, but in this quarter, it's 7 to Hawthorn to 2 to Brisbane. So they're just getting dominance. And as we've said all game, whichever team can get the ball inside 50, they're both going well over 50% scoring a shot when they go inside 50 there. But, Hawthorn have ramped up their pressure. They've changed their ball movement a little bit, and we know they've got a lot of dangerous goal kickers in their forward 50, and they're showing that in this third quarter.
Stoppages. Yeah, get it clean. Just a couple of fumbles here and there from each team, each player at times, and it kills your flow.
Back into the middle of the Gabba. It's Sam Day versus Chol. Chol rises up, takes the ball out of the ruck. He gave it to Warple, fumbled, who then recovered. He got the handball forward. It was cut off by Zorko, and Zorko taken without the ball. Acker applauds that one.
They had the last time he nearly got it. Ginnivan had him tackled before he even took the handball.
Zorko straight down the middle, hits Bailey. Bailey flares it out to left half forward and finds Bruce Reville. He's 55 from goal. He's gesturing somebody to lead at him. He pops it into the goal square. Too deep, that one. Easy pickings for Josh Battle to belt it through. One behind. 8-16-64. Plays 8-6-54. Literally 10 points the difference. 16 gone, third term.
Staggering.
Sunday footy on ABC Sport. Amon out of the defensive goal square. Straight line exit. Right up the middle.
Ginnivan's out.
Taken by Moore around the body. Here is Ginnivan. Turns close to half forward. In space is Gunston. Takes it on the bounce. Arcs around from 45 and a desperate diving smother from Gardner. Impacts the kick. Didn't make the contact. Ended up out on the full, but I reckon the pressure did Gunston in. And Andrews will take the free kick across the goal face to Leicester. He'll switch to the broadcast side.
Here he is,
brings it out. Oh, Bailey's free. He takes it, still short of centre wing. Shows a lot of patience, waiting for somebody to present. He looks into the corridor. Hawks have got that bottled up, so he peels it back towards the boundary to Fletcher. Fletcher now towards Levi Ashcroft. He's just on centre wing. Vulture Street side of the Gabba. Lions by 10 points. 17 gone third term. Ashcroft plays on. Kicks it inside 50. The juggling effort from Morris. He actually had it touched by Ty Gallup, his teammate, and Josh Battle tackles him over the boundary line for a throw in across the arc where it meets the boundary at right half forward for Brisbane.
Even then, the Lions had players in the middle. At least one day their risk appetite at the moment. They're still playing a little bit safe. Both teams have pushed everything into it.
Lions by 10 points and at the City end. Day with the double tap down. Only found Amon. Then had to become the tackler on McCluggage when he fumbled. Nash and Ward combine. And wrap up Rayner. 45 out from Brisbane's goal. Ball up to come. Shot of Lockie Neal watching on. Sounds like he'll be playing first week of finals despite that quad injury. Marbia Chol. He wins the double tap out of the ruck to Nash. Rolls one out of defensive 50. Up to left half back. Wilmot's there. Turned away from two Hawks. Bangs it back in. Right forward pocket.
Yeah.
Barris with the fly because Logan Morris stayed down. He was held in the process.
Oh, man.
They're going to give it to Hawthorn.
Unbelievable.
So Morris couldn't jump because he was entangled with Battle.
And he had the jumper. He did everything. This is what kills the game. These guys aren't paying these obvious free kicks. Both sides.
So the Hawks have the footy in defensive 50 down 10.
And the handball gets flared out wide. They've got the run now. It's Eamon. Has a bounce. His kick under enormous pressure. Short of centre wing out of side. Well done, Warple. Got the ball. Handball into Nash in the corridor. He gives it to Ginnivan. A little bit of Harlem Globetrotter.
In the back.
Globetrotters from Ginnivan.
There's another stinker.
I'd love to see the replay of that because I reckon there's a touch of Greg Laganis in that.
Oh, God, they fall for it over the back. That's all he did was hold his ground.
Actually, that's not a touch of Greg Laganis. Oh, no, you give it to him. It's inside 50. Harris Andrews at the back of the pack. Monsters that. Zane Bojak's on the boundary to the hoots of the Gabba crowd.
I'm wincing as I say this to you, but Luke Bruce is getting a finger applied. He basically had it dislocated and he's being put back in and taped together. Oh, I don't like watching it.
Final season for the Triple Premiership Hawk. Hopefully he's okay. Tapped down the way of Brisbane. Clearing kick out towards the Stanley Street wing. Rayner launched early, couldn't take it. Picked up by Gallup, tackled, got it out. Reville wide towards Bailey's, dancing and dodging. And all the way out to the broadcast wing. The switch is on for Marshall. He just has to pick it up, but he's slowed down. Speedster behind him in Watson. Marshall towards the 50. Outnumbered is McCluggage. Fist came in. There's a free kick for a hold. Hawthorn had the advantage and they've given it away.
Wow.
Oh, man. They've been doing that all night and never paid one of them.
It's like an even up. I missed up the first one a couple of minutes ago.
Just look what they do. They just grab you and hold you. It's brilliant. Sydney did it.
Arm across the body and over the shoulder from Nash. He had Hardwick there. He didn't need to panic.
Stupid ruckman. Did it again.
Watch yourself, buddy.
Sorry. You know I love ruckman. We make you look good.
Hugh McCluggage has it at right half forward. Man on the mark, 45 out. It's a tight angle. Looking for his second of the night. McCluggage decides to centre his kick. 10 from home. Fist comes and knocks it through for a minor score. Couldn't tell if he actually was going for goal there or if he just hooked it too much, but it was never a chance.
He was going for goal.
Brisbane by 11.
Literally by 11 points. 8-17 plays 8-6. It is the City end that is the offender here at the Gabba. As the Hawks bring it back in methodically. Connor McDonald gives it now back to Impey. Oh, that's a sizzling kick, but he overcooked it. Taken by Darcy Willman on the logo. His aggressive kick sets too much of a task there for Bruce Reville. But he did well against Chol, who dropped it. Reville picks it up. Straight down the middle, hits Will Ashcroft. They're out everywhere if he has a look. He holds it up. The Hawks stream back. He chips it forward. Oh, he showed the patience, Acker. McCluggage took it 45 metres out, directly in front.
Oh, you had too many choices, Will. The flow's going, you're out, use them, they're deep, they're in the leading lanes, and then you get a guy who's just had a shot who was gassed, who couldn't kick it from the other side in McCluggage, and now he's having a shot from, he's going to have to kick it on the line at 50. That said, he better kick it.
11 points the margin now. Hugh McLuggage from right on the paint of 50. Strikes it nicely but hooks it left. It's one behind. 8-18 if you don't mind. 66 plays 54. So it's 12 points the margin. 12 points the margin, Matty Primers.
5-15 it was. What's that? 5-16, 5-17 down that end.
Just keeps going.
Could have been a blowout. Instead, it's a tight finish. John on the text line's a Giants fan and is praying for the draw because it will keep GWS in the top 4.
Oh,
wow.
Those selfish, self-absorbed.
Hawthorn a left half back. In the pack, it's knocked to front and square. Levi Ashcroft missed his target, close to the boundary line now. Tunnelled by D'Ambrosio through McDonald, picked up by Dunkley. Now Ashcroft crunched over the line by Newcomb. Bit of feeling as he mounts him on the way back up, and we'll get a boundary throw in right half forward.
They tangled earlier when he got his brother. He's not real happy with him, nor should he be. Hasn't had a great game tonight, Newcomb, but he's been there and thereabouts.
18 behinds to the city end. Matty, 18. There's only been 24 for the game. So thrown in, picked up by Levi Ashcroft, scrubs a kick to the paint. Eamon overruns it, flicked up there. McLuggage is going to pick it up. He gets around, bit of traffic, handball back to Bailey. Bailey snaps, Bailey misses. 8-19 if you don't mind now. 67-54. It is 13 points the margin as the Hawks bring it back in quickly.
There's trouble here. They're out on the far side.
They've switched it towards the Stanley Street wing. Gunston was there, backtracking Starcevic with the fist, and Gunston's happy to walk it over, but that was quick.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It was, Aaron, but great spoil. Could have been easy to, not turn his body and give away a free kick then. Terrific spoil.
Amazing how close of a game it is. 13 points right now. Tossed in, out of sight. Fought down. At the back, though, for the Hawks. Picked up by McDonald. With his handball. Gets the assist from Warple. He turns. Drives them towards the 50. Front position. Not able to be taken by Moore, but he keeps fighting. He's hungry. Lines up the numbers. Starcevic needed the shepherd and didn't. Picked up by the Lions and a good tackle. Picked up by the Hawks, I should say. And Andrews with the tackle as he wraps up McDonald. We're 40 out in Hawthorn's 50. They're down 13 points in the third term. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Umpire throws it up inside the Hawks 50. It's hacked out of there by Brisbane, very fortunately. Loman dropped it. Picked up there by Impey, has a flying shot to the left and squeezes it. No, he doesn't. Boy, the way the goal umpire reacted there, I thought it was through. So it's a behind. So 67 plays 55. Back to 12 points. Zane Bojak's on the boundary.
Luke Brewster's just gone back on. He's had his ring finger on his left hand taped to his middle finger. So he's operating with basically only 4 for the moment.
Gardner to right half back. Lester bowled over by Impey, who is too strong, too good. He gives it to D'Ambrosio. Flaring central kick towards Chol. He launched late. Had 2 to beat. He felt he was held, Acker.
Oh, yeah. No, that was a free kick for sure.
Came out to Wilmot, tackled by Chol, gave it away. McDonald slides in. He's wrestling for the footy. The pill's extracted by Moore. Back to Newcomb. Warple 45 out, wrapped up by Loman. It is a hot footy. Here's Newcomb. Arcs around at centre-half forward. Back to Sicily. Gives it everything. A monster torp all the way from 70. But it's through on the right-hand side. Sicily just said, stuff this. I'm going for it. And the margin's down to 11. 3 to go in the third.
That wasn't that a free kick, He just took his eye off the ball. And what about Warple? We've mentioned him a few times. He's untackable, isn't he? Is that a word? But he's so strong.
Josh Franco asked that on Friday night.
Did he?
Yeah. It's a theme, untackable.
Yeah,
I'll use it anyway.
I will use it. It's Will Ashcroft now to the run of Zorko. Gets to centre half back. Gets barrelled as he kicked it. I do repeat, as he kicked it, so no free kick. It's cleaned up by Hawthorn. It's with Impey from Eamon now. He gets the handball over the top. It's with D'Ambrosio. Gets it now to Watson. 60 out. He lowers his eyes. It kicked into the advantage there of Dunkley, who extracts it. Sam Day with the contest. And a follow-up tackle. And he was allowed to get rid of it. Impey held onto it for a fortnight. Now it's on to Eamon. 60 from goal. Top of the square. Chol couldn't mark. And it was with Hardwick. He's tackled off it. And holding the ball.
Umpire.
Wow.
It's going to be a Brisbane free kick at the front of the goal square to Levi Ashcroft. And no, he's going to make it come back. It's going to be Darcy Wilmot with the ball.
He should have given away just free kick.
So we can all take a bit of a breath.
I don't know, Child didn't get that free kick. He was just blocking him out, so he should, but just less obvious, I think.
They've done well here, Hawthorn. It's spent some time down there. They just haven't been able to get a shot, but it's a good style of footy.
Wilmot to left half back. Here's Leicester, uncontested. Back in board through defensive 50 to Will Ashcroft. Here's the pinpoint lines we know and love. Little bit casual though, Will Ashcroft targeted Zorko. He was cut off by Nash, but he did well to make amends. Will Ashcroft gathers, slices his way towards the square. Archie back to the logo, crunching tackle on Levi Ashcroft. And now here come the Hawks. Sicily looping handball, volleyball paddle forward from Newcomb, cut off by Zorko. Newcomb then tackles Fletcher on the ball.
Oh my God.
They pop up and go. Newcomb to Moore. Flares it inboard. Little low for Deer. Dunkley does well at ground level, but his handball misses Starcevic. Sliding in bruised. Knocks it to Nash, but he slid in and took out the shins of the Lions defender. And even though it snapped through for a major, the Hawks fans are about to be robbed of a major. Brisbane free kick and defensive 50.
Oh, that's a shame.
Everybody thought it was a goal. Even the trainers ran out to go give their water.
There's some controversies in this game.
So much controversy. This is not the way the game should be officiated and then played. It's crazy.
The pressure's on all the players. The pressure's on all the umpires too, Acker.
A good point.
Long kick from Zorko to the outer wing. Good contest. Sam Day had his arms chopped and/or a push. He will receive a free kick. And listen to the crowd. They enjoyed that one.
There's been some dodgy frees, but I tell you what, it's a finals like last 10 minutes, isn't it? There's no easy balls out there at all.
I don't mind it if the umpires let it go.
Let it go, absolutely.
Yeah, it provides us with an exciting contest. A long kick by Day towards left half forward. Roving. Beautiful stuff from Lohman. Got to the boundary and under pressure, his left foot. Lucky to hit said left foot. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick, Hawthorn in the right back pocket.
He burnt his teammates in the corridor.
His left foot, that's the one he's got the osmosis on, so you can't blame him. That would have hurt, but he was travelling at warp speed. There's only a few blokes that can kick at left foot at warp speed from that side.
Brisbane by 11, closing in on three-quarter time. Winner finishes third. Loser will be away in an elimination final. If it's a draw, the Giants finish in the top four.
Welcome.
Hawthorn again with the quick transition to the eastern side. Eastern side's in Adelaide. This is the Stanley Street wing. Through the logo. Picked up. Meek tried to bang it forward and missed got the side of the boot and it's out on the full. High pressure footy. Hawthorn just couldn't move it cleanly. Fletcher will take it. Brisbane by 11. They look for the switch.
44 seconds left. What can happen here?
Reveal to Andrews and now Marshall.
He's got nothing. You'd have to go back the other way.
Do you take the game on and go for a score, or do you wait for the finish? That is the dilemma facing Brisbane. Marshall to Andrews, who's directing traffic in the defensive goal square, and Hawthorn have closed in.
Well, they let that one loose late in the second quarter before half-time.
Andrews sends it to the broadcast wing. 2-on-2 there. Lohman rises, went out the back door. Picked up, no pressure for Impey. Gives it to Scrimshaw. Had McDonald in the hole, and he hits him on the arc. Bang on the paint. And there's a bit on, so McDonald backtracked trying to hand it off. Ginnivan came into Shepherd, Levi Ashcroft on the mark, and he's put him down, and now there's a scuffle.
Siren's going to sound.
No 50-metre free kick.
Ginnivan. He is soft as butter.
McDonald, no, he's had a mare. He's handed it off to Carl Amon on the 50. He was running by on the siren, and it beats Hawthorn. No score. He could have had a set shot to make it a single-digit game. And they've bottled that, the Hawks. Brisbane by 11 heading into the final quarter. It is high drama with high rewards. Jack Ginnivan putting down Will Ashcroft, who was standing the mark. I'm shocked they didn't give the footy back to Brisbane, but there is no damage at the end of the day for the home side. The Lions 8-19, 67. Inaccurate throughout the entire evening, but they lead the Hawks 8-8-56. This has got the makings of an enthralling grandstand finish on ABC Radio, Sport Digital and the ABC Listen app. This is Sunday Footy on ABC Sport.
ABC iView. Lose yourself in gripping entertainment. Somebody here. Like with The Family Next Door. Know something. Darby and Joan. I'm going to find out who did this to you. And Bay of Fires. What the... Always free, always gripping. ABC iView.
This is the 2025 AFL Premiership season on ABC Sport.
Kicked it inside 50, top of the square. Lohman at the back, had a fresh air swing. Ball still on the deck. Off the foot of Logan Morris. Oh yes, it was a scramble, but it's an early goal from Brisbane. Front and square. Rayner from 50 to left foot. Charlie Cameron takes the chesty on the line. Plays on, hooks it around and scores his second. Oh, scintillating stuff from Brisbane. Fisted down by Kalshadir, rode by the Wizard. Handball back to Dunstan from 40. Curls it around with the right foot. What a beautiful kick.
Warple tackled by Gallup. Dropped it, gets another chance. Warple inside 50, Meeks it all alone in the right forward pocket. Lloyd Meek comes in, gives it everything. Wow. He smashes that through the big sticks.
This is ABC Sports coverage of the AFL.
On your radio.
ABC Sport Digital.
And on the ABC Listen app.
It is a glorious September preview. Finals football on display in the penultimate fixture of the regular season. Brisbane and Hawthorn battling for third spot, and the Lions lead at the final change by 11 points over Hawthorn. 8-19-67 to the Hawks 8-8-56. Goals for Brisbane, 2 to Cameron and Lohman, singles to Fletcher, McCluggage, Morris and Rayner. For the Hawks, 3 to Child, 2 to Gunston, individuals to Lewis, Meek and Ginnivan. The text line across the night, 0437 774 774. Malcolm from the remote community of Barunga in the Northern Territory, which is the birth home of Kitty Coleman, is a Hawks supporter and loving the call. Alan and Middleton in South Australia, a Crow supporter. I don't care who wins, but the umpires have had some howlers tonight. They've been very divisive. Also a nice text in from the Antarctic air mass of the Margaret River. So I'm not sure who that's from there, just trying to get towards the end of the text. It's a Freo fan who just says loving the call. Also Rulai in Adelaide. Love the team capturing the last round vibes. It's been an awesome day, hasn't it? Sunday nights aren't meant to be this exciting, says Rulai. Every club should have one after tonight. The Tarragon Tiger texts in reminding us about a few blokes who can kick it from their left foot. Love that one.
Just let that slide.
We'll let that one through to the keeper. Yeah, it's been a rough night in terms of accuracy, and Acker's copped it a bit. Ken in Flinders, who's a Richmond supporter, says there is a home bias in the umpiring. It's been rubbish. Should have been a free kick to Chol for blocking, and Shannon and Frankston feels the same. So there's been a lot of calls that could have gone either way. Neither supporter group seems happy, but gee, it has been thrilling. There's a lot at stake. Winner finishes third, loser on the road in an elimination final. Aaron Bryans and Michael Price calling it all for you. And alongside the 3-time Premiership Lion Jason Ackermanis and the dual All-Australian ruckman Matthew Primus and the best of the Beers boundary rider Zane Bojack as well. Matty, what a game we have seen. How do you separate it heading into this final quarter?
Well, I think I like the change that Hawthorn did. As I said during that quarter, I think they had 20 uncontested marks up to half time. They actually had 20 just in that quarter then, so they slowed it down and they're able to give themselves some good looks. Saying that, Brisbane still were able to, throughout the whole quarter, still dominate territory. They kicked 2 goals 9, Brisbane, to Hawthorn's 2 goals 3. So once again, if they had some accuracy, just kicked 50% of them, their scoreboard's done and dusted probably 3/4 time. But if you don't get the job done then, the other team can hang around, and if Hawthorn can hit the scoreboard, in the first 5 or 6 minutes and quieten the crowd down a little bit, she's going to be game on. But the interesting thing, can both teams keep up the pressure? Whenever the opposition has the ball, there is so much heat on them. And while the umpires have made some blues of them, the tackle pressure and those sorts of things are going full steam ahead. And it's a great game for both these teams heading into finals, because it is a finals-like atmosphere with the intensity on the ball carrier.
Yeah. Well, what's going to happen when it gets close and you've got to mix it up, change it up? We've got to score, let's go. It's going to cause a bit of desperation, which is going to cause turnovers. The game will open up. The tackling pressure from both teams has been enormous. That said, Hawthorn, as that guy who was upset with me earlier in the game for me forgetting that, Hawthorn is an amazingly good tackling team. The Lions, see these stoppages, like you said earlier in the game, Matty, if you can win them and dominate that part of the game, you go inside forward 50 and repeat entries, it's very difficult to go coast to coast. So that pressure, can you get a few free kicks here and there? Because there's not a lot out there. You've got to earn everything. And both teams are going to... It's still red hot and it still hasn't opened up. Usually late in the third, it just starts to really...
Open up,
get wild for you.
And that's the thing, can Hawthorn... They haven't been able to spend any time in their forward 50. They either go in and have a shot or it bounces out of there. They can't do what Brisbane do and just live down there for 5 or 10 minutes and give them repeat shots on goal. So can they somehow force that? Different kicks inside 50 or kick it a bit wider, get some stoppages down there. If they can do that, they might be a chance to win this game, but they've got to try and keep it away from Brisbane's end, which hasn't been easy for them all night.
What a day of footy we've had. So the Giants defeating the Saints by 11, locked in for a home elimination final, as are the Dockers, who defeated the Western Bulldogs by 15. It's been incredible. And this is the ultimate conclusion. Brisbane by 11. Who will get the double chance? Nice high bounce in the middle to get us back underway. Fort down, looking for McCluggage. He's pressured by Newcomb. Head over at Nash. Got it out wide to Ward. Desperate smother, though, from Dunkley. Ricochets to Rayner. Inside 50. Good flying mark from Barris, who got in front of Day and cuts it off for the Hawks.
So he calms down. Again, the Lions have set up nicely in front. He's going to come out to the commentary wing. Ginnivan is the man at the back of the pack. Floats across the front. Well done by Jaff to contain Archie. The crowd enjoying Jack Ginnivan's game so far. They get him. It's the handball to Impey. Now to Meek. Archie just runs past Meek and now confronts him, tackles the big man. Just like a deer in the headlights. He gave the handball back to Impey. He kicks it to the arc. Good spoil on Newcomb by Andrews. Rode by Ward. Handball to McDonald. Inside 50. He gets it to Bruce. Bruce from 20. Handball inside the goal square. And he gives it off there. It was at Dylan Moore on the line. It was. Immediately the Hawks get the goal they require at the city end and reduce the margin to 5 points. 8-19-67 to 9-8-62. Just a minute gone, final term.
I notice they've been doing that, the Lions. They've been just coming off them, making them kick, forcing them to kick. That said, when they get good players, smart players, who just fire off quick handballs and get it out there, in the end, Meek, he's confusing himself. He's nearly confusing
He's the big fella.
His teammates so much. But that said, you can't let him get in there over the back. Bruce, talk about selfless, not selfish. He just gave the handball over. He could have kicked it himself. But again, the ability, that momentum. Oh, that momentum.
An interesting watch too is the percentage. Hawthorn's percentage just went above the Suns then. I know they can still win this game, but if they don't, the percentage of Hawthorn on the Suns is going to be interesting to see who goes where.
That would really stuff with their head.
One kick game. Meek down out of the middle, tracking it was McCluggage, turned into trouble, bounced off Bruce, picked up by Gunston, hands it to Newcomb, dodges one, dodges two, dodges three, he's dancing, he's dodging, he's driving it towards home and missing from 40. Oh my goodness, what a play. Newcomb just couldn't finish it off. Brisbane's lead, 4 points in the final term.
That's the third behind to Ty Newcomb, and it's that city end.
Could have had a good night, couldn't he?
28 behinds have been scored in the game. I reckon 22 of them are now from the city end. Harris Andrews receives for Brisbane, gives it to Dunkley. Dunkley's asking the umpire, why is Impey allowed to spread his legs like that on the mark? Well, he can. He didn't move. Long kick towards the commentary wing, fisted forward by Barris. Levi Ashcroft set upon. The ball picked up by Fort. Handball to Sam Day. It's a nice-looking torpedo towards left half forward. Charlie Cameron got there first to rescue that situation in front of Hardwick. Takes it over the boundary line for a throw-in. The crowd just starting to fizz here at the Gabba.
Speaking of percentage, who would you rather play first week, Freo or the Giants?
Giants.
Anyone. I wouldn't want to play Giants.
I wouldn't want to go to Perth and play Freo.
Oh, wait.
That doesn't help. Tossed in, Meek down, looking for Jaff. Got there well on the bounce. Up and under kick, though, around the body. Sits up right half back. Ginnivan committed, slipped through his mitts. Managed to get a handball out to Nash. Tackled down by Fort, gave it away. McCluggage for Brisbane. Here's Archie through the broadcast wing. Hot handball for Zorko. Did well on the second bite. McCluggage now spears it towards the 50. Good fist coming through from Sicily as he cleans up Dunkley. Avon now on the counter punch for the Hawks. Newcomb thrusts it forward. Too strong to Bruce. Picked up at the back from Fort. He sold some candy. Gets it wide to Fletcher, then Archie. Brisbane through centre wing to McCluggage. Tried to kick around the body, smother from Sicily. The fight is on.
Well, he left the ball behind. Could have been a free kick against McCluggage. He grabbed Sicily without it. Now the ball bounces free on the commentary wing. Nicely picked up there by Gunston. His pass is sublime. It gets Ginnivan. 60 from goal. He's playing for a 50. Get back and kick it, son. It's too good a game to mess it up with that.
You wonder why people don't like you.
Oh, okay, let's stop short of that one. Kicks it. Inside 50. On the lead. Dylan Moore as well. Marks it on the paint of 50, but it's a wide shot.
He won't kick this. He's looking. He'll wait to the last minute, Dylan Moore.
Every player on the field is forward of centre here. Dylan Moore kicked the last goal of the game.
Just the decision-making of both teams.
From 55, in fact, from 52, he strikes it across the face towards the goal line off the fist of Darcy Fort. Yes, it is.
Another
through
point.
for one more rush behind. 67 plays 64. 3 points the margin. 5 gone last quarter.
Another point.
Yeah, 5-1 inside 50s. The territory game the Hawks want.
Wilmot to Bailey, gets it back. Running out of defensive 50, places his kick to the defensive edge. Leicester takes it. Had a couple of people running shotgun. Finally gets it to Bailey. Brushes off 2 tackles through the centre circle. Hot footy towards Levi Ashcroft. Got it to McCluggage. Tackled by MP. Dropped it. Brisbane keep going. Will Ashcroft back to McCluggage from 45. Hugh McCluggage. He's ready for finals football. 2 for the night. Brisbane up by 9. 9-19-73. Hawthorn 9-10-64. And the Gabba rises as one in this thrilling contest on Sunday night. Great to have you with us on ABC Sport. Jason Ackermanis, Matthew Primus.
Breaking tackles.
Yeah, mate.
If you can break tackles against Hawthorn, you can score. They rely so much on their tackling, and they are good at it. But you can't always be perfect, and particularly when you've got blokes like Ashcroft there just broke.
How strong was he then? Jack hit him with everything, didn't he? And he just used his hips.
And then he's able to get the handball off, and then McCluggage goal. Zane Bojack, what's happening?
Yes, Hugh McCluggage, Smokey for the Brownlow. Also Ian and Susie Hansen, the usually of the Gold Coast. Mum and Dad of Brooke Hansen, the Olympic gold medalist. They're over in San Sebastian in Spain. They're singing Hey Jude after that McCluggage goal.
You were too, big fella.
Fisted forward by Brisbane. Connor Nash gets back there for the Hawks. Tackled immediately. It's with Will Ashcroft now. Handball to Rayner. His handball's affected. Picked up by Nash. Immediately wrapped up by Dunkley. That's all occurred in the centre circles. So the umpire's going to come in and throw it up. There is 25 players around this ball. Fisted forward by Darcy Fort. Nicely picked up by Impey for the Hawks. It's a tumbling kick towards centre half forward. Oh, well roved. Darcy Wilmot. He takes off. Great tackle. Well done there. It's the Wizard Watson. He takes it. 55 out. Long kick. Cal Shadir. Spoiled. Front square bruised. Gave the handball away. Ginnivan. Oh yes. Ginnivan hits the post.
Another behind.
He's an exciting kid, Acker.
What about the throw from Bruce?
It was just a great tackle. Great handball. Unfortunately, one behind. 8 points the margin. The Lions lead. 7.5 gone final quarter.
Starcevic now at the defensive goal square. Sends it towards the Stanley Street wing. Early body work from Gallup, but he missed the ball drop. And he shoved his opponent underneath it as well. Free kick, Hawthorn will take the advantage. Everybody stopped. Impey blazed away towards the 50. McDonald caught behind, but it bounces for him. Snaps around the body from 40. In the goal square, Andrews is waiting. Just wide enough of Gunston to take the intercept mark.
What was that, umpire? That is staggering.
You've got to read the flow of the game. Andrews wide to Starcevic. Brisbane by 8. Left back pocket.
Give the umpires another chop out, Echo. I reckon the fact that they have let the game flow is why this is so damned exciting. The kick towards centre wing, commentary side, fisted away, rove there by Ty Gallup in his second game for Brisbane, nicely wrapped up. So it's going to be balled up on the commentary wing.
Anthony in Sydney says, great call. Acker for PM. Love his views.
He'll get a couple of votes, I reckon. At the foot of the pack. Oh, Marshall taken out of the air. Got the handball back to Levi Ashcroft. He kicks it straight towards us and bounces across the boundary line. The umpire says insufficient intent. Sicily gets the free kick, flares it left to Barris.
The Premiership Eagle takes his time. Kicks up to centre wing. And in front is Ward. Takes it on the chest. Dunkley brought back to his mark, and Josh Ward, who's finally starting to break out, the first round pick from 4 years ago. Arcs inboard, and on the instep, sends it long for Hawthorn. Meek! How has he done that?
He's pushed it.
Pushing the back.
Pushed straight in the back to Darcy Fort and took that mark beautifully.
He was so committed to the bodywork that his hands were nowhere near the air until the last possible moment, and then the mitts just shot up, and he took it.
He hit it well.
Strong.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It was a big shove, though, wasn't it?
Oh, man. Well, we'll see if he can kick straight. He's gotten away with that one again.
Had one already tonight, big Lloyd Meek. And this is a big moment. The ruckman crosses the paint of 50. Meek, straight line, but it was always left.
What's going on down that end?
9-12 for Hawthorn. Brisbane 9-19. The Lions by 7 in the final quarter on ABC Sport.
Ruckman.
Yeah, 1 goal 4 to the Hawks.
We might lose that in a couple of minutes.
Brisbane bring it back in. It's with Cam Rayner, right half back.
The paramedics have come for Acker.
If Brisbane are to win this game, Cam Rayner needs to impose himself in this quarter. Long kick down the line. What a grab. Kalachi over the top of the pack.
It's good overhead, Archie.
He takes it on the Stanley Street wing and again slows it down. Umpire now urges him to play on, so he goes long, down the line, towards right half forward. Barris climbs high above the pack, fists it straight over the boundary line where the arc meets it. 50 metres out, there'll be a throw in at right half forward for Brisbane.
I wonder what his intent was then. That's a great rule to change. But this is going to be go down to the wire. What are the Lions going to do here? They've just got to repeat entry it and just get some shots on goal, some chaos.
Brisbane by 7. Fort double tap looking for Reveal. Couldn't control it. Fort dives down. Couldn't get a handball out. Warple to Meek. Now more for the Hawks. Throws it on the boot. A low spiral. Awkward one for Gunston. Couldn't get it on the bounce. Fletcher for Brisbane. Little 1-2 as he links up with Leicester. Full stride through the middle. Fletcher towards Day. Slipped through his mitts. At the back door. Gallup becomes the tackler and holds things up. 20 out straight in front. Ty Gallup, game 2. Still goalless, but he's hungry.
Oh, it nearly just slipped beautifully into his arms.
Good spot for Brisbane here. They've been able to score out of these, all these hack kicks out.
Tossed up, Fort out of the ruck, around the body, snaps and misses to the right.
Touched. They went through the goal, but it was touched.
Brisbane by 8. We've still got 12 to go. Strap yourselves in on ABC Sport.
The Hawks to bring it back in. Hardwick has a bounce, gets to 30 metres out from his own defensive goal, kicks it to the wing. Jaff, destroyed there by Fletcher.
Fletcher
Fisted
again.
it backwards, picked up by Harris Andrews, looping handball to Marshall. Marshall laces out Bailey. 55 from goal. He gets it inside 50. The lead was there, McCluggage. Got him. 45 out. He's on a very tight angle to the left. Yes. He might take a little bit of a breath here.
He should. He has been their most active goal kicker and in the play too. I hate to see what his scoring involvement.
2 goals. 4 shots. He's had 2 goals too and 9 scoring involvements.
This is the one that he's just got to just come out a little bit, just get it on and get it nice little off the side, 45-degree angle kick.
2 goals 2 for the evening. He gets around the mark. He flares it to the right. Will it stay in play? It's fisted through by the Hawthorn defence, and it will be rushed through for 1 behind. 9 goals 21 Brisbane to 9-12 Hawthorn, so it is a 9-point ball game.
Won't worry, Brisbane. This is their game. Build pressure, keep it in there. They usually score, and they have done still at their 40-41%, so they'll keep doing it.
It's on a knife's edge. Brisbane by 9. Scrimshaw to the Stanley Street wing. Pack collapses on hands and knees. Hawthorn win out. Deer. Handball was a little hot. And a couple of tackles come in to wrap up McDonald. Ball up. Quick reset. Fort front position. Meek wins it down for the Hawks. Head over the footy, trying to force his way through. Another couple of tackles late on Newcomb. Bit of a rugby scrum right now. We're in the heartland for it. Fort with a fist forward, looking for Bailey. Under pressure, left it behind. Ward just thumps it out of there. Through centre wing, big shove by Wilmot. On Bruce, who wanted the free kick, not paid. Wilmot picks it up, sells some candy around here. The sidestep, inside 50. Loman flew, couldn't take it. Impey gathers, wrapped up by Gallup. Got a handball out for the Hawks. Sicily to Barris, brought down. He was mowed down by Bailey. They're asking for the free kick. Hawthorn have run away with it, and Brisbane are turning to the umpire. Pay attention. The Hawks through the middle. Here's Ginnivan. Kick smothered. Desperate. Wilmot got across. Picked up. Moore shoots the handball to the 50. McDonald brought down. Leicester just steamrolled through him. Right. Ball up inside 50. Hawthorn down 9 and on the charge.
That's a great call, Az. What were Brisbane doing? Great ruck work from Ford at centre half back. Got it down to Will Ashcroft. He pushes it out to the right. Nicely fisted away there by Battle. He gets the ball back by hand from D'Ambrosio. Then he launches it towards left half forward. Off the knuckles of the pack. Chol got there first. Big Darcy Fort got there as well, blocked him off. Then it was picked up, hacked towards goal. One behind. Another behind. This game is frenetic. 75 plays 67. It is an 8-point ball game in favour of Brisbane. 15 minutes gone. Final term, ABC Sport on a Sunday night.
34 behinds this evening.
34. It's that much energy.
Andrews in the back pocket. Short to Rayner. They're moving it methodically here. In front of the benches, Stanley Street wing. Dunkley has the footy but will be held up. Finally over the top, Rayner. Floated forward. Sicily knocks him over. He just walked into him. He knew what he was doing, James Sicily. He's lucky he hasn't been pinged for that.
Oh, they've been getting away with that for a bit now.
Rayner. High ball. Searching to the 50. Fought with a shove. Couldn't take the mark. Amon is bulldozed. Bailey just flew in recklessly and caught him high.
Just ducked.
Free kick to the Hawks defender. Zane Bojack downstairs.
Yeah, James Tunstall's been activated for the Lions. Not sure who's coming off for him yet.
We'll find out for you, Zano, as soon as we recognise it. It's with Warple now, shorter centre wing out aside. He goes straight down the corridor to centre half forward. Coming out, Harris Andrews hacks it out of mid-air. Oh, it just fell nicely. Well done to Kalshadir, who turns around, hits Jath at right half forward. He's 55 from goal for the Hawks. They trail by 8 points. Jath looking for a lead. Finds it from Ginnivan. Nobody near the little man. He takes it 45 out, 45-degree angle to the right.
Yeah, the Brisbane defenders just dropped off him thinking Giaff wasn't going to hit that. He's going to kick long, and to his credit, he had a bit of discipline, composure, and hit the short one.
There's no doubt this man is a polarising character, but can he play footy? Yes, he can. Can he convert here? The Hawks fans will be hoping so.
I'd suggest not.
A bit of cramp.
16 and a half minutes gone of the final term. Jack Ginnivan. Can he put the Hawks closer? He launches. It's getting closer. It's through. He turns and salutes the Queensland Cricketers Club, who froth. But Jack Ginnivan shows them what he can do. He restricts the lead to 2 points. He gets his second goal, 75 to 73. 17 gone final term. Zane Bojack on the boundary line.
Yeah, Ty Callop has gone to the back bench, and Tunstall's been activated. But what a big goal that was by Ginnivan.
Unbelievable goal. And you just can't give that much space. That said, it is finally starting to open up. These turnovers are happening. The pressure from both teams. They have 5 minutes here and there, both teams. And can they score? Well, the line's been inaccurate, but that doesn't matter. They're going to keep going. They're going to have to. They're going to week off. It's going to come down to the wire. Double chance for them. It's worth every tackle, every nudge, every push, every effort.
2-point game at the Gabba for all the marbles. Winner gets the double chance. Out of the middle, Nash. Read it best on the bounce. The Irishman into the 50. To no one in particular. Bounces towards Andrews. Tried to hand it to Marshall. Missed his target. Crowd asking the question. It'll be a boundary throw in.
Smart. I'll buy.
That was pretty red hot. I reckon Harris Andrews dodged a bullet.
Absolutely.
Right there.
You can hear how divided this crowd is as well. There are plenty of Hawks fans in the house. They're down 2. Tossed in. Fort wins it. Newcombe quickly tackled by Will Ashcroft. Will go again.
Oh, they must work in Victoria. Must be a sickie tomorrow. Can't be working that hard. No wonder productivity's down.
2 points the margin. Lions lead it. Ball up. 70 from the Hawks goal. Warple imposed himself, grabbed the ball. He had McLuggage hanging off him. Still got the handball away, but McLuggage did enough.
About the fend off with the elbow straight to the chin. No, that's fine.
He pushed it over the boundary line for a throw in. So it's now 60 from the Hawks goal. They trail by 2 points. The throw in. Darcy Fort versus Mab Chol. Fort slapped it to Dunkley. Dunkley into the path of McLuggage. He's tackled by Connor McDonald. Got a handball away. There's Watson. The whiz. Handball forward to Warple. Tackled immediately by Dunkley. Dislodges the ball. Marshall to McLuggage. To the run of Rayner. Gives the don't argue to Sicily. Gets onto the left foot. Kicks it to left half forward. Cameron spoiled by Hardwick. Cameron went back, fumbled the ball. Marshall, no-look handball to Morris. Morris overruns it, picked up by Charlie. Gives it to Rayner, 55 from goal. Rayner Kicks it inside. Archie flies. Roving Tygo can't pick it up. Then comes Bruce Reville. Taps it through the legs. Hawks battle. He taps it back to his teammate. Handballed over the line. Free kick Brisbane. 20 from goal. Left forward pocket. They all want a piece of it.
Outrageous.
It's going to be Bruce Reville who's awarded the free kick. The cornrows.
Sucker for cornrows and manicure toes. You want to kick this one and those toes better be on fire. But that was just a stinking handball, nothing more. That wasn't deliberate, but we'll take it.
It was a skill error, but Bruce Reville will curl it around with his right foot. From 25, he hits it beautifully. Come the moment, come the Bruce. 81 plays 73. 10 goals, 21 to 10-13. 20 minutes gone. Final term. ABC footy rocking the Gabba on a Sunday night.
And Ginnivan is a small forward. He followed that umpire in the back pocket and gave him a mouthful all the way back about that decision. How they don't play the Harris Andrews one and then play that one.
Unless there was a bloke there for the Lions.
Yeah.
It looked like there was.
Extraordinary. But anyhow, what a great finish. What a game.
It's on everywhere. The pressure. This is the thing. Last quarter, you're going to make errors. It's getting slippery. The energy's dropping. Both teams have just been at it all night. No wonder there's so many points. They'd set that at the City end. No, there must be a vortex in front of that goal. No one seemed to kick one, but Reville, what a goal.
That was unbelievable. Bruce Reville with something special, and the Lions are up by 8. Here we go again with 6 minutes to go. Fought down, looking for McCluggage. Turned into trouble, but bounced off Amon. Got it out to Lohman. Hands it to Bailey inside 50. Rayner kept going. Races to 40. Cam Rayner! 5-star football! He's so good! Rayner's got his second, and they roar! The Gabba is euphoric, and Brisbane are up by 14 points. They can smell the double chance. Oh my goodness. 11-21-87 to 10-13-73. 5 to go on ABC Sport with Jason Ackermanis and Matthew Primus.
He's been unsighted, Matty. We've been wondering where he is. He's done it. You've had their captain doing a great job on him. A few little fumbles there, but just lots of fortune. Little handball there. Coming straight at goals. You love that run, straight kick, straight goal.
He's probably since halfway through the second quarter, he's up to 20 touches now, but he wasn't sighted that first half. But nearly 20 touches, 2 goals, 2. He's got back to
the centre square again.
Here we go, another clearance. Brisbane. Bailey now inside 50. It goes over the head of the contest of Hardwick and Charlie Cameron. Bounces inside the boundary line, then goes over. It's going to be a throw-in the right forward pocket for Brisbane.
That's a good match-up, Pricey, I reckon. Hardwick, he's labouring. They just won out. Charlie's just got to get his wheels going and get a couple of good kicks in his direction.
The Gabba crowd now in full voice. The throw-in. Meek for Hawthorn. Gathers, immediately tackled by Darcy Fort. There'll be a ball up 30 out from the Brisbane goal. They lead this one by 14 points.
Tossed up. Fought down, looking for Dunkley. Tackled but got it out. McCluggage back to Will Ashcroft. Now Lohman tried to part the seas and the walls closed in. Trapped holding the ball. No, ball up.
No.
40 from home.
Nearly a free kick there for the Bomber. Cobra.
Tossed up. Meek down. Nash fell into the footy. Reville rather on top of him. Archie picks it up. Got underneath the footy as he sets it up to the goal square. Entanglement there between Cameron and Hardwick. It bounces up on the behind line and Hardwick smashes it through. Brisbane by 15.
So the Hawks with the ball.
They've now got to score. They've now got to do stuff. They've now got to make the play down the middle here.
They go straight down the middle via Hardwick. It reaches the centre circles. Good contest. Fisted away. Taken by Zorko. He's immediately claimed. Great tackle there by Sicily it was.
Smart, because they had peeled off. They had 4 in front of the footy and only 2 of them had men. So good work, Zorko.
Just beside the centre circles, the umpire throws it up. 20 players around this ball. Warple now at ground level. Hooks it around his body. Inside 50. Starcevic broke away from Chol and took a diving chest mark to save the day for Brisbane.
That was Bruce, but that's still good from Bruce. They just hold up Starcevic, but good mark.
Wide to Leicester, and now Zorko, the 300 gamer. Hasn't had many highlights tonight, but he'll take the win regardless. He sends it to his brother-in-law, Leicester.
It's just awkward every Christmas. You missed me in round 14 again.
Broadcast swing inside 45 now to Dunkley.
You've got the game on their terms, just holding on to it, uncontested marks, taking time off the clock. Got to press up hard here, the Hawks, try and get it back.
Close to the boundary line to Tunstall, who's on for Gallup. Sub earlier for the Hawks, Mitch Lewis with a corky. He was out, Luke Bruce in. Tunstall now up towards the 50 for Brisbane. Logan Morris got in the hole but couldn't take it. Kept fighting. Handball to McCluggage. Dove sideways into Amon. Ball ricocheting around like a pinball. Barris got it out to Watson. He accelerated into the contest and shot it out to Nash. Now Bruce through the logo. Sprayed it. A rolling ball to Gunston. Didn't help him. Andrews is there. Gunston. He's hungry. Good tackle. Can't extract the footy. Ball up on the paint of 50. Hawthorn down 15.
Kicked some horrible balls inside 50.
That was a stinker.
Oders,
Yeah, for a player of his experience, it wasn't the greatest kick from Luke Bruce. What a player he's been over his journey. The ruckman gets it down. I couldn't tell you which one. It was both of them. It was picked up by Gunston. He's immediately tackled into the ground by Harris Andrews, who leans over him. Umpire's going to throw it up. 45 out from the Hawks' goal. Meek versus Fort. Fort got it down to Zorko. Zorko's left foot straight into the middle of the ground, but it's all Hawthorn. In fact, Barris is by himself in the centre circles. He kicks it inside 50 again. Bruce was the target, fisted away from him. Front and square by Hull and Globetrotter stuff from Will Ashcroft. Got it down to Bruce. Handball to the run of Darcy Wilmot. Gets it now to Charlie Cameron up the ground. He kicks it forward to centre wing to find Archie.
They can hold on to it here, Brisbane. They'll have players out because they got 3 deep Hawthorn. 3 extra numbers. That's not really good football when I know they're on the fly, but look out.
Archie to Reynolds goes inside 50. Will Ashcroft had some space. Hardwick with the close gets a fist in. Boundary throw in right half forward for Brisbane. Up 15 points. 3 minutes to go. The Hawks need to get a move on, or they'll be on the road in the first week of finals.
Against the hard, they'll be hard, I tell you, GWS.
Throw in at right half forward for Brisbane across the arc. Fort versus Meek. It's been a brilliant battle all night. Meek grabs it out of the ruck, kicks it to centre wing out of side. Big contest at ground level. It's the Hawks with Ward. He shot the handball into the guts, just hopeful. It was Jaff. Jaff got it to Watson. Traverses the 50 and drills it. Hawks not out of it yet. 11-22-88 Brisbane. It is now 11-13-79 the Hawks. It's 9 points the margin, and we've played just over 27 minutes in this final term in front of 32,086 fans here at the Gabba. Pretty good crowd for a Sunday night, Acker and Matty.
Pretty good crowd for a stadium, Matty.
Absolutely fantastic, and great. Going to be a great last 2.5 minutes. Hawks are just going to have to play fast. They've thrown Choi back, and Sicily's gone forward to try and create a mark here. So you know what kind of style of play they're going to do. It's going to be a real interesting 2.5 minutes here.
Choi's going forward, and Sicily is cramping, so he's come up to the wing, but he can be a liability.
He might push forward and they'll try and play 7 forwards.
Yeah, he'll do that because he can't run at the moment. He's been had his hands full with Rayner. Rayner's just got off the chain, I should say. He got loose.
A special night at the Gabba. Brisbane by 9. Fort wins it down. Will Ashcroft buffers it wide. Picked off by Newcombe. Drives it towards the 50 for the Hawks. Caught behind was Sicily. And in front was Tunstall.
Well done.
That's a big moment for the young man. A contract year. Just his 3rd game this season. Hoping to maintain a spot in the 22 ahead of finals. He kicks to the corridor. It's treacherous. But thankfully it was fast. Straight towards Darcy Wilmot, who pops up and takes the mark.
They're out here. They've got spare men, I should say. They'll just hold on to it.
Zero attention to Dunkley, who floats to the broadcast wing, takes the mark, shares it to McCluggage, and directs his teammates to calm down.
Under 2 minutes.
McCluggage up to left half forward. Rayner.
He could have a shot from here. He won't get there.
It's a good 70 out. They're up by 9, Brisbane. You'd think one more goal will get the job done. Rayner into the left forward pocket. Fort's floated forward, front position, Barris. Here come Hawthorn.
That wasn't the kick you wanted, I reckon. Just
They got to go though, Pricey.
Barris now, the long left footer. It's straight up the middle. Harris Andrews at the back of the pack. Harris Andrews. Go gadget arms. The ball went past him and he put them around his knees and juggled that ball. He's got a player leading out into space at left half forward. It's Jimmy Tunstall. Done a couple of good things since he was injected into the game as the sub.
Look at that.
Now he's 70 from goal. He tells everybody to slow down. I've got this, fellas. A long kick. Again into the pocket. Massive pack. Double grabber from Logan Morris. He tries to claim it. He's jumped on by a couple of Hawks. Umpire says we'll ball it up. In the left forward pocket for Brisbane.
Tick, tick, tick. Every second counts here. Hawthorn need to go.
Lions by 9, fought down. Ashcroft breaks through the pack, gives it to Rayner. Tight angle snap, it's across the face. Sits up, right forward pocket, reveals there. Couldn't take it. Bailey throws his body in, left the footy behind. Hardwick thumps it off the deck. Brisbane have the wall. Wilmot will leave it for Starcevic. He's in the centre square. Drills a bullet into Reville. Game over. Bruce Reville with a set shot to come from 40.
We're nearly after the siren, as I reckon.
He'll milk the clock all the way down. What a night. The most behinds in a game this season. A seesawing affair, battling for third. Hawthorn will be on the road in an elimination final, but Brisbane are roaring back to September. Reville kicks and misses.
That's a record.
But Brisbane won't mind. They've won by 10 in an all-timer at the Gabba. Brisbane, for the 5th time in 7 years, have got the double chance.
We will always fight for victory, like a Troy and there's our goal. All for one and one for all. We will answer to the call. Go Lions, Brisbane Lions, we'll kick the winning score. You'll hear a mighty roar.
It wasn't pretty, but it doesn't need to be when it's finals quality football. They had 8 behinds in the opening term. They went goalless, Brisbane, down 13 points, but they marched right back into it. A huge second quarter where they kicked 5 goals to the Hawks 3, up by 5 at half-time, 11 at three-quarter time. Hawthorn kept pressing, but Brisbane hung on. The reigning premiers are a chance to go back-to-back. They've teed up a double chance, and they'll face Geelong in the first week of finals. Brisbane win 11-23-89 to the Hawks 11-13-79. And if the football is anything like this in 2 weeks' time, sign us up, because the finals are going to be electric. Brisbane winners in an epic. Jason Akinmanis, Matty Primus on ABC Sport to wrap it all up.
I'd be confused too. It'd be I'd be fatigued too. I can't even speak English. You couldn't even nearly get Akinmanis out. Matty Primus, what a game. Take your breath. Except for all the misses. I'd had everything. The pressure. Can you imagine him, that many tackling, that much work off the ball? It's just a crazy good game that just had everything.
Yeah, it did have everything. Probably, I reckon the Hawks would probably be a little bit disappointed with how they played. I think Brisbane would be, hey, that's back-to-back our footy. Last week, Fremantle, tonight. Yeah, inaccuracy, but their style of play. Hawks asked them a lot of questions, but overall, if you look at all the key KPI stuff, I reckon folks would say, hey, that's us at our best. And some new personnel, some key young forwards up that end. They still had 65 odd inside 50s and arguably should have kicked 20 goals. So I think their game's in pretty good nick. They got through unscathed and Hawthorn, it's a difficult place to come and play, and they had their opportunities, but probably a little bit off compared to where they'd want to be, and Brisbane certainly earned their top 4, and amazing with the amount of outs they've had and the different players who've come in and out of their team. still to finish third on the ladder with the year they've had is fantastic.
A lot of ball use. They started to shut down the second quarter just for the game, Brisbane. That forced them to really make some changes at halftime, Hawthorn. And then, it's got to be a four-quarter effort. They were super early after a couple of minutes of just, rough and tumble. But on milestone games, you never seem to know where it's going to go. Are the players up and about? You don't know as a coach are they going to be, too emotional. But in the end, Zorks didn't really have the game of his career, I think, but he's had so much to do out there. You don't need 45 touches to have a good game. And everyone had to be up for the fight. They brought the heat, you had to bring it back, and then you had to take it again. It was an arm wrestle that had pain every time you had to go back the other way. Whew, I'd be tired too. Lucky they got a week off.
I'd love to see the trackers on their kilometres and the speed that they ran, because that was a different level of football than we've seen across this campaign. They hit second gear, third gear. These two sides, just end-to-end frenetic football. Feel for the Hawks, who didn't lose any supporters tonight, but will be on the road in the first week of finals in an elimination final.
Wow.
And they're just the second team in the 18-team competition to not host a final despite having 15 wins. But the only other team who didn't was the Western Bulldogs, who went on to win it all.
That's very true.
Yep. Never say never, but yeah, it's unfortunate for them. They're a rare breed, a 15-win team that they didn't get anywhere near the top four at the end of the day.
And judging by the supporters, they obviously clearly don't work that much on Mondays. They'll be good to go to Sydney, I tell you. They'll bus it up, fly it up. Although, no, they're Hawthorn, they'll probably just be flying their own planes.
Absolutely.
There won't be a spare seat on the 6 a.m. But back to Melbourne, I think, tomorrow morning.
Oh, they won't get the 6 a.m. No, they're sicky all day. Work from home, yeah. They have Wi-Fi on the plane these days, so
they do.
Like you're working.
We're with you for the next 27 minutes, so we'll get some reaction in the rooms. We'll hear the song as well, and your text welcome as well.
27 minutes. Oh my God.
That's child's play, Akka. Could have been an hour. Well, we can't go to midnight though.
It's illegal.
0437 774 774. Paul's listening in the Greek islands. Love the call and the banter. And as a Pies fan, I'm very happy. Well done to the ABC. And the context of that is Collingwood will play Adelaide in the first week of finals now.
How about that?
So there's storylines all over that.
Greek islands. This time of year.
Bill says the Lions had loose men on the wings all night and Hawthorn's skills were off, but somehow stayed in the hunt. Hank was driving a milk tanker down the Scott River in WA. Love the call. And Akka and Matt, a pair of champions. Also, Rick was painting a mural at the shopping centre in Frankston and took 20 minutes to pick himself up after falling off the ladder, listening to Jason Ackermanis commenting about how much he disliked Jack Ginnivan. Glad you enjoyed it, Rick.
People go, Jack is a bit different. Like, he's half the speed as I was, got no left foot. And he had blonde hair occasionally, like whenever he chopped it off. And you say, you're similar. No.
Can I just point
not
out
even close.
The class of the Hawthorn players after that effort to line up and pay tribute to Dane Zorko as the man playing 300th tonight. He's the oldest player in AFL history to make 300 games. He took that record off another line, Alistair Lynch, who took that record off another line in Roger Merritt, who took that record off another line in Kevin Murray.
No way.
They own that, the elder statesman of the 300, as he's chaired off the field by Darcy Gardner and Ryan Lester.
Dane Zorko in game 300. His kids Louis and Giselle out there as well. What a career he's had. 5 best and fairest, 2 All-Australians, Premiership Lion out of the Gold Coast. And he's not done yet. Signed on for a 15th season next campaign. And he might do it with 2 or back-to-back All-Australian Blazers, because he's certainly in the mix once again this year after a prolific year last season. Dane Zorko, a little bit of fanfare, but he'll hold up at the race to really relish this one with his teammates. And Charlie Cameron as well in game 250. It's a big night for the Brisbane Football Club. So a 7th consecutive final series. 5 of them will be top 4. It's been an amazing run. And they're seeking a 3rd straight grand final and a chance to go back-to-back. Geelong first up, though.
Oof.
What do you make of that match-up?
Yeah, they match up well. They match up well. Yeah. It'll be at the G, will it? Or?
Yep. It will be, yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be...
That's a bit unfair, isn't it?
It is.
Poor Geelong never get home ground advantage.
And what's their capacity now at Cardinia Park? It's got to be
30, 40?
Not
got to be enough.
I think.
Well, if the Gold Coast won a home final, they'd be playing in front of 25.
The Giants as well.
The Giants.
How come Geelong can't?
Yeah,
Geelong
MCG has a fair say.
Oh, yeah, that's a fair
what
call.
goes on.
No, fair call. Contract's a contract.
But
Well, that's not that's strict as it used to. I would rather play at Geelong, but you'd love to play at the G because you've got to play the grand final at the G. So
Lions by 10 over the Hawks to secure third spot on the ladder. Let's head into the rooms with Zane Bojack.
Oh, they're a happy group, these Brisbane Lions. They're coming down with Dane Zorko, his daughter Giselle, his son Louis, his beautiful wife. They're all standing beside him. Giselle's got the little earmuffs on because there's a lot of noise here in this dressing room. He's shaking hands there with a club legend and Luke Hodge, both these clubs actually. And now they're getting set to go into the circle and sing the song. They're into another finals campaign. Harris Andrews is just telling everyone to assemble. Who's he going to drag in? I think he's taking some sports drink. He wants to load someone up. Who are they? Oh, they're going to dunk. Here we go. It's Ty Gallup. And once again, I've got to stop getting in these positions, seriously. I've just got it all over me. All right, okay, here we go. Talking about being in the wrong place at the wrong time. But if you're a Brisbane Lions fan, you're going to love this. The Zorko children that started off the team song. If you want to know, I smell like raspberry sports drink, but that's okay. Very shortly we're going to chat to the man who knows Dane Zorko almost as well as himself, Ryan Lester.
Little Louis knew all the words, and little Giselle just relishing the energy, I think, with the earmuffs on, but it was a great scene in the rooms for the Brisbane Lions. Winners by 10 points over the Hawks. They'll play Geelong in a qualifying final in 2 weeks' time. Meanwhile, Hawthorn will either finish 7th or 8th, entirely dependent on what happens on Wednesday night. The Gold Coast first need to win to knock the Bulldogs out, and then they need to make up 0.8%, which you'd think they would do against Essendon. So you imagine Hawthorn will finish 8th and will be playing the Giants, and Fremantle will be hosting Gold Coast. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. There's still a game to come in a few days' time, and you can hear it all on the ABC Listen app from 6:45 Eastern on Wednesday night, Gold Coast and Essendon. An amazing evening here at the Gabba. They turned out in terms of Sunday night football, and what a day it was. So the Giants defeating the Saints by 11, Fremantle defeating the Western Bulldogs by 15, both of those sides to host home eliminators. And the final game, Brisbane defeating Hawthorn by 10 points. Now for the Hawks, can they win it all from 7th? If you've got to head to Perth and play Fremantle first up. Oh no, they'll head to the Giants first. So GWS week 1.
Yeah,
they're a chance.
Absolutely, they're a chance. Their style of footy is very good. They final series last year, so they've got some finals experience. They've they could absolutely cause some damage, and they wouldn't be a team that most teams would want to go and play. But once again, to win an away final is bloody hard. That's one of the hardest things to do, and the Giants are a pretty special team the way they go about it. So, but they're healthy. I think maybe or who else might come in. Mitch Lewis, that was about it, I think. So if he pulls up from this one, so they're pretty healthy.
We'll get back to the Hawks in a moment, but it's all about Brisbane tonight. Back into the rooms with Zane Bojack.
Yeah, look, and it's not just the Zorko children. The Lester children are here as well. Little Georgie, of course, cousin of Giselle and Louis and Ryan Lester. What about that? You guys, at one stage there, just couldn't kick a goal, and in the end, you just managed to smash it through the big sticks, and you got your way into the top 4 again.
Yeah, it was death by 1,000 cuts a little bit, wasn't it? I don't know, between Hugh McCluggage and Cam Rain, I don't know what they kicked, but look, I thought we played the right way. We did last week, we did this week, and that gives us really good confidence going to finals. So, there was a lot on the line tonight, and I think for us being able to play for Zorks' 300th and Charlie's 250th sort of took that weight of what the game, the consequences of the game, and trying to win for those guys, so it was good.
Have you guys mentioned that when Sydney was racking up all those goals, you weren't there, whereas you come back last week, you smashed it through the big sticks, and tonight you got 17 disposals, and you guys were pretty impressive at the back there along with Harris?
We've even though we've lost Jack Payne and Noah Answorth, I think we've got a really solid back seven. Darcy Wilmot, I don't know what he had tonight, but he had some really big contests, and Jasper Fletcher the same. Hawthorn, I thought they played really well, and I think they'll be a really hard team to play in finals. So it was great to get a win.
You head off now to the MCG to take on Geelong, as opposed to the last time you were down at Cardinia Park where you beat them, I think, on Patrick Dangerfield's big night. Confident that you can do the job after a couple of weeks' rest to go down there and do the job against the Geelong Cats?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, obviously we give ourselves a chance. Geelong are a great team, a great club, but being able to play at the MCG in September's, it's pretty special. So, we're very much looking forward to it. It's a great opportunity ahead.
You've got a great relationship there with your skipper. You're just high-fiving him there. By the way, he poured sports drink. You're Harris. You got me good, mate. Sports drink all over me, but that's all right. It was great to be in the huddle there. Now, I'll pass the microphone over to you, Ryan, because we've got Matty Primus, we've got Jason Ackermanis, we've got Aaron Bryans, and we've got Michael Price to ask some questions.
Hey, Ryan, well done on tonight's game. I'd be interested to see what the message was from the coach at the breaks, because apart from the goal-kicking accuracy, I'm guessing most of your game and your KPIs was in pretty good shape. Was that the message you were doing a hell of a lot right, apart from kicking between the two big sticks?
Yeah, you guys see it very well. That was exactly the messaging. We were able to play the game in our forward half, get good territory, it was just a matter of converting. And sometimes those games where you start, Freo I think started 0-7, 0 goals 7 against us last week. It can be really disheartening. So to continue to fight and put in a really good four-quarter performance, it was awesome.
I know, Jason Ackermanis here, mate. I don't know what happens these days in Aussie rules footy in the AFL, but fair dinkum, are you guys getting managed better? Because when we got about 31, 32, 39, you could not get there. You're just so gassed and so tired. You're just playing better each and every week, each and every year. Is there anything you tell yourself? Because sometimes your mind's a beautiful thing. You say, enjoy it, get out there, because whatever you're doing, it's working.
Yeah, I was actually having this conversation with someone the other day. It seemed like only 10 years ago when I sort of started my career that if you played over 30 years old, like you were doing unbelievably well. But I reckon a large part of it is the pre-season component now. I remember when I first started, we came back early November. We come back in December. We come back for 2 weeks pre-Christmas, and for us it's all about just getting guys on the track and not getting too injured. So the old pre-season flogging isn't there as much anymore, and I think that helps with mental resilience and being able to play the game for longer.
We're still getting surgeries, aren't we, Matty, thanks to those floggings? Absolutely. Great days. Can I ask, did Blake say anything, or did you guys just adjust out in the field that it seemed at times you just sort of you pull off a meek and you wouldn't go to him, you would allow him to kick, you just made sure that handball receive option just wasn't there, because that definitely changed after quarter time?
Yeah, we didn't necessarily talk about it, but clearly the way they were getting us was that slingshot forward handball. If we didn't get a big kill on the ball at a contest, then they'd run in waves. So I think it was more a matter of we were alert to that, and we were sort of not just blindly coming forward and then giving them the look that they wanted. So, we certainly adjusted to that quite well.
Ryan Lester's with us on ABC Sport after Brisbane's 10-point victory over the Hawks. Ryan, it's Aaron Bryans here. Before the serious stuff, Jason Ackermanis was mentioning during the call that the Zork family Christmases must be pretty awkward. Can you tell us about what it's like being part of that family?
I did say it, and I meant it, because, as a footballer, you'd be there going, hey, Zorks, you missed me, you set me up in round 17, I still got a sore neck, thank you.
I think Zorks looks after me a fair bit out there. He's an unbelievable kick and decision maker, so he's certainly made me a better player, and maybe I've made him a little bit of a better player, but family Christmas and that is pretty fun.
Tell us a bit about Dane in terms of the person that he is, the character, and the relationship that you two have formed.
Pretty much what you see out on the field. He's very passionate, brings a lot of energy. He's been amazing for our footy club. Obviously, he's won 5 best and fairest or whatever he's won. And he gets on really well with the whole group. I mean, even though he might be, 35 or 36? He's got that energy of a 25-year-old. So he's pretty keen to keep playing as long as he can, I think.
All right, time for the serious stuff, the bold statements, Ryan. We touched on it with Andrew Wellington earlier that you're the reigning premiers, but you've got such a young list as well. There are some veterans like yourself, but it feels like the window is only just beginning. Where do you feel you are right now in terms of your premiership run?
You never know year to year. So, I mean, to finish top 4, you give yourself as much chance as anyone else. So, obviously the blend of youth, we had it a little bit last year when Kai Lohman and Logan Morris came into the team, and then this year it's gone further with Sam Marshall and Bruce Revel, and obviously a lot of those young guys. So we're very lucky with the mix of players we've got, and obviously come finals we'll get Jared Berry and Lockie Neal back. So I think we're in a really good spot to contend this year, and then we'll see after that.
It helps that you're in a similar vein of form from last year where, for some odd reason, when it comes to after round 12, you're a totally different side. So since 2019, you've won 55 and lost 16. This year, you're 9-3 after the halfway mark. What is it about setting up the season and then storming home?
I don't have a lot for you. I mean, the season's just long. You guys know that. So there's going to be ups and downs, but clearly, when we come back after the halfway point, it's like we can't muck around with our form no longer. And in saying that, we obviously did we had a bad game against Gold Coast and a bad game against Sydney. But potentially because we're experienced, we sort of go, all right, we need to really knuckle down and play the right way, and that generally results in wins for us heading into finals. And we've certainly done that in the back half of the year this year, and giving ourselves a shot.
What do you think they do? Sorry, Pricey.
You're right, mate.
No, you go. Sorry.
No. You put triple premiership and Brownlow.
No, I was going to say, it's not like, it's not like the Bulls and, Dennis Rodman goes off to Vegas for a week, then they come back and he's on point and they're on point. It's hard. They just they're very good in the second half of the year for some reason. And I think that's experience and good leaders.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, Michael Price here, rudely interrupted by Jason Ackermanis as per usual. Now, look, congratulations to you, Froggy, on you're like a fine wine, mate. You're just getting better with age. But I just want to ask you about your defensive group. Obviously Harris, but the youngsters like Darcy Wilmot coming in, it must give you some good energy as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Between Darcy Wilmot and Jasper Fletcher, they are very, very good players, very reliable, win their contest, but then also run off. And it's very exciting for the club, as you spoke about earlier, the mix of young players and older guys. We're in a great position, and those guys, I reckon between those two, Will Ashcroft, you're looking at 3 of the top 6 in our BNF, I reckon, this year, which is amazing.
Froggy, last one, week off. Are you doing anything next weekend?
Nah, we these days we actually try and do sort of one day on, one day off to more keep us engaged. Obviously playing 7 final series, we sort of know what works for us, and it's not so much the 4-day break like you get in the middle of the year. It's more, space out the week, so you get plenty of break, but you're still very much engaged and you don't quite switch off into that holiday mode for 3 or 4 days. So that's what we've got in the next week, and then obviously the week after we get into it against Geelong.
Sounds like golf. Tuesday.
Tuesday. There is a jacket being played on Wednesdays. So
oh yes, yes.
Hey Ryan, a quick finale for you. Sunday night football, yay or nay?
Oh, it's a long time to wait to play, isn't it, from Thursday night? But I don't know. I'm sure the broadcasters will be pretty happy with that. I thought that was a good game. Clearly, it all built up to that game, and it was good footy.
Great crowd as well. Congratulations on the win, Ryan, and enjoy the week off before the double chance.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Ryan Lester with us on ABC Sport after Brisbane's 10-point victory. And if you hadn't heard it through the call, he is Dane Zorko's brother-in-law, married to his sister. So
he never says much about that. Why do you bring that out? That must.
Because it's a big night for the Zorko family.
It is.
So
That's a very good point. Yeah,
he's tied in. So
it is tied.
It's a huge milestone night, 300 games, and a huge result for it as well. They really honoured him in the way they got it done. Huge night in terms of inaccuracy as well. So Brisbane 11-23-89, Hawthorn 11-13-79. The most behinds in a game this year, comfortably as well. And for Brisbane, with their 23 behinds, I reckon that's the fourth most they've ever kicked as the Brisbane Lions. So inaccurate.
Yep.
But, I mean, imagine if they were.
Well, but
that end.
Great way to look at it, to be able to do that and then still win. There's massive upside in that relation. I'm sure there'll be a bit of goal kicking going on in the next couple of weeks, Acker.
I've been telling them. I said, I'll come down and teach you how to kick it properly. They still don't kick it properly. But in the end, you're right, though, Matty. They didn't fall away. They just kept at it and grind and grind. You know how it's like. You just can get so deflated.
Can eat away at you.
And you're like, another one? Stuff this. And you just sort of drop your intensity. And they didn't. And they hung in there, hung fat. Like PHAT fat, by the way.
So Jared Berry to come back in and Lockie Neal as well for the first week of finals, and Eric Hipwood would be likely be second or prelim depending on if they win the quali. So
Eric,
there's still some tall timber to come back into that lineup. And for the Hawks, you asked before, Matty, about how much better can they get in terms of the players that they're currently missing. So no Will Day for the season. He's here tonight. He did travel with the crew and was giving them some pep talks and advice. Josh Weddle, we have no idea where he is. The bone stress injury has just been...
don't worry about him.
Lost.
So,
Harry Morrison with the quad's a test, but he's not probably one of their top tier, and Finn McGuinness out with a kidney injury. So this is pretty much what the Hawks have to offer.
Yep.
And they were very competitive, to be fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
They bring it. They bring pressure. The Brisbane had to elevate themselves above that pressure and utilise the ball very quickly. So Hawthorn did bring the pressure.
And that's the first time they've done that. And they brought that pressure that's good enough that they've lifted to the opposition, because the last few games they've lost here, Melbourne and who else they lost here? Sydney. Yeah. They just couldn't match them and then go back at them and match the fire and then get their game going and get momentum their way by making the tackles and having the turnovers. Yeah, that's a good sign tonight for Brisbane.
I hear you've got the votes, Acker.
I do have the votes.
3, 2 and 1 in the ABC Sport Footballer of the Year.
Go drum roll. Now, drum roll, for one vote, and this is very stiff because I'm going to give it to Darcy Wilmont, or as my daughter says, Wombat, but he was sensational. Yeah, just the way he's run at the back half, he certainly not only got it, he had to set him up, he was calm. We'll make mistakes, he made only a couple of errors, but he was just, they needed him. His rebound was very important, where Zorko wasn't quite getting enough of the footy, where they usually use him in that role. So that's one vote. 2 votes. I cannot help but I just love this guy. He's the guy you'd pick first every week for your team if you had him. Josh Dunkley never gives anything other than an intense, full effort tackling. Smothers, you name it. It marks. He just does everything every week. And 3 votes had to go to Hugh McGluggage. He missed a couple in that third quarter. He started to get shots on goal. He's worked great. He looks like he's beaten up, with that knee and the bandage over it, but who cares? He just kept going, kept finding a way. He was awesome in the centre. He ran forward, he ran back. He just had to do everything. And he finished off with a couple of goals, and that's the polish you need. And can I say honourable mentions to Will Ashcroft and
Carl Lehman?
Yeah, he was supreme too. And if they didn't win, he could have got 1 vote. He was supreme. He was very good, and
he almost had a kilometre in metres gained.
Amazing.
Yeah. Sorry, I probably should have put him.
but never
biased him. He got me.
34 touches and 956 metres gained. 6 core involvements.
So Jason Ackermanis with the double pythons out in the Lions Guernsey and the shorts.
Yes.
3 to McCluggage, 2 to Dunkley, 1 to Darcy Wilmot, and the Brisbane Lions winners by 10 points to lock in 3rd place, and they'll face Geelong in the first week of finals. Acker, it's great to see you again.
Yeah, you don't used to come up. I might not see you again for...
Let you know we can have some more holidays and I'll jump on the plane. It'll be a couple of hours.
It's usually pretty warm here.
We've risked old Q anyway, haven't we?
We have. He's gone. He's so upset. He would have gone to that cricket game. This better be good. Now he's gone.
Matty, good to call with you again.
Yeah, you too, mate. Good to see you.
Great to be alongside Michael Price as well.
Thanks, Ed.
Huge thanks to Zane Bojack downstairs. He had a tremendous performance tonight. And Andrew Williamson back in the studio. Adam Jones for helping us out. And our tech, Peter Scott, as well, to get us through this evening. Brisbane winners by 10 points, 11-23-89 to Hawthorn's 11-13-79. So they play Geelong week 1. Adelaide will play Collingwood in the other qualifying final. The Giants and Freo will host home elimination finals, and it's down to the last 2 spots. Hawthorn are locked in. They'll be on the road, but who will they play? And will the Western Bulldogs hang on, or will the Gold Coast Suns pip them at the final hurdle? It's the Suns and the Bombers on Wednesday night. You can hear Gold Coast and Essendon from 6:45 Eastern Standard Time to decide the final 8. Brisbane winners by 10 to wrap up the trifecta tonight. Here's how it finished, or here's how it all went on ABC Sport.
Delivers another ball to Dylan Moore. He traverses the 50, looks inboard for Joel, hits him 20 metres out. Boy, when they move the ball quickly, the Hawks, it is exquisite to watch. From 30 metres out, the left foot is sweet. Hawks get the first goal of the game, but the handball back to Gunston off a step, inside 50. Joel! He attacked that ball with vigour, took it on his chest. Matt Scholl from 45. The left foot is laconic. It is through. He's got 3. He puts it to a dangerous spot, top of the square. Off hands, McLuggage gathers. McLuggage goal. A roving goal for Brisbane. The crowd erupts at the Gabba. Jack to pick it up. Lowers the eyes, hits Gunston on the lead. Beautiful lead. Lovely pass from Jack. Oh, if he kicks this one, he'll become the 8th Hawk to kick 500 goals. From 45, tight angle. He strikes it very, very nicely. That is magnificent. Jack Gunston, congratulations. Boy, oh boy, get better with age.
Ricochets to centre-half forward. Wilmot can't barge through. Drops the footy in the process. No whistle. The Hawks fans infuriated. Loman says, thank you very much. And he kicks one from 45. Kai Loman strikes. Scores are level. All alone at half forward is Gallop. Takes the mark. He'll hand it off to Rayner, who pulls the trigger from the centre square. Cam Rayner!
Oh, yeah.
That is out of this world.
Fisted down by Kalshadir, roved by the Wizard. Handball back to Gunston. Gunston from 40. Curls it around with the right foot. What a beautiful kick.
Brisbane keep going. Will Ashcroft back to McLuggage from 45. Hugh McLuggage. He's ready for finals football. Brisbane up by 9.
Jack Ginnivan, can he put the Hawks closer? He launches. It's getting closer. It's through. He turns and salutes the Queensland Cricketers Club, who frog.
Fought down, looking for McLuggage. Turned into trouble, but bounced off Amon. Got it out to Loman. Hands it to Bailey inside 50. Rayner kept going. Races to 40. Cam Rayner! 5-star football! The Gabba is euphoric, and Brisbane are up by 14 points. They can smell the double chance. What a night. The most behinds in a game this season. A seesawing affair, battling for 3rd. Hawthorn will be on the road in an elimination final, but Brisbane are roaring back to September. They've won by 10 in an all-timer at the Gabba. Brisbane, for the 5th time in 7 years, have got the double chance.